what do you say we get this going? I'm actually excited for this. It's a bit of a long one, so it took me a little while to get to it because I want to be thorough. Caleb Hammer, friend of the show, he released a video called He's Back, and it's about this guy from a year ago. It's called 41-Year-Old Refuses to Get a Job and Grow Up. I've never watched it before, so we're going to do both because apparently it's insane, and I'm very curious about it, and it looks like it's going to be like fun. It's going to be a break from like the meaningful drama, and it's just going to be a fun time, and that's what I'm looking for, a fun old time. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Just so you guys know, I have a short form content channel on YouTube. Check the description below. But yeah, let's just get this party started, baby. Start with the first video.
I'm Brent Davey. I'm 41. I'm based out of
41 is crazy.
Austin, and this is Financial Audit.
I was watching Umbrella Academy yesterday, and there's this guy. He's like a beer cat. He's like, yeah, I'm old, and I have kids, and I'm like, this guy looks like he's 40. I'm 34. I still don't have kids yet, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to get there soon. Makes me feel old as hell.
So what do you do, 41-year-old Austin, Texas, for a living?
Too many things.
Oh, that's not a good sign. Too many things means nothing, right?
Okay, go on.
I don't even know, really. I'm just like hustling every day, basically, because I have been blacklisted for most jobs.
Whoa.
How do you get blacklisted for most jobs? You know what's crazy? Around me, like if you want a decent paying job, you can work for the local bus company, and you could actually make, like, I think the starting is like 25 at this point. It's not full-time yet because you start with like mini school buses, but like you can get there after a while. You know what I mean? Pretty reasonably, make a consistent living. You can even get full-time hours being a bus driver. For a school bus driver, it just takes a while.
I have a criminal background.
What did you do?
Wow, this guy has a criminal background? What?
I told Governor Abbott on Twitter that I would eat his heart, and that like solicited a big reaction.
I feel like I don't believe that. I don't believe that one thing would have turned into a criminal record. I just don't know if I believe that.
So what happened?
I was arrested. I was arrested by.
And when did this supposedly happen?
6 DPS agents. They knocked on my door, and I spent 4 days in jail on a terror hold in Travis County.
When did this happen? Because like what?
And then that was a misdemeanor B, terroristic threat. Mm-hmm. It sounds way worse than it is because I'm not a cannibal, for one. I don't eat hearts. Like, that's a metaphor.
Good to know.
And
I feel like it had to have been more than just that for him to get this charge.
The state really wanted to prosecute me. They were thinking about making it a felony for a while.
Unless, maybe they were really trying to prove a point or something. I don't really know.
And they just drug it all out for a year, and it took a long time. They actually offered.
What was your actual tweet?
It was, I just checked and I hate you. And then it was, I will eat your heart. And then it was, I just checked and I still hate you. And then at the time, the Texas GOP wanted to secede. I mean, a big chunk of them did. A lot of the segment of leaders in the Texas GOP wanted to secede. It was kind of a big thing. And I said, if you secede, if war breaks out, I know what side I'm on. And that's civil war.
When was this?
There's no way that it was just this. There's no way that it was just this. More crazier stuff is said online. There's no way.
This was 2018. So it's been a hot minute.
So this is 2020. It says 5 years earlier. So what were you doing up to 36? Like, what job did you hold?
What do you mean you've been blacklisted with a misdemeanor?
I apply for jobs jobs that I'm wholly qualified for.
What were you doing at the time, 2018?
I was not doing anything at the time.
Gotcha. So you haven't been working in general. So it sounds like an excuse.
I'm a former journalist.
Okay. Gotcha. Now it makes sense. This guy probably did more than what he's saying. This guy's a journalist, and he was being provocative for attention. That's what happened. Gotcha.
Polemicist and policy analyst. I was writing for the newcivilrightsmovement.com.
Okay, so nothing really has changed in the job situation. So are you sure it's because you tweeted this thing?
Well, I'm not sure, really. I feel like it might be.
When people get back to you, what do they say when they reject you from a job?
They either say I'm overqualified nicely, which just kind of sucks. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah.
I mean, overqualification does exist. And the reason why they don't want to give you a job if you're overqualified is because they don't think that you're going to stick around long enough. So if you have really good qualifications, the only way they'll probably take you is if you're retired. Because they don't want like a bunch of people, they don't want to have to keep hiring, and you just keep rehiring. It's a burden. But It's also possible that this guy, they were just like, oh, you're overqualified because they didn't want to give him a job, right? And they wanted to let him down a little easy. So
I know, but I want a job, you know.
No,
I mean, I've done so many things that I'm overqualified for most things. It seems like.
Well, what else did they say?
yeah, I'm pretty overqualified for lots of things too. You know, with my illustrious career as a content creator, best content creator ever, I might add.
Well, some say, oh yeah,
zero.
we checked your background. You know, some actually are required to check your background by law.
Probably can't
They're
kill
worried
any
about
of
a
these things.
misdemeanor.
Yeah, a misdemeanor B.
What about a misdemeanor? Got it. That took me a while to get there. It's embarrassing.
And I recently, 2 weeks ago now, I got a non-disclosure order from the court here that these criminal justice agencies cannot disclose that, but it's already in the background check systems. So I don't know if that actually helps me or not, but
Thank you for the $5 from Killstorm SH. Caleb said in a recent financial audio episode that he was gooning too hard. He's up to drilling go. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Caleb and I are real ones. My wife likes Caleb too because he's a regular person, kind of, and she actually watches his content sometimes on TikTok. So you know what I mean. Maybe we can meet up, Caleb.
All right. Well, this is a whole thing. I did not.
Maybe you could offer me to do gay OnlyFans. Just kidding.
it's
All right.
it's been complicated.
All right. Well, that must be pretty scary. 41, no career.
Yeah, I'm kind of freaked out. My savings are gone.
Oh, jeez.
I'm mostly dependent upon my parents. They pay my rent.
No.
That's brutal, man. That's a little embarrassing having your parents pay for your rent at 41 is fucking crazy.
I know it sucks. It sucks, but they're really nice. But they pay my rent, and they do help a lot. But like most of the things income is just like random research papers, random
Selling my plasma, you know, all that's fun stuff.
strategy briefs, odds and ends here and there. It's not like a real living, you know.
I have a lot of questions
kidding,
about
huh?
this job situation, but we will get there. Just from your perspective, as honest as you can, how would you describe your financial situation right now?
Bleak AF.
AF. Okay. I mean, I wonder why you're unemployed. Listen, I like to use silly lingo too, as a grown man, but it's more out of like the irony of an old man saying, cringe shit. This guy seemed like he just confidently said AF, and I just can't get on board with that. That's cringe AF, guys. That's pretty cringy, if you ask me.
Yeah, like it's bad.
Now, what do you mean
Negative
your
money.
savings is now drained? Where was it at some point, and when?
I owned an advertising agency for about 8 years, and it was great. Like I loved it. I'm good at it.
Why did he stop that?
And then I got assaulted and my apartment burned down. Things happened, and
I feel like we just skipped a lot. He owned the company, then he got assaulted, and things happened. Thank you for the $10 from PP. Give me a time and play Schooner so I can give you a guild invite. Otherwise, apply via Guild Finder. We are Bing chilling boys. Okay, I get off work at 10 p.m. You say, all right, incredible.
and then I just kind of gave up.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Yeah, and it was great. We were earning about $500,000 a year.
Your apartment burned down?
We're missing a lot of something. Something happened that he's just not going to admit to us. What the fuck?
Most of it.
Do you have renter's insurance?
Nope.
First of all, I think that's illegal.
I don't know if it was in 2012.
I can't speak on that, but it's like $12 a month anyway.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
You got assaulted
didn't
at
even
the same time, and you just mental health and
Yeah, I just completely broke down.
I'm really sorry.
Like I just gave it
And he couldn't. What happened? Something happened in the middle there. I wonder what it
all
is.
up. I like referred out all my clients to, competitors and friends. Basically, it was like I can't take care of you anymore, and yeah, it was kind of sad. I loved doing it. Like I worked so hard. It was like,
So
Is that something you'd consider getting back into?
yeah.
Why haven't you?
Well, I went into journalism after that, and
Yeah, but why did you go into journalism if you loved it so much? Like, what's the middle? What are we missing here?
that was a whole different chestnut. Being a front-facing contributor to a nationally known journal. Like, I was being read by the White House, and my stuff circulated in Congress, and I tried to make it a little bit funny, but also serious at the same time.
How much were you paid?
Almost. Well, I was getting paid $15 an article that would take me all day to write and research.
What? There's no way.
But I also had a revenue agreement because I was managing revenue for the publication because I have a tech and advertising background, and I was wearing two hats at the same time in that job. So I was making 10% of the revenue of the publication.
So where was your savings at the time of that horrible incident?
I had about $10,000. Like not
This was
not a
2012,
real.
So this was 11 years ago,
Yeah.
and you drained it trying to survive from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, $10,000 over 11 years. He really must have pinched some pennies there. That's not bad, you know. That's $10,000. It's $1,000 a year. Crazy.
Yeah, that was the peak of my savings, really.
I have a lot of questions and I have a lot of thoughts.
Hey, what's up, Caleb Hammer? How you doing, brother? Thank you so much for $2 from Mr. Sign behind me vinyl. Papa, congratulations on 50K and congrats on your 50th channel. Okay, you guys are fucking assholes. Listen, I only have 4 channels. All right, a TikTok, an Instagram, and a Clips YouTube, and a main YouTube. Leave me alone, okay?
As well, especially about the rent situation.
Shut
Before we
up.
get there, we need to look at where your financial situation.
Shut
is
up,
today.
dude.
Yeah,
We already know your parents pay your rent. What's your rent?
$1,500.
How old's your parents?
The parents are paying the rent. Why? I mean, not to be an asshole. Why aren't you just living with your parents? I mean, it just seems smarter and cheaper, unless they just hate them or something.
My mom
Big Goon this morning. Hell yeah, dude. Big Gooning every day.
is I think 63. Yeah.
Is it just her?
Damn, 63 and 41. She had him when he was like 20. Damn, bro, that's crazy. I'm 34. I'm a little in my feelings about kids right now, guys. Okay, so don't mind me. I can't wait to have them. You know what I mean? The older I get, the more prepared I am. But you know, shit happens.
My dad is about 70 something.
Damn.
Are they together?
When did they meet? I'm a little curious.
Yeah.
And they're both okay. So they're providing it. as a couple.
Yeah.
What do they do for a
This
living?
is not to shame or anything like that, but how do you feel personally that parents in their retirement age are taking care of you in your very into career age?
Well, I think shaming can be a good thing. I call it productive shame. It's okay to feel a little bit of shame in yourself for some of your behaviors. In fact, it could be a good thing as long as you can use that in a productive way. If you're living with your parents at 41 years old, you shouldn't hate yourself and want to die, but you should feel enough shame in yourself to motivate you to want to get out of that situation. You know, it needs to be productive, and the way that it's productive is you don't like spiral out of control, but you need to have a motivating factor. You know, like I'm fat. I have some productive shame over it. I've been losing some weight. I've been cheating with the GLP-1. But you know what? Fuck it, dude. It's awesome. It's so much better. I think I've lost about 10-ish pounds already after like 3 or 4 weeks because it curbs your appetite. And I don't give a fuck. I'm unashamed. I'm a big fat fuck. It is what it is, you know?
Grateful.
Grateful.
Yeah.
My wife's not.
Yeah.
Do you feel any embarrassment, any shame around
A
it?
little bit, but you know, I know that they're capable of it. I actually like to make money. You know, I
you feel
really
any-
like.
Wow. He likes to make money like I like to diet, apparently.
Able to at all? Because your rent is taken care of,
Yeah.
you don't have that extra fire under your butt to, you know, go out and get that monies.
Yeah,
Even if it's a job
maybe.
you're not working.
Yeah, clearly the shame isn't really working. He doesn't seem to have any real shame of that.
Maybe. I mean, even I would take any job. I've applied for every job in the city.
Okay, so that was a question I was
I don't believe that.
we may as well talk about it now.
Yeah.
What do you mean every job in the city? You mean like a McDonald's cashier?
Yes.
And they'll
No, I don't think that's true.
say no.
One Whataburger wanted to hire me, and then I don't
Why
know if
didn't
I don't know if I could do that. Like, I mean, that's
What do you mean?
So they wanted to hire you, but you don't know if you could do it. So I applied to every company. I applied to everything under the sun, but then I got one of the jobs, and I didn't really think I could do that. And I understand feeling like self-conscious, man, but you got to do what you got to do. Like I've known people that would work jobs like they just want to take care of their family. Oh, that's the thing. He doesn't seem to have a family. He doesn't have that motivating factor. You know, when you have kids and like a wife and you have responsibilities, it's another way of like really motivating you to get your shit together, you know? And it's kind of true too, because like if you see like a 40-year-old working at McDonald's and you're like, oh, why are you doing that? And they're like, well, I got to feed my kids. You're like, oh, you know what, man, I respect that. But if you have a 41-year-old and they have nothing going on, you're like, why are you working here? It's like, I want to feel my World of Warcraft addiction. It seems a little bit different. You know what I mean? But
I mean, if you're trying to survive, you can.
well,
We're just trying to survive.
It wouldn't
I
actually
want
help
you to
me.
be in a better position, but if your option right now is nothing or something, I pick something, even if that something's not absolutely fantastic.
true.
Yeah.
So you said no.
I at the time was also interviewing for another job as a communication director at Texas PTA.
That'd be
so
great.
I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I can accept this job while
I
interviewing for that
guarantee you,
job.
Whataburger, you could have come back and said, okay, you know,
Yeah,
situation has changed. I want it. They're always hiring.
That's true.
Okay, so every job, no, you haven't
True.
actually applied to every job, have you? You've been
Wait, so what happened to him with them saying that he was overqualified? Was that just a little fluff, or did that happen one time?
applying to jobs that you more want to do, correct?
Well, jobs that I'm qualified for.
Okay,
mostly.
but
I'm qualified to flip burgers. I just don't want to. I don't want to cut the beard. Okay.
not jobs that feel like are a step down.
Well, yeah, because
Or
I
a
feel
couple
like
step
I want to accomplish things. I'm
Okay, so you're picking.
I mean, listen, I get that, not wanting to do like what you consider a step down, and there's nothing wrong with that at first. You know, if you're just starting to look for jobs and you're like, you know what, I want to aim for these jobs because I feel like they would be more, you know, suited to me. There's nothing wrong with that, but after, you know, I think after a couple months, it's time to lower the standards a little bit. You know, you keep your standards as high as you can, and then you start lowering them. If I had to go back and get a real job, I wouldn't go right for a McDonald's. If it really came down to it, though, I would. I wouldn't want to, though. Whoa, that sounds. Sorry, guys, I can't turn this audio off for some reason.
And choosing to be very clear.
Oh, I can. I can
You're
just
not just
go
applying
off.
for every job. There are jobs that you probably could have gotten.
Well,
I guarantee
yeah.
you there's people working McDonald's or retail or a server or something that have
Well, I
misdemeanors.
did.
This guy kind of looks like Steve Irwin's son if he was older and didn't go through puberty. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I applied for half-price books, and you know, I'm a
Okay, so
I'm a
one.
writer. I'm a writerly guy.
Okay,
right?
so one. And it's a
Writerly
bookstore.
guy.
They're probably not hiring as much, but one.
Well, they were, and I even followed up with them. I went there, and they were like, "Oh, you're overqualified." They're afraid I'm going to leave.
No, I know, but that's one place.
Yeah,
That's one place. That's what I want to make clear.
Yeah, there's no way that every place is doing that.
Is you are very much picking and choosing. I want you to have the job of the
I don't
dreams, the
feel like
career.
I'm picking and choosing. I feel like the world is picking and choosing for me.
I mean, every single day that this guy doesn't work a job is just another day where his resume looks worse. I don't even know, like, if you have like a 10-year gap in your resume, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck were you doing for 10 years? You weren't doing anything." This art looks like shit to me. So at least if you're like, yeah, you know, I've been working at McDonald's for the past 5 years in between this because I'm really looking for a job that's more suited to me, at least you can be like, okay, he has work ethic. But every time you look at the resume, if you don't have anything going on, people aren't going to want to hire you because they're going to think that you're just a lazy asshole.
Yeah, but okay. But the jobs that you want, though, the ones that you're applying for, are specifically the ones that you want. And then the one that accepted it at a fast food place, you said no.
Yeah,
To be very clear.
yeah. I said no. I was interviewing for a different job at the time, and I just thought.
And you
well,
didn't go back to whatever. What I am saying is I want you to have the dream job. I want you to have the career. But in the meantime, while you're working on those, especially in a tougher job market right now, while you're working on those and in a tough industry, you are working at a job you might not love just so you could bring home money.
And keep your resume padded with actual work. Because again, you know, McDonald's looks better than nothing because it shows that you have work ethic. And it can also show that you're able to work through a job that you fucking don't like. I mean, if you go to your job at wherever you want to go and they're like, oh, you worked at McDonald's for 5 years? How was that? It's like, oh, I really didn't like it, but I needed to make money and, you know, keep an income. That shows dedication to some degree. It shows that you're willing to actually like stick through something, even if it's not your favorite, which can be a very good quality for a job because I don't know if you guys know this, work isn't always fun. Work can sometimes kick your ass. So, you know, it really makes sense for you to do shit like this.
Bring home money and take care of yourself and not have to rely on parents in the retirement age. Do you know their net worth?
I have a rough idea.
Of?
I don't want to. I don't think I can disclose.
Can you
that.
give? Do you want to give a round?
A net worth of what? His parents?
A range, maybe?
Disclose it.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
would- I just-
I'm not going to make
I
you say
respect
anything you
it
don't
too
want to say.
much. Yeah.
That's okay. Okay. Can I play like a more than
Who's
game?
there?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Well, what I'm just...
I know that's not fair to them.
No, it's okay. That's okay. It's just... Yeah. Okay. Well, let's look at your checking account. You started with $67. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That's almost,
$67 is crazy, brother. Crazy work.
almost every month. Like, that's almost,
Well, that's scary.
Yeah.
You ended with 800. That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
a little
good.
bit more.
But you start almost every month with $67
That's
because you're
fair.
not willing to accept going and getting a job that will accept you. Specifically, to be clear.
Well,
You're refusing.
I can only take that much rejection.
No, no.
I can only. One man can only take that much.
Okay.
Oh, well, what I'm hearing now is that he stopped looking for a job because he doesn't want to get rejected anymore. Okay.
No, you're being a baby when it comes to that.
I don't think so. I'm not a baby.
No, but
He's already going to get so triggered. I mean, he probably shouldn't have called him a baby, but like he is being a fucking baby. And it sounds infuriating dealing with this guy.
I'll walk out of this interview if you call me a baby.
No, when it comes to that. When it comes to that specifically, yes?
Yeah. I'm not a baby.
I'm not a baby. Don't fucking call me a baby. Damn, I wonder why he's not dating anymore. I call my wife baby all the time. She loves it, dude. Come on, grow up.
No, I actually like.
I could see why the thumbnail the thumbnail is like this guy's a baby. It's so funny. Caleb is a dickhead for this, but it's so funny and I love it. The thumbnail is immature child and has a baby on there. I would have done it too with how fucking insufferable this asshole is.
All my life, I've actually had to fight my way into things.
But you said you're not willing to accept that much rejection, so you're not willing to just go out and work your butt off to get that job.
I already have.
You know, if you feel too self-conscious, because I would too. Like, I'd probably feel too self-conscious to work at like a McDonald's. Working overnight at a supermarket. You should. That's probably a reasonably easy job to get, easy-ish. This way, you're not like in the public eye or public scrutiny. You could do something like that. Stock shelves, man. Like, that's probably something more along the lines of what I would do if I really had to get a job and I didn't have this anymore. Is I would like stock shelves. I would try to do something that's not talking to people. Uber, I guess. There's stuff you can do.
I've kicked so much. I've fired Congress people. You know, I've kicked.
No, I think you might.
Like, I understand feeling self-conscious because, like, again, if I had to backtrack from what I'm doing now, like, that would feel like a kick in the wiener. But again, you know, you gotta just have to do what you gotta do, and you gotta mentally cope with it. You gotta be like, I gotta do this because fuck me, man. You know. Hey, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs from XOXO Breezy. I really appreciate that. Just make sure you don't give too much. All right, you've been giving a lot lately. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I think that's what people are afraid.
You're making it so I don't have to work at McDonald's anymore.
Is that if I go into a job, they're afraid I'm going to be their boss right off the bat because I might be just because it's my attitude, and I'm smart and I can boss people. I have a degree in information systems. I've been a journalist. I've been a policy analyst. I've been in advertising.
This guy's probably a nightmare to work with. He's really full of himself. The way that he interacts with his credentials is condescending rather than, you know, confident, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for another 5 gifted zugs from XOXO Breezy. I really appreciate that. Just, again, don't give too much money if you don't have the money, please. Please.
You know, I
love you.
Apps.
Well, why will you not accept?
If you've built apps,
why will you not accept the jobs that you feel are slightly beneath you?
Because something better is going to come along, and I just know
what's
it.
happening here?
Why?
You know,
this is where I'm just trying to get to this mindset. See if we're able to agree on this. If you're not willing to accept the jobs that you feel are slightly beneath you to bring in money, and you're relying on your parents, you do not consider that immature, borderline baby behavior.
No, I don't. I will accept the jobs beneath my what I'm expecting, but
not that far beneath what he's expecting, is what he's saying.
That's a big step down. Like fast food, that's a huge step down.
No, it
and
is.
I don't even know if I could do it. I'm a terrible cook.
But right now, you're relying on your You're relying on your parents, though.
I'm not even good at it.
Wouldn't you say that's beneath?
I want to do something I'm good at. Isn't that just natural?
Yes, it is. But there's also a responsibility of being an adult. Yes.
Well, if I screw up a burger, then who's responsible for that? I don't know. I'm not that good at it.
Really convincing himself that he's not that good at it.
I'm sure you and the teenagers there would be fine. Transfer from PayPal. So that's what's coming in. Is this what's coming in from the parents? PayPal's?
Parents and whatever odds and ends projects I get.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Why do your parents use PayPal? I mean, I use PayPal. My money's in there. Or some money is in there. It's mostly the TikTok and Instagram money. I save that to pay off my quarterly taxes. But why are your parents using it? Right? It's old. It's old. They're old. Good morning.
You know, some research briefs, some strategy briefs.
How much do you get for a research brief?
Depends on the client, really.
How often does that happen?
A couple times
Oh, so he's doing side work here and there. How much does he bring in from that?
a month.
A couple times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Odds and ends, you know, ride shares every now and then. But I don't use Lyft anymore. I just do it myself.
You have a car.
Yeah.
Why aren't you just... Well, have you applied to be like an Uber driver or something?
I wrote an expose about Lyft and I'm banned.
Okay, Uber is what I said though.
Uber, I have not tried that one yet, but I don't think my car qualifies for Uber.
What's your car?
It's a 2014 Volkswagen E.
It does. It qualifies. From last time I checked, when I did Uber, the qualifications was that the car has to be like within the 10-year age range, and this is last year, so he could have done Uber, even if he could only do it for a year. But I'm pretty sure that was the qualification at that time.
EOS. It's a 2-seater. I don't think it.
That's curious.
I don't think
okay.
they would go
Maybe
with
I'm
it.
wrong.
What about Uber Eats?
That's true.
I haven't tried that one.
The last mile Amazon delivery.
The thing I'm worried about with these models is that I think I don't think it actually makes money. I think the depreciation is actually negative. That's I think it comes out negative.
Well, there's things,
That would be fine if you were willing to do a different job.
and then there's facts. In a lot of towns, you are correct. in small towns. In Austin,
I did Lyft in Chicago when it was negative.
well, 1 second.
And,
In Austin, I know Uber Eats drivers who I've personally met and talked to who are raking in like $80,000 a year, and that is not the amount of depreciation in gas they are taking in their cars.
and repair.
No, and they also write off their gas and their miles in their car, et cetera, et cetera. So you are able to, write some of that off. You can make decent money. It depends on when you're willing to work. Like when I did Uber, if I was willing to work like the tough times, like you can make a lot of fucking money. I didn't always have the times to do that, but because I worked at night. That was my problem. My main job was working at night, which is when a lot of the partying is going on. So
Insurance.
And in Paris,
You have to pay more in insurance when you do that
I
too.
know.
It's crazy. It becomes a whole thing.
It becomes a whole thing. $80,000 is also a thing. Instead of relying on someone else.
That's true.
true. I mean, if he lives in a popular area, like where he can go to like a party town, then yeah, you can do some money, man.
I could probably pull that off.
Okay.
Uber Eats, I could probably pull that off.
Ah, we're getting somewhere.
I
Okay.
could probably do that.
Yeah, you could do that. Because a lot of people do it. There's no reason you wouldn't be able
Well,
to.
if it works.
And then there's Amazon Last Mile.
I haven't tried it, but the last time I tried Lyft, it did not work.
I don't know the exact position it's called, but there's Amazon like last mile delivery where like you can go. A lot of people you like sit in a line at a warehouse in your car, and then they go through. They give you packages in a zone, and you just go take it out. You can put them in
Interesting.
your trunks. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I know it's a
But
thing.
I can't put it. My car's really small. I don't think that would work.
You might be able to get something though. I think you're paid per package. Isn't it worth looking into at least?
I can already see it as a dead end because it's just like my trunk is tiny.
You give up very easily.
True. Well, just put a wheelbarrow on the back of your car. Drag it along, dude. There you go.
Well, I like to make sure things that I get into work.
Streaming is a lot harder than McDonald's. Yeah, you're right, brother. You're so much more difficult than make the McDonald's. Look at how hard this is, dude. I missed click. I didn't even click the thing the right way. See, I keep missing. This is fucking insane. McDonald's was so much better. I should have just done that job. I'm kidding. I don't want to do that.
Work.
I fucking don't even like McDonald's anymore, bro. I hate to be that guy, but like the last unironically three times I went to McDonald's, they just messed something up, and it was always not giving me any sauce, and it's just like I can't handle it anymore. I can't go there anymore. I have no problem with a mistake here and there, but 3 times in a row they just aren't giving me sauce when I'm explicitly saying I want sauce for my nugget. I just can't do it. It's just like you can't go 3 for 3. Every once in a while you make a mess up, that's fine, but like, dude, 3 times I can't handle it.
Why not see if it works?
Because I don't like to waste time.
It's not a waste of time. Dude, you're gonna kill me over here, please.
I know.
Well, I mean, this guy's clearly on here just to make some extra money. He's not on here to get any fucking answers.
Why? Do you take it seriously? Do you take life seriously?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then why aren't you going and just working?
Because I've applied so many
Working
places.
at a job that you would be accepted in today. I could go get you a job.
Go get me one.
Okay, Whataburger, let's go back.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so you will accept it if we get it.
If we get it, yeah, I'll put on the orange shirt and I'll f up a burger or 2.
Good. Okay.
Might have to do more than 2 burgers personally, but that's just my opinion.
So
Never
then
worked there
are you
before.
saying right after this, you're willing to just go apply to a bunch of fast food places, and if they accept you, you will work there?
Yeah.
Good,
Why not?
do it.
I'm
Okay.
moving in 2 months, so
He's already coming up with the excuses. Just lie, dude. Just be like, yeah, this is great. Just lie. Tell the guy what he wants to hear. I don't understand. Like, I feels like a lot of these people are on here. They don't really want answers. They just want a little bit of extra money so they can go back to living their fucking like their lifestyle they probably shouldn't be living. So why don't you just lie? Oh yeah, sounds great. Maybe they're trying to make it entertaining for the money. I don't really know.
I don't.
Where are you going?
Dallas Fort Worth.
Okay.
I've got more connections there. Just
What are the connection types?
cheaper. Rent's way cheaper there.
Yeah.
You can get a much better spot.
You don't
for-
even pay your own rent, but yeah.
Well,
What are the connections you have there?
one of my former clients is the mayor of Arlington.
Wow.
I spent a lot of years there.
What client? Does this guy do some kind of OnlyFans or something? I kind of feel like he sucks wiener in like Home Depot or something, or he would potentially do that. I don't know.
there. And
I mean, me too, man. If the price is right.
well, I mean, that was the first place I moved after college. It's like kind of feels like going back to roots, I guess. So,
Okay. You have a place lined up?
I'm looking.
All right.
The BLTQPD was incredible, but they got rid of that so quick. What the hell is that? Oh, quarter pounder, dude. I'm sitting here trying to fucking translate what you're saying, Caleb, and I don't. You're just talking about quarter pounder.
What is that lotto.com?
Yeah, lotto.com.
What
Lottery.
the hell is this?
I'm going to hit it big, make millions.
Makes a lot of sense, man. You should definitely put your money into that. Smart stuff.
So you gamble a lot.
I spent like $30, something like that.
So let me be very clear. We're doing lotto.com, 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 lotto.com,
Oh, he's gambling. Okay, so he has an addiction.
lotto.com,
It's donations to the Texas education system.
lotto.com, lotto.com.
That's a hell of a way to justify that.
Lotto.com, 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 lotto.com,
Some of that's
Lotto.com.
because I won about $800 a long time ago, so I'm just using
lotto.com.
that. But,
So we
yeah.
had that many
Wouldn't you just cash that out if you won $800? What?
lotto.coms. Yet you are accepting
What's this?
rent from your parents.
Yeah.
You are gambling. Do you not accept that as childish behavior?
Kind of.
Thank you.
Kind of is. Yeah.
Are you willing to like mature beyond that? Would you say? Well, first, I want to get to a mental health thing first. Would you consider you have a gambling addiction?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so it's more you're just doing it for fun.
Yeah. It's just like I like to see if the
No. If it was bad for me, then why would I shake in excitement because I couldn't do it? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense.
numbers hit. It's
Then
like I'll put
stop.
like $5
Then
on
stop.
it.
Because
Yeah.
this makes no sense. You have no money. You have
Yeah.
no savings. You have no retirement. You're paying for your rent. Why are you gambling money that you don't have?
Just for the entertainment.
No, so we're not doing it anymore, correct?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I would
it's
never
the
do it again.
entertainment. Yeah.
And then Tidy.com and Bearwis and Alamo and something finance loan and eBay, Uberin, Buzzmill Coffee, Uberin, Apple bill of some kind.
Looks like he probably spent money on like a mobile game or something.
The lottos are popping in and out of all these as well. Prime Video something, Aunt Trier Plan, Alamo Draft House, OnlyFans,
What the fuck? Hold on.
Uber Prime Video something, Aunt Trier Plan, Alamo Draft House, OnlyFans,
Let's see. 648. What the hell?
Uber.
Well, that e-renter plan, that's renter's insurance.
Oh, good. I'm happy you have that. Very happy you have that. When we can decross
Yeah,
that.
that's probably the only good one on there.
eBay, DoorDash, 7-Eleven purchases for like $6. I doubt that's gas.
That's usually taquitos.
Taquitos are cheap. Just to be clear, taquitos are pretty cheap. All right. You get, I think it's, you know what's crazy? When I was younger, you used to be able to get 5 taquitos for $5. Now you can get 2 for $3. It's just, where's the world going? Taquito inflation is real. Am I right, guys? So is Sonic the Hedgehog Rule 34 inflation. That's also very real, but you probably shouldn't look that up.
They're so cheap.
They're so cheap you don't have money.
Well, you have to eat something.
Oh, don't pull that with me.
You have to.
I've had
a
this
taquito.
crap.
A taquito.
You
is,
don't need 7-Eleven taquitos to be your daily caloric intake. You can get something cheap.
I will say, okay, I will say, the taquitos are cheap. They're not good for your health. But if you're going to get any fast food, you're better off getting like a taquito, in my opinion, you know?
From the grocery store.
you can, but it's actually kind of cheaper.
It is not cheaper for the amount of crap that you get at a taquito for $6.
If you're just one person living alone.
No.
Well, $6 is probably, he's probably got a taquitos and a drink. The drink's not worth it. Taquitos are cheap. But it's like $1.50 for 200 calories. It's not bad, dude. About 200, 250 calories. What the fuck, dude?
It is
Kinda
not.
is.
You get meal prep. My goodness, it is not. It is.
Kind of is.
It is a.
Have you seen the price of eggs?
It kind of is. What is it?
Have
Kind
you seen
of
the
is.
price of eggs and bacon?
You don't go buy eggs.
You don't buy eggs.
You get something cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Taquito.
You could be getting ramen for like 30 cents.
Yeah, I'm 41 years
Ramen is actually very cheap, too.
old and I
Like at the super, that's true. Like, I mean, if you're gonna eat taquitos, which are unhealthy, you might as well eat fucking ramen.
eating ramen.
You're 41 years old. Your parents are paying for rent. You can have
And
ramen.
they're happy for me to eat a taquito
Oh my goodness.
instead of ramen.
Embarrassing. And Amazon.
yeah.
What's the jackalope?
Oh, Jackalope is this bar on Riverside.
Great.
It's not that good.
Great.
I only went there once or twice. It's
Great.
Like, that's I'm not.
Taquitos. Amazon Prime Video. Amazon Whataburger. Fredo. Heart and Soul. Better Days. Uber Trip. eBay. Bearwise. Amazon. Cash Corner. Loans of Texas Austin. Golden Goose. OnlyFans.
Damn, he's got a lot of OnlyFans, dude. You know you can go to leak sites? You guys know that you could just go to leak sites, dude?
Cash Corner again, DoorDash, so many lottos, and Taridi thing that popped up again. I don't know how to pronounce that. Some finance loan, OnlyFans again, eBay, Postmates, eBay,
What the fuck is Postmates?
Starbucks, parking, CC's.
Well, that
Pizza.
was for jury.
CC's Pizza.
Bro, listen, I can never fault the CC's Pizza. I want CC's Pizza so fucking bad. We don't have any over here, though.
Parking that was for jury duty. And
Okay.
I've already
that.
and it's a service. You have to do it, and it's
You know what you
good,
don't
it's
have to do?
important.
Taquitos.
I actually reopened up the
Taquitos.
court.
Shit, I'd get fucking taquitos, too, if I had to do this. I really can't eat taquitos anymore because my heart burns so bad. I try to stay away from shit like that. The fucking struggle's real. I just got off my omeprazole. I'm not trying to take it forever. So I'm trying to have like a little better of a diet.
It's in Austin, so that happened.
Taquitos.
Reopened up the courts in Austin.
Taquitos. And then Austin built
Caleb, why do you hate taquitos so much? What the fuck?
national review for $70. Then
Well, that's
Atlantic.
important. I'm going to stay informed.
Staying informed is good.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you can listen to
absolutely.
NPR for free.
No,
You can. Yeah.
the stories on NPR aren't getting a lot of issues right.
The Atlantic.
What are they getting wrong?
Yeah, the Atlantic, I can
Horrible
take or leave
Spoon,
that.
Netflix, and the Atlantic.
The Atlantic-
This is so much
Atlantic
crap,
is-
and we
I
can
would agree
excuse
with
two of
that.
them: the parking for jury duty and the renter's insurance, which is
And
fantastic.
Atlantic, I already canceled that one.
Good. Well, dude, you're blowing all your money when you don't have money. You can't take care of your own life. You start your checking accounts with nothing. You refuse to get a job that will accept you, like the Whataburger job that did accept you, and then you decided not to do it.
Well, I
because
had a
you're getting-
reason. I mean, in my head, I had
But
a
you could have
reason.
gone back and got it. They're
I don't
always
know.
hiring.
Maybe.
Dude, there are people with felonies working in fast food. I promise you could do it with a misdemeanor B.
Yeah.
They're desperate to hire right now. If any industry is desperate to hire,
That's fucking killing me.
it is service.
And how long do you think I'm going to last there?
What does that mean?
I mean, as just I don't know till you die, maybe.
In terms of get fired, or you existing?
Yeah, until I like raise an issue and then.
Well, if you decide to be a big boy and take care of yourself,
What issue is he gonna raise? This guy sounds like a nightmare to work with. He probably is super fucking annoying. He doesn't know how to deal with the bullshit of a job. But you know, so you just gotta deal with it sometimes, man. What the fuck?
you'll last there for a while.
Maybe.
What is maybe?
I just know somebody's going to be like, "Oh, you think you're a smart kid," and I am. I have a degree in information
You're 41. I don't think anyone's gonna call you a kid, but okay.
system. So if I see a way to improve something, I'm going to suggest it.
Why
And
do
then
you
they're
brought
going
up this degree in
they're gonna-
information system?
Like, yeah, if you see a way to improve something, you can suggest it, but it sounds more like this guy thinks he knows everything. So you're going to start at a job you've never worked before and think that you could do it better instantaneously and then start like a conflict with your boss is what it sounds like to me. Okay.
Systems and no one cares.
Papa Taquitos is something he says for whenever someone stops to get something at the gas station, like a bag of chips. Just to be clear, this taquitos, this is my understanding, this is the origination of the taquitos meme. So he's actually talking about taquitos here. That's just to be clear, because I'm pretty sure this is like actual taquitos, this one. This isn't just like the meme anymore. This is the real thing.
We don't
What did I
care.
spend that time on, man? What did I do? Why do I have a degree in information systems if nobody cares?
We don't. No, we don't
Why do I
care.
even have it?
We don't.
Should I go back to Texas Tech and just give it back to my professors?
Maybe, but they're probably dead because you're old as shit.
Be like, nobody gives a
That's not what is going to determine.
Here's the first job that I applied for.
This guy's really struggling with his fucking credentials, dude. Jesus Christ.
Austin. Job I'm wholly qualified for, overqualified for. I wanted to work for the city, and it was called the Office of Design and Delivery. Odd. Okay, it's in this municipal building downtown, old library, just gorgeous mid-century stuff. Okay, I go in there.
Can you lean into the microphone?
Oh yeah. I go in there, and it's near Christmas, and they're having a gingerbread bake-off competition, and they want me to judge it. Like,
Okay.
and I'm on an interview. This is what happens when you're famous, okay? Weird like that. And I'm like, I'm not really interested. I just,
I'm not understanding what's happening.
I'm not interested in gingerbread. I want to work on product. I want to work on the city's website. They don't hire me because they think I'm too intense, you know?
So here's what I'm hearing. Correct me if I'm wrong. He got the job, and part of the job was to hold a gingerbread thing, which sounds to me just like a silly little team building event. Is kind of how I would classify that. And he didn't want to do it. So like, oh, we don't want to work with this guy. That's a perfectly reasonable criticism. You're not willing to judge a gingerbread event for some silly little fun. I wouldn't want to hire you either. Yeah, you sound too intense. You sound annoying as shit. What the fuck?
And maybe I am, because that's
we're
the
both
background.
intense.
That's the background I come from. You know, I'm used to delivering for my clients, and that's the advertising agency background. That's polemics. That's policy. Like
So this guy, what the fuck? He didn't get a job because he wasn't willing to play the tiniest of ball. That's fucking crazy. That's so funny. What a weirdo.
I like to deliver. You know, I wanted to work for the city.
This guy's talking like he's famous, dude. Does anybody know who the fuck he is? He got a couple of viral articles and thought that he was the master.
Redeveloping the city's website, and it was called the Alpha Project. And you know what? They spent more than $1 million on that project. Never delivered anything. And Office of Design and Delivery no longer exists as an entity because I made sure of it.
You got the shut
Because
down?
I'm vindictive.
Okay.
This guy sounds like a Joker with autism. What is he talking about?
You know, you don't hire me and you don't deliver, I'll take it right out of the city's budget.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So he's claiming that because they didn't hire him, he was able to get the entire thing shut down. What? First of all, doubt that's true. Second of all, if that is true, that's insane psychotic behavior. If I ever heard that you've done something like that, I would never want to hire you. That's psychopath behavior. What the fuck?
okay.
Does that make sense? You know,
I think I followed
that's
that.
kind of my personality. Like when I get worked up, anyway. Like usually,
I never
free
smile.
spirit. You know.
Hey, we're both intense. It's okay. I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
I'm very
I
intense.
am.
Yeah.
Haven't you heard my voice get all squeaky?
Caleb, I don't think that you're as intense as this fucking psychopath here, bud.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You get stressed out.
Oh, the reason I bring it up is because having a degree and just like flaunting it, it doesn't put you above anyone else. People who graduate college I don't know the exact statistic, but the majority of people go to college. This isn't something very exciting, but you've like flashed it a couple times. Like I have a degree in information science. Like,
Yeah.
I have a degree in game and web design. I'm beneath it. I'm beneath it.
it doesn't matter.
It kind of does to me.
This guy's the jokester, not even the Joker. He's just the jokester.
Okay, so it's exciting to you, but in the real world,
I never smile. That's my jokester impersonation, by the way.
It actually does matter. Like I've accomplished a lot of things with it.
but because of the degree or because of yourself.
Oh, both. Like I think it's both.
I'm the jokester, baby. It's not funny, but like I laugh because I'm super cringe. No, I laugh because it's funny because my wife's in the chat and she hates it when I say stuff like that. Like if I go, I'm the jokester, baby. It makes her so fucking angry. That's so funny to me.
I think it's both. Like I learned a lot at Texas Tech. I took a lot of science, and I learned a lot of code. I learned systems analysis.
I
you
learned
know, and,
gooning.
Like yeah,
I
thought it was really important.
Munting.
Okay.
They call it munting. Munting. I learned that as well.
Got a lot of your college experience. That's great.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. It kind of depends on what you. That's what it is. You know, it depends on how focused you are on it. Some people just do it for the grade. Like I like to do it so I learn something. You know, that's why I study.
Okay,
That's cringe.
so we'll move on.
I hate studying. Fucking nerd shit.
What is your savings look like today? Is there any?
I don't have any. Nothing left, man. It's bad.
Herky jerky.
Do I go in here?
Anything in like a Roth IRA, any kind of retirement?
No.
Does that scare you?
Oh yeah.
Do you have any
I'm coming up
siblings?
on there.
Oh, I missed.
I have
Fuck.
one sister, but we haven't spoken in years.
Why? Are you annoying as shit?
When terrible situation, none of us want to think about it. Keeps me up at night when I think about my own parents. But when the parents
Fuck!
eventually do pass away, is that money just going to you? Do you feel you have a free ride?
I don't know. We haven't talked about it.
Interesting. So they haven't talked
Super
about their
turtle.
will and what the
No.
plans are for their estate.
No.
And of course, I don't even know what the context of their wealth could be.
Yeah.
We've talked about it with my mom. She's giving it all to me when she dies. And then I told her to make my wife, in case she dies and I'm dead too, to give the rest to my wife. And she's like, I don't want to do that until you have kids. And I'm like, bitch, that's my fucking love of my life. And I never said that to my mother, though, because she'd kill me. And I would have to check in on her, actually. Anyway, thank you for the small gut from Adam Zibuki. I think I said that right. Zbuki? I don't know if I said it right. Sorry, brother. Love you.
We could be talking like, oh, they're wealthy because they have over $1 million, or oh, they're wealthy because they have like over $50 million. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that much. But
Oh, okay.
no.
So
Yeah, no. I need to start earning and saving. That's the big thing. And I need a career that's commensurate to my abilities.
this?
And so I can get back on track. You know.
I agree with that. Are you willing to work in the meantime a job that is not career driven?
Yeah, I mean that Uber Eats that might work. That might work.
Cool.
Whataburger might be fun, but I don't know how long I would last there because it's just like I know how I am. You know.
I don't think anyone likes it. This is especially cooking burgers. But
Yeah, right.
do you have any debt?
I have a couple of short-term loans that I took out.
Payday?
They're like they send you a check in the mail, and it's usually like 30% APR up to 100% APR. They're bad, and they're I have about like $3,000 in them. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's not good. It's really not good. It hurts. It hurts. I was like, I just get this check in the mail, and I'm like, oh, I could maybe like go to a show and make some music or find a musician partner and develop an album, because I've also had a background in music. One of my clients was a music school. I started with my piano and guitar teacher, and
Oh, you're all over the place.
yeah, this is my thing. It's like I have like major. I can almost not do the same thing every day because I'm like. In advertising, I was like, oh, I have all these clients in all these different spaces, and I'd like just focus on one a day, and then that one a day, and that one a day. And in journalism, it's kind of the same thing. You get a new story every day, and you just dive into it and explore every little facet of it and how it applies to law and sociology and personalities and politics, and it's just something new all the time, and that's kind of just how I am. Like, I have to have something new going on.
So this debt,
Yeah.
why did you take it out?
I wanted to develop an album and meet a musician that could help me develop an album, pretty much.
Oh, he's a musician too. Very artistic guy over here. Incredible.
I'm playing open mics. You know, you don't get paid for them. You usually go and you get maybe
That's what we call a hobby, bud. That's what we call a hobby.
a drink
Take out
ticket.
up to 100% interest on it.
And it was, yeah, they just send you a check in the mail.
What's your like monthly payments? Do you know?
They're usually
you
about
paying
100.
them?
Yeah, I'm paying them. And it'll be paid off like soon, I think.
Yeah, but if you're paying 100% interest for a $3,000 loan, like up to 100%,
Jesus Christ, that's fucking insane.
you could be paying
It takes-
$6,000 back.
Well, no, there's a short term.
So he's borrowing money with massive loans. That suggests to me that he has enough productive shame to not ask his parents for it, or his parents actually are just like, we're not giving you $3,000.
They're like 6 months. So
I know, but you could be doing, if it's 100% interest,
They
you could
cut
be
him
doing-
off.
It's 100% APR, so it's usually like you get a check for like $800 and you end up paying about
Are you
$1,050.
still doing these? When was the last one you've taken out?
About like early March. Like, I think it was early. No, it was late February, early March. Yeah, it hurts. It's like I just get these checks and I'm like, man,
We all get them. We all get them.
yeah.
Don't
Does everyone get those?
Yeah, dude, they're like spam. Don't you get them? Yeah. Yeah, everyone gets them.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Just deposited them. I was like, because I'm not making anything, so
Oh, that doesn't mean we
Crazy.
borrow at 100%.
yeah, it's crazy.
I'd almost rather.
It's not good. It's not good.
Does your car have debt on it, or is it paid?
I just paid my car off, brother. That's the most fun part about it. I just paid my car off.
It's got about 9,000.
Oh shit, the fuck
on
this
it.
sexy lady?
That's debt. Okay, 9,000 and what interest rate?
Woo!
It's not bad. It's like
Ah,
14.
she just disappeared.
I had to chuckle at the not bad part of that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
14% is not good. That's quite high.
Well,
That's vomit.
for a normal person with a normal career. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Yes. No, that's very bad. 9,000. Well, loan repayment plan, minimum monthly payment, stuff like that. What's the date?
270.
So it's probably like 72 months.
270 or 280, something like that. Yeah.
So maybe like 70 a month.
I think
72
so.
months.
I'm not sure.
Oh shit, this is awesome.
That's my phone. I apologize.
I don't know why.
Credit cards?
Capital One.
How much is on it?
About 700. Not too bad.
I guess in the grand scheme, probably like 20 to 30%.
I think so. I think it's about like 18%. Yeah.
Any other debt? Because those are debts. Do you have student loans?
Yeah.
Texas Tech?
No student loan.
Okay.
When I went to Texas Tech, it was $4,000 a semester.
Oh, that must be
Yeah,
nice.
I know. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and back in the day, shit was cheaper, brother. You know, now it's a little more expensive. Although I don't know how much community college costs now. I don't think it's that much. I mean, it's still a lot, but it's like not that bad. You know, that's why you should go to a community college as much as you can, and to get you satisfy your bullshit, and then go to like a big college after that, like a good university afterwards. You know.
Beautiful. And I was actually like making as a student programmer in application development while
Oh shit! I forgot the video was like a little quieter than it was supposed to be. Sorry, guys.
running the satire newspaper. At the same time,
He was working for the Onion.
I was making the equivalent inflation.
Man, I got fat since this episode, bro. It's crazy, Caleb. Yeah, you've been spending too much time on those taquitos, brother. You got to stop eating so many taquitos, man.
Adjusted about $35 an hour as a student, and I was coding I was in application development on the persistent session login system. We were doing it's like Facebook Connect or Microsoft Connect. You know,
If this guy has the ability to code, like, I feel like that you can get a pretty easy job or decent job somewhat easily. I mean, that's generally considered desirable, no? Why wouldn't he be able to get a career out of that, or at least a side job out of that? I don't understand.
where you can go between different sites in the university's website systems and have the same login. It was really wonderful stuff. We were basically copying like the big players, you know.
I want to
But it was
get
great.
you.
I just don't think I believe like any of the things that he's saying. He keeps talking up everything he's doing. We were competing with the big players. Like, I don't believe that he got a misdemeanor for saying shit on Twitter or whatever, which is probably where he was complaining. Or rather, I don't believe that that's all he said was what he communicated, because he's like, oh, I just kind of said I'm going to eat your heart. And it's like, there's no way that you just said that. You must have said some fucking rambunctious shit, dude. Would you sound like a fucking dirty diaper in the mail or something? Because I feel like he would shit in a diaper and send it in the mail. Like, he just seems like the kind of guy, you know? And you would probably get off to it.
As someone who wants to root for you and cheer for you,
Yeah.
I want to get you to
And then, you know, you take it out of the garbage, you put it in the microwave, and you wear it.
the the point where you are excited and celebrating the future instead of just always the past and what has been accomplished. I want us to be like, yeah, things are about to just go, woo!
Go gangbusters. Oh, yeah. Totally.
Place food.
Yeah. I mean, I'm usually like that. I try to approach every day like that. Like, I try to have that kind of
You seem like
energy.
a happy dude. You walked in here happy. Hopefully you walked out happy. We'll see. You almost walked out there for a second.
Tell me my degree doesn't matter. That's bull.
Oh, I mean,
This guy's definitely very insecure with himself, which is very unfortunate.
all right. So, never mind. Okay. Any other debt? Any other debt, please?
I think that's it, man. I think that's all.
Well, that's a lot for someone who doesn't pay for the rent.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? Are you just doing minimum monthly payments?
It seems like his issues aren't as bad as the issues of other people that have been on the show. It seems mostly that he's just too kind of full of himself to take a step back and maybe work something that he would consider not on his level. It seems like the biggest problem that he has more than anything else.
With until they're paid off with these side hustles?
Yeah, pretty much. That's been what I've been doing. But what I need is actually like to have a salary again. And if I have to like start an advertising agency again, I mean, I don't know if I have 80 hours a week in me because I'm kind of exhausted. But
didn't he say that he used to love it and then he gave a very vague reason why he couldn't do it anymore? Like, why wouldn't you start the agency again? Especially if you're sitting here and you're like, I don't want to do McDonald's or Uber or anything. Like, okay, I wonder if he even could start an advertising agency. But if the reason that he doesn't want to do it is because he would have had to work 80 hours, which is a lot. I mean, first of all, this guy seems very open to exaggeration. So what I'm hearing, based on what I've listened to so far, is that like it would be a lot of work, probably not 80 hours, maybe like 50 or 60, but he just doesn't want to put that work in. But then he also doesn't want to do something that he considers below him. And so it's like, where's your middle ground? Like, what do? You know what I mean? Where are you at?
I guess I could do it. I don't know. I'm looking for just like a salaried role that's commensurate to my abilities, basically.
Like, I understand not wanting to work a lot. My uncle used to own a deli, and that was like an extraordinary amount of work. He would work every single day. He would have off every other Sunday, and it became so much because he had a kid that he wanted to sell it and he wanted to do something else. So I do understand not wanting to work that much, wanting to have a work-life balance. But it's not even like this guy I don't even think he's dating anybody. Like, what? What the hell are you? I mean, if you don't have anything going on, what the fuck are you saving your time for?
I know.
That'd be nice.
You probably have a resume gap that worries some.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, they also don't really know like how much I was doing for my clients. Like, they look at my advertising agency, Stay Frank, and they don't really see how much we were doing, I think, because it's not like a big name anymore. I shut it down. It's not even there. And they're like, does this company even exist? I have portfolio examples, but they don't.
I like that. That feels like a slip when they're questioning if the company even existed. I wonder if the company ever did exist, or at least if it was anything as meaningful as he's trying to say that it was.
Don't really know how much legwork we did on the PR side, on the communication side. They think that, that was just like a web development company. It wasn't. It was a PR digital.
It sounded like it was just a web development company. This guy's scoping.
Like full service shop.
How do you do in interviews?
I feel like I do pretty all right. Like, I engage. I used to sell, I used to sell projects to really important people. So I go into interviews and I look at it like I'm developing a client, kind of. Like, okay, what do you need? And how can I deliver?
Do you do the me thing that a lot of people do? Like, I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. Oh, my degree.
No, I ask more.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that he does. He seems like somebody that people wouldn't want to hire. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy that puts pronouns in his bio. I'm just kidding. Sorry. No, but he seems like the kind of person that you wouldn't want to hire because he would be too much. He would just be like obnoxious. Like, he might. It's actually quite possible that he's very capable. I don't really know. I doubt it. But it's possible he's very capable. But people would rather take somebody less capable that can work as a team than somebody more capable that's an obnoxious, annoying fuck. And this guy reads as somebody who's obnoxious and annoying and also a fuck. So, I mean, he doesn't seem like somebody you would want to hire.
More questions, and I try to figure out who had this role before me. Is this a new role? What are you trying to accomplish strategically? Okay. And then I try to give hints of how I might help.
Good.
That's how I used to sell business.
Yeah. Why would you start off trying to give hints to people that before you're like working with them? No job wants you to start giving them and maybe I'm mishearing this, but no job wants you to start giving them tips on what to do to change. You haven't worked there long enough to really know anything about the culture at that job. So why would you give them advice on what to do to change? That's going to make them not want to hire you, because they're going to be like, oh, who the fuck is this guy?
You know, in the advertising.
I'm not going to lay out a full plan because I can already tell it won't happen. What is very clear, though, what I would do in general is I would just go get a job today. I would start driving Uber Eats today. It's going to, it takes a few days for you to be accepted into the thing, but I would immediately do that. I would also just go work 1 billion hours a week every moment that you're not sleeping. So I can pay off the $700.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have anything to, it's not like, what does this guy do? If you're not doing anything, like if you don't have, and maybe this is just an ignorant for me, but if you don't have like a family, why does it matter how much you work? Or if you, or not even that, if you're not even looking for a family. I mean, does this guy date? It seems like he just stays home and jacks off the fucking gay OnlyFans all day.
As quick as possible. Pay off the $3,000 as quick as possible, then pay off the $9,000 as quick as possible. Because all those interest rates are disgusting. Vomit. Terrible, especially the 100%. So I would do that all as soon as possible. I don't know if you're going to do that because, I mean, I don't know if you're willing to work 80 hours a week at a place like Waterbury because you feel like it's slightly beneath you. And for your experience, correct, technically, but just so we can start getting some money in and take care of the situation you've put yourself in, that is where it's just, that's just where it's like being an adult, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah. Like, Uber Eats does sound doable, I think. I think I would actually last there, too. I wouldn't get into, like, have any personal interactions that just grate on me or anything like that. You know, because you're just driving.
This guy has a problem. It sounds like it seems to be a consistent issue that he gets let go or has some kind of confrontation with his bosses. Like, you need to learn to play ball. And you have to learn to have shitty bosses, by the way. You just need to learn to work with shitty people. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. It's part of your life skill set that's necessary. And you want to know what? You're probably one of the shitty people without realizing it, because different people just don't mix together. So you have to learn to mix well with people that you don't mix well with.
What about every once in a while where you deliver a $120 order, you walk away and you realize there was no tip because you don't find out afterwards?
Well, that happened a lot in Lyft when I was driving Lyft too. And you just take it. You just like, oh God.
I did not have the problem of not getting tipped when I worked for Uber or Lyft. Again, this guy might just be, I mean, I would threaten the people I was working with. I'd be like, if you better tip me, I'll fucking kill you. So that helped. I'm just kidding. I never did that. I don't remember having that problem. So I wonder if like this guy just might suck. He just might suck, dude.
Happened when I did a Jimmy John's.
It sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you wouldn't explode at that. So
there's no one to explode to.
There is. I mean, there's videos of people like knocking out the door of people. Either way, I just want to make sure you don't find yourself into that situation. So that's personally what I would do. And then when
yeah, I'm gonna listen to the unemployed guy's tips to change my business that he's applying to work at. Yeah, exactly. It comes off as like it just comes off as like it's just not very aware of it's yourself, you know. It's like a guy who just starts going to the gym and tries to give advice, you know what I mean?
while you're doing that, also being applied to any and every single little job that's in your thing, which I assume that is closer to what you're doing. However, you said you're also afraid of rejection, or you can only take so much rejection. And I counter that with saying, fuck and just do it.
Yeah.
Because you need to get a job.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
like, rejection sucks. We all hate it.
The weird thing is,
I get rejected on Unhinged Premium Plus Extra every day.
I had never been.
Did you just say he gets rejected from Hinge Premium Plus? Isn't that gay? Is that? Oh, I'm thinking of Grindr. What the hell's Hinge, dude? What am I thinking of?
Rejected from a job in my 20s ever. Like every job I ever applied for, I got because I'm kind of convincing and engaging and.
What's Grindr? I asked. What is that? What the hell is that?
No, I'm good at a lot of things, and now it's just like. I'm getting like rejections that don't make any sense.
We're in an interesting job.
No, they make perfect sense. You're a 40-something-year-old man that's has a massive gap in your job history, who goes in and is very annoying about advice that you feel like you can give, even though you really don't have the, qualifications to give it. You might have been very effective at whatever job you did, but like optically looking at you, who the fuck's gonna take your advice?
Market right now, though.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's weird.
Different. I mean, job markets are always changing, so I would just be aware of that as well. I wouldn't necessarily take it as personally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I would do. Do Uber Eats 80 hours a week.
I think that's actually a good idea.
Like that. Yeah. Just work anytime you're not sleeping, and that's it. I would cut back. I would not gamble once. I would cancel all the OnlyFans subscriptions, and I would.
You can get those leaks, brother.
Cancel all subscriptions, and that's not internet, essentially. I would not go to any more bars. I would not eat unless like you have a significant other or a date that pays for it, or you're just having free stuff at the park on walks and stuff like that. No more spending money on fun until the 100% interest rate is gone. 100%.
Open mics don't feel like just fun. I feel like I'm working towards something.
Yeah, don't pay.
No, doubtful. Very high. I mean, if you're fucking 40 years old, you're probably not changing into a new career. Let's just be real.
Though. Just don't pay.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay to be a part of them?
Not usually.
Okay,
I mean,
don't buy a drink. Don't buy nachos.
I just get like a Lone Star.
No. Get a water. Get a water. All your money, well, you're in the fortunate situation of your parents taking care of your rent. Every single cent that is not going to pay the minimum monthly payments and your insurance and anything like that.
I mean, yeah. If you have 100% interest rate, you probably need to not do that anymore.
Going to paying this. I would only do $300 on groceries and no food outside of that. And you can do that because many people on the show have done that who live in Austin. Okay. So I know for a fact you can. As one person. I'm terrified for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm terrified and I don't know what to say. I want to lay out a full plan. I only lay out full plans when I have any inkling that they might do it. I'm not feeling that right now. So what I'm afraid of is...
Well, I don't need OnlyFans. Like, that's easy to cancel.
Oh, you don't? Great. Then don't do it.
I can cancel. I don't know if I can cancel taquitos, but that's harder.
Damn. Well, I feel that taquito addiction, baby.
That's where...
Being honest, I don't know if I could do that.
I accept that might be hard, but if this is what scares me. If we're at a point in life where we're not even willing to cut out taquitos from 7-Eleven to slightly better our lives, then there is no hope.
I don't think it's going to make a difference.
It's going to make a difference because...
The taquitos probably wouldn't make a difference, just to be clear, but it doesn't matter, you know?
Guess what? Spending the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars you did eating out, getting drinks, getting taquitos a month, if that was going extra towards the debt, it'd be gone quicker. And then once that's done, you can start putting money towards retirement.
Salami and bread and ramen?
Yes, until you're out of the crap.
And taquitos. Taquitos is good.
Crazy.
It sounds like you're growing up.
No, that sounds crazy.
It sounds like you're taking care of your life, your future.
Think so, man. I don't like. That's like a minuscule expense. I could see absolutely cutting down on.
It doesn't matter. It literally just does not matter. Like this taquito thing, I think Caleb is wrong about, and it matters so very little because everything else he's right about. So you're just like, yeah, you're right, and just eat the taquitos. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're signing a fucking binding contract with Caleb Hammer about you not actually being able to eat taquitos. Just go and have your fucking taquitos. It does not matter. You know what I mean?
Minuscule, sure, but see how many green lines were on here? Green lines. Those are all your minuscule expenses. They're everything, and they add up.
Yeah.
Especially because you don't budget. I know you don't budget.
Oh, I barely look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should look at it a little more.
Minuscule expense when you started with $67. You just can't afford this crap, and this is what else to even say? If you won't even accept that, there's like nowhere where we can go.
Well, you just want me to tell you that I'm just going to eat bologna sandwiches and ramen?
No,
okay.
Bologna sandwiches sounds. I had a dream that I had a chicken sandwich, dude. Shit, like just turkey. Actually, it was turkey. Just a turkey sandwich, nothing else on it. Oh my god, that sounds so good right now. I think I might go to. I never usually would say this, but I think I might go to Panera Bread. I might get some Panera today. I get like a half turkey sandwich with cheddar on it, and then a fucking broccoli cheddar soup. Fuck, I'm hungry.
That's what I'll do.
I wish, no, because I don't want you to lie, but I wish that the situation was a wake-up call, and that's why I usually go so extreme to make sure it's a wake-up call. But
you're trying to like scare the,
Yeah, but you clearly don't care about the future of your life enough for it to matter.
Oh, no, I do.
No, not
Not really. No, he doesn't.
enough to cut out taquitos.
Not enough to cut out taquitos. You're correct.
So you don't care.
Don't cut out taquitos,
That's
dude.
like something that
I don't think the value of my life depends on cutting out taquitos
Live and die on the taquitos, brother. The one thing I can agree with.
and eating a bologna sandwich. I don't think that's the difference maker.
it's the sacrifice. It is because of all these green lines.
It is.
But how do you?
You've got a
think
good
it is?
point. You've got a good point. Like I can definitely cut down.
How can you say I don't think it is when mathematically it literally is?
You haven't proven to me mathematically that taquitos are the difference maker. But
Taquitos is the example of you.
This is I think very indicative. Again, this is very indicative of this guy's problem. Is that like he's harping so heavily on the taquitos because like he's right about the taquitos. They probably are pretty good value for what like it's a good bang for your buck, but he's so insistent upon the taquitos, like in such a fucking. I'm just jumping down. Fuck this shit. He's so insistent upon these taquitos that he can't just like let it go. You know what I mean? That I think is like his biggest problem. Like just fucking. Just let it go. You don't have to be right about everything. Just let it go.
You going out and spending all this extra money on crap. It's not just taquitos.
It's symbolism. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm talking all the eating out, all the drinks and taquitos. Yes? That mathematically makes a massive difference.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I hate that fucking laugh.
You are Americans' retirement summarized, sir. Oh. So essentially, if you don't get anything from your parents in any way, because, you know, maybe they do the retirement plan where they just drain down, you know, by the time they retire, because they just withdraw at a point where by the time they pass, you know, it isn't much, because that's what the vast majority of people do.
Yeah.
Most people don't have a massive nest egg that they can withdraw 3% a year on, let it sustain, and then pass it on.
Right.
So at that point, you will be relying on whether or not Social Security exists by the time you retire.
Well, I'm banking on getting a commensurate job to my salary, and
Yeah, they're not really banking too good on that, buddy. I think it's time to move on. Change your expectations there, huh?
that's really that's the difference maker to me.
Just like you use the Lotto app, you are gambling on your future.
I hope it's not a gamble. It better not be.
You just said you're banking on getting.
I'm banking it. I'm counting on it. I better not.
That's a gamble, yeah.
You're gambling your future.
It better not be a gamble.
Taking
I
it in
better
your
not
hands,
be a
cutting
gamble.
down on all this
It better not be a gamble. Did you know that I went to school, college? Do you guys know I went to college, dude? It's fucking crazy. I went to college.
stuff and going and getting a job right now that might feel beneath you.
See, you're repeating these things, but
I know, and yet it doesn't seem to sink in at all.
You're not really like seeing it yet.
Huh?
You're not really seeing it yet.
What am I not seeing?
You're not seeing what I've already agreed to. You're still like doing this like you're a baby bit, and
But what does he mean? Like he's agreed to? What is it that he's agreed to? I'm not understanding.
that's the bit. You know, I get it. Like I get the show. I mean, that's the show. That's why people watch.
Well,
And
I call out what I
hope
see.
everyone
Well, yeah, you went on the show knowing what it was.
can feel better about their position.
He's not even being mean to this guy. I'm not understanding what the fuck this guy's problem is. I don't really get it.
It's because I'm so up.
It's not about that.
That's the value. That's most of your comedy.
That's not the value. A lot of people do get
Yeah,
enjoyment
that's
out of
what
it.
they
The
want. I get it.
value is so that they don't make the same mistakes, and people in your situation don't. It can hopefully improve their situation.
Yeah.
People that are in your situation or are getting into your situation.
Right.
And the reason I say baby, I do not call everyone baby, not even close. But when people are acting immature, that's when I, as a forward person with barely any filters, call it as I see it.
okay.
I refuse to
He's being kind of a fucking baby. I don't know what he's talking about.
be nice to be nice. I
I do
refuse
too.
to be mean to be mean.
I do too.
Yeah, good.
I
good.
do too.
So that's why I call
I
it.
get the bit of your show. Like it's not that unique. You're like, it's not that
This guy's getting so funny.
amazing. It's not that impressive. Like I get it. Like I get your
Yeah, you didn't even go to school, Caleb. You didn't even go to college, bro. It's not that fucking impressive, dude.
routine.
This guy's
You're
great.
like Dave Ramsey.
This guy's like the fucking craziest lolcow in the world to me.
But you trump it up into like Chef Ramsay. You know, it's like a combination. It's actually pretty cool. Like
This is probably how his interviews go.
Hey, you're not really that. You don't want to hire me? You're really not that good. You're really not that unique, dude. You're kind of fucking cringe and lame and dumb and gay, you know?
get the bit.
Well, you just took a 180 on that sentence real quick.
Yeah.
You went from it's not that good to it's really cool.
I mean, it's just a combination of different personalities. You know,
Are you upset?
This guy's just using word soup at this point.
called me a baby, and if you call me a baby, I'm gonna critique you because I'm a critic too. You know, we're
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like you're a professional critic. You're just you just seem to be a freelance critic there, bud. You know, it's just fucking funny.
we're the same. You already admitted that.
I did.
Yeah.
I said we're both forward. I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
I won't go there.
Okay.
But either way, again,
We're both the same. Give me a job, by the way. I could really improve you.
will you just? I want this. I want to push back on the baby thing just one more time, and just see if you're able to acknowledge this. If you, as a 41-year-old man, is not willing to cut back on taquitos, would you not consider that a childish move?
I think that you drawing the line at taquitos is gonna make you look silly.
You think so?
I do.
I mean, I don't think it makes him look silly. This is the thing. It's like it's okay to be a little, in my opinion, like wrong about something, but the wrong isn't that big of a deal. The bigger problem again is that this guy is just arguing with Caleb over a non-point. He could just say like, "Yeah, you're right," because overall, everything else Caleb's saying is correct, but he can't give it up. He can't give it up on just this one little point. Like he has a legitimate ego problem. Like the guy has a legitimate fucking ego problem.
Let us know.
I think it will, and you can email me at gmail.com.
They censored it. They censored his self-advertisement.
Let me know too.
Okay, please be nice to him if you do that. That's please be nice to him.
Yeah. I'd be happy to hear from everyone.
I wonder if he did that like post-editing just so that this guy wouldn't get fucking harassed because he's acting like such a baby.
Okay, please be
Sincerely,
nice to him.
I've gotten hate mail. I've gotten threats from the Proud Boys and neo-Nazi gangs. I have been through
Oh, this guy's he's a good guy.
so much actual shit. You know? Like, it doesn't really hurt me that much. I've gotten hate mail.
I don't want you to get hurt. I want you to do better. And
I've
that's
gotten death threats, man.
I don't know why you're taking this in such a negative way. I am showing the negative situation of.
Somebody said they're going to sue me because I reacted to their video the other day, and they said, can you please send me your email so I can have my lawyer email you? And I'm just like, why don't you just... I didn't even respond. What am I going to respond to? Obviously, you're full of shit. You have no legal claim. It was a fucking, like, 1 minute TikTok. You have nothing you could do. And you would have just had your lawyer message me on Instagram, so it doesn't matter.
Of your situation.
Right. That's
and
a
then,
negative situation. Yeah,
and then true. What can be done to improve it? Yet you are taking it as an insult versus like,
baby,
hey, we can
is
just do
kind
this.
of an insult. That's a little bit of an insult.
It is a little bit of an insult, but you're an adult. You should be able to take it on the chin. You could even say like, hey, I don't appreciate being called a baby. And you could just move on from there. You don't have to like make it a fucking thing. You could just move on from there.
Fine. A little bit of immature.
I don't think I'm that immature. I think taquitos are
extraordinarily immature. What the hell is he talking about?
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, but not willing to cut back to better your life.
2 for $3, dude. You can't eat
that you do every other
Oh shit, they were 2 for $3 a year ago? Shit.
day.
You can't eat cheap.
Not willing to cut the action of not willing to cut back to improve your life when you don't have a retirement, when your 60-year-old, 70-year-old parents are taking care of your rent. You do not consider that immature.
Well, I'm grateful for them. Like, and they understand
that's awesome that you're grateful, but you don't consider that immature that you're not taking care of yourself. Not willing to cut back in order to take care of yourself. Leaning on others in order to take care of what if you cut back?
Nobody is actually that independent. Nobody is. Everybody depends on other people. Everyone does. Everyone.
Yeah, for sure. People definitely depend on other people every day. That's 100% true. Like, I depend on my wife depends on me, blah, blah, blah. But there is an acceptability of dependence that you are going far beyond. you're depending on your family too much, and really more than anything else, it seems like your dependency is for too long. It's okay to like need to fall back onto your parents or some other support system in your life because people go through difficult shit sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. But like your dependence is lasting so fucking long. Thank you for the $2 from DJ Trey. When are you cosplaying Captain Underpants? That's a new one. I'll say that. That's a new one.
Everyone does.
Yeah, but not as necessarily charity. I depend on him to edit the videos, but I pay him.
And y'all have a contract.
But I pay him.
Right, and y'all have a contract, I'm sure, right?
Am I going to YOLO this?
Sometimes it's contractual.
YOLO.
Sometimes it's not. And that's, right now, my parents, it's not contractual.
How long have they been doing it?
Since I quit in CRM.
Well, when was that?
What the hell's that? My Chemical Romance?
That was 2016, right after Trump was elected. And I had a bit of a mental breakdown.
Okay, so 7 years they've been doing
it. Bro, listen, Trump is not a good president, but this guy had a mental breakdown because Trump got into office. That's exactly what happened. There's no way. You would never be able to convince me otherwise. This guy had a fucking mental breakdown because Donald Trump became president. Is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. You're really that fucking weak, man? Come on. That's insane. I'm starting to understand this guy had a fucking breakdown because Donald Trump became president. That's fucking pathetic, man. Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. Now, if mental health things, if there's mental health things, that is where I 100% say, okay, mental health is very real and we take care of that. But
it is very real, but then also we don't have to validate everybody's mental health struggle because some people's struggles are pathetic. I'm not going to validate you you having such a meltdown that you couldn't fucking work anymore because Donald Trump became president. That's fucking pathetic. Nut up. Stop being so weak. Thank you so much for the $2 from Willow Amnesty. Butt fart. Incredible stuff. I appreciate that.
That has not necessarily been brought up.
It's okay if you were upset about it, but a fucking mental breakdown, you're too weak as a person. You need to toughen the fuck up. What does this do?
If there are mental health things, this is where people should absolutely get help. I'm one of the biggest advocates that I can think of in my own life of therapy. All this good. If that is a specific reason,
I would say therapy's good once you can do therapy. I know it sounds crazy, but like therapy is great, except for you don't get better in therapy at first. You get worse. You start so you have a big problem. Depends on your problem, but let's say you have like this big problem. When you start engaging with that problem rather than burying it, it hurts. So you're going to be worse off for a little while, and then you're going to get a lot better. And you're going to get better than you were before. But therapy is a very difficult journey. So my advice is like do therapy when you can handle it. But like let's say you're going through like a really tough situation right now. Something really bad's going on. Maybe you're going through a fucking divorce or a breakup or something. You might not want to get therapy for a little bit. You might want to take let your emotional process of suppression, let that work for a little while, and then then maybe go to therapy to work through it. Wait until you have the time to be emotionally vulnerable before you go through your process, if that makes sense.
Reason for things, then there are justifications behind it.
Yeah.
If you had a mental breakdown in that
I've
situation,
had several.
I'm okay with this.
And I'm pretty honest about it, you know.
Oh, good.
Because I think it's helpful to talk about it. Absolutely. Yeah, I've had several mental breakdowns. Yeah.
Okay, and getting help in those situations should not be discouraged.
They're kind of like reasonable, you know, like when absolutely horrible things happen to you that you can't explain. That's kind of bad.
Wow. Fucking tough words. Incredible stuff. When bad things happen to you, it's not good. Whoa! Coming literally in my pants, all full of cum. My underwear full of cum.
You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, absolutely. That's
Now I'm being a baby. God.
Oh, it's okay. Mental health is life. I mean, we are nothing except our brains, really. This is just our.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm validating to some degree of your mental health, but also not so much. You know, I'm just like, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not for me. I don't want to deal with your problems. I got my wife's problems to deal with and my problems, and I'm cool with that. But I don't have a lot of capacity for people that are like outside my family and stuff. It does sound fucking rude, but thank you for the $5 from Lucas. Therapy only works when you want it to. People who get pushed into it tend to not get the results they want. Yeah, that's true. Well, it's because they don't expect results. Yeah, no, you have to be very emotionally vulnerable for it.
You know,
And you have to like believe in it. Like a lot of people, especially like a lot of Hispanic people I've met, they don't really believe in therapy. It's interesting. I have no idea why, but it's interesting stuff.
that we're walking around in to like exist, but we are only our brains. So mental health is something I take incredibly seriously.
We are only our poop.
I advocate for therapy and everything like that. And when you are in that situation, that's where things are 100%
Where's the BetterHelp sponsorship, Caleb? What the fuck, dude?
excusable. Where I struggle is leaning on the parents in a situation where maybe you're not dealing with anything. I don't know if you are, that you haven't indicated one way or the other.
I like how in this expansion you could skip the dialogue, so you don't have to like sit here and wait while the character goes through like exposition. It's great.
But then not willing to cut back, and that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty far cut back. I mean, I used to have
a whole company. I used to make $500,000 a year. I used to
be very successful, you know.
Damn, he's probably really struggled with that lack of success. I get it. You know, I've had some hard times on YouTube. I feel you, dude. But then also, it's kind of hard to feel too bad. Thank you for the $2 from Willow Amnesty. Compensation for Braves built-in ad blocker. Thank you so much.
You know, a lot of people right now, though, in this country who are getting...
I don't even think the streams have ads on them. Does anybody get ads in the streams? I turned them on, but I don't know how they work. And then how intrusive are they? Because Twitch's ads are horrible. It's like you had to wait a whole fucking minute when you join the stream. Why the fuck would anybody watch Twitch?
Themselves on a better foot, who are climbing out of their debt situations, who are trying to improve their retirement, are not going out to eat once a month, and they're working double jobs. Those are the people that have cut back. Those are the people that I look up to as like the bravest among us, who are
Among Us, you get ads? How long are the ads when you watch this?
sacrificing their entire life to better their entire life for their kids' lives, for their entire family's lives. That's what I picture as cut back.
Yeah. Well, how do I do that while also trying to network and get the things that I like?
They're not as bad as Twitch, but annoying. Yeah, I get that. I mean, like, I don't care if you get annoyed with ads, because I'm okay with that. But I do care if it's too much ads. Because, like, for me, that's why I will get, like, premium stuff. Like, I'll if I enjoy a Twitch streamer, I'll just get their Twitch thing. Or I have YouTube Premium because it's like, I don't want to watch ads. You know, but I hate how intrusive Twitch ads are. They're insane. They're, like, way beyond what I would consider reasonable, especially when you're a creator. Because, like, if you're joining somebody's live... And if you're joining somebody, can I walk up this? This is fucking dumb. If you're joining somebody's live and you have to watch a minute of it, like I just feel like you're going to turn it off and you're not going to want to watch Twitch anymore. That's how I feel.
Like, I'm trying to network at the same time.
Do you need all of this to network? All those green slashes?
Not all of it. Like, a lot of it's waste. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I looked at it, like, when I was preparing to come on the show, I was like, dang, like, a lot of that's waste. Like, yeah.
Another helpful thing in general that just we haven't talked about, as simple as a budget. Just starting a budget. Yeah. I'm not going to break down your whole budget because I don't think it's going to do a lot right now, but just budgeting and following some basic guidelines. As soon as you can get out of this, I want you to be able to retire. Because
there we go.
This is where I was trying to go, but I wasn't.
Thank you so much for the 19-month medium gut from Angie Toasty. Mr. Gut, I don't get ads because I have YouTube Premium. It's definitely worth it. That's what I'm saying, dude. Was it like $15 a month? Thank you for from A Marie for the $5. I think half the time there just needs to be some old Vietnam vet to scream at them, grow the fuck. Yeah, true. I love Vietnam vets, dude. They're great. It's so sad to be the veteran of a war that you know that was unnecessary. Although maybe that's all of them. Who really knows? But anyway, my scoutmaster was a Vietnam vet. I respect the guy a lot.
Wasn't able to get to. What
And my assistant scoutmaster too. It's fucking crazy.
I fear is when, if your parents don't have much to pass on, you in your 40s, in a couple decades, when you're into that, where you can start collecting distributions from your retirement accounts, you won't have anything. I fear that you are going to be forced in order to live.
Yeah, I think because my wife and I have been using a lot of our extra income to pay off student loan debt to try to erase it. Part of our thought is like, we have the money now because I'm doing well with content now, but like in the future, like I hate to say it, but like it may not be as good. Some of these things might be fleeting. And so our thoughts, like if we could pay off basically altogether $1,500 a month in student loan debt and get it paid off, a couple of years from now, if I'm not doing as well, and I hope I am, that's $1,500 a month we're not going to have to worry about then. So it's better to like spend the extra money now. But then starting next year, I'm trying to figure out how to do retirement stuff because of my job. And I think maybe we're just going to boost her 401k up like a lot. Like we might just increase her contributions on her 401k like substantially because we can afford it. So like, and then use that as our retirement, just like constantly put a lot of money into that. Because it seems like the simplest and most effective and like smartest way that I can think of for us to do it, because I'm not some kind of like a expert in that. And I think that's the way we're going to operate.
Because you won't have anyone backing your rent. You will,
because like I'm pretty sure we if she dies, God forbid, but like I would get that money, and then obviously if I died, she would get the money still. You know what I mean? So she would still be able to. So if we even if it's only like a lot in the short end, in the short run, it would at least put more money into that 401k. So
turn out into the very sad situation that we see today, where people are dying essentially on the Walmart floor because they're just trying to afford survival, and that's what I fear, and that's where I don't want you to be, because I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, I don't
yeah, this is a new WoW expansion. Yeah.
think that I will end up.
Yeah, we max out the comparable contribution or whatever. I think that they do 6%. So she does 6% of her paycheck. I think they match 6% of her paycheck, or it's like 75% of the 6%, some weird shit. But I think they match 6% of her paycheck. So I think that's what we do right now. But we might go up to the 401k and like boost that even higher. Honestly, till like next year, maybe we'll just do like a total of 20% even. Like that's a lot, but fuck it, right? Like if we have the money, like it's good for the retirements. This way when we're 60 we can retire,
there, because I am pretty talented. Like I can always find something, just like
So how come you haven't found it?
my usual daily hustles, although it doesn't really add up that much.
Well, exactly. You need to be able to pay the
I can find something, but it doesn't add up too much. So it sounds like you haven't really found anything, bud.
To be more consistent, I need. That's why Uber Eats might be consistent. Like that'll be more than one or two things a day, right? It's just like
It's when you want to do it.
but it's steady, right?
I assume in a big city like this,
yeah,
it would be.
Is. Oh, I'll give that a try. Yeah,
I hope you do.
Yeah, I think that actually might work.
And I hope you make some sacrifices. I hope you make a budget. I hope you take care of your mental health, because that is everything. And I hope you pay this off as quick as possible. And I hope you start contributing to retirement in some way.
Yeah.
I'm nervous for you, and I just want to be. I just want to say that very clearly. I'm nervous, but
I'm nervous myself.
Dude, I hope just go work a job that doesn't feel values you for a bit while you look for that career position. Yeah. Bring in some money now and take care of the situation, and no more signing those checks when they come in the mail.
Yeah.
I've learned.
So what I'm hearing is that like he gets like some kind of a check. It's like, hey, you can get this money for free, but you have to pay us back double. Is that what I'm hearing? The fuck? Why would you do that?
Our lesson there.
Yeah, that's bad news. That's bad news.
I'll let you have the final word.
Yeah. I don't know. Thank you for having me on. It's tough. It's good. We got into it, but it's worth it.
It's all from love.
Right on, man. Appreciate it, Caleb. Thanks.
Well, for Brent, I thought he was going to punch me. I'm very glad my face is not punched. I know I have a punchable face, and I thought he was going to leave, but thank you for sticking around, sir. Hammer financial score, 0 out of 10. I mean, there's nothing else that can be said. In collecting
Damn, 0 out of 10's brutal.
From your parents in your 40s, not having any retirement, being in payday loans, 100% interest rate. It's hard to give a score above 0. So, yeah, make sure to check out all the resources in the description below, and don't forget to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Thanks.
All right, man. Well, that was pretty good. Let's watch part 2 after I pee-pee. Okay, guys, now we're on to part 2. This is the part we're here for. We saw the first one. It got a little crazy. It got a little toxic, but it was overall pretty good. I thought Caleb's advice was fine. For me, I mean, I feel like Caleb's a little blunt. I'm a little blunt, so I don't really think anything that he says is, particularly overboard. I could handle somebody being a little rude to me. Not even rude. I mean, I'm just blunt. But anyway, let's see what part 2 is. Apparently, he goes crazy. Let's get it going.
heated.
Yeah.
The reason we're using you're coming heated.
Yeah.
The reason we're using a temporary studio here and the reason you got a pat down and stuff like that is because we received almost 40 emails and we've received many death threats from you over the course of night. I was
Emails and death threats?
angry at you. Yeah.
Wait, this makes so much sense though. In the first one, he's like, "Yeah, I got like a misdemeanor or a felony or something, and it's hard for me to get a job because I just said some mean things on Twitter to a guy." This guy was probably sending emails, death threats, to the person that he got like his charge for. It was like some kind of a politician, I believe. You know that must have happened. He must have been threatening the person through like private emails, and that's what happened. Not like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat your heart on Twitter." He. Nah, this motherfucker was toxic, boy.
Yes, very scared. You're a little okay. You're afraid of me. You said one of the only conditions to film with me again was to literally hit me.
Oh yeah, I wanted to slap you in the face.
Yes.
I want to use this guy.
Put that in the thumbnail.
We're going in cold.
I don't know if he put that in the thumbnail, guys. Let's see if he did. No, he put. He didn't put that in the thumbnail. He looks like he might have cancer now, though, so that's so sad for them.
Open-minded. We have no idea what is going to come of this.
Not here, Brent.
The man just arrived.
Don't have any weapons anywhere. No.
They're doing a whole pat down. This is preposterous. But you know what? You should treat it like this. Even if you're not really that worried about the person, you should still treat it like this. Because you want to show the person that, like, you know, you're willing to take whatever precaution you have to take, you know, so that it doesn't leave them with an opportunity, you know, even if they're a cringe loser.
There's the boy, the golden boy.
The golden boy.
I like that promo I saw on your Insta.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're sex
Dirty
sauce.
Dirty Money Part 2. Yes, sir.
Oh, how fancy.
Welcome back. Now, you'll notice a couple things.
The audio is so weird now.
Back here.
Get the fuck away so I can get my quest.
We're filming in a random place.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Random place.
Random
Okay.
place. Pull this to your face.
All right.
Pull it on in.
All right.
Why do you think we're filming in a random place, Mr. Brent?
Caleb probably shouldn't have done this conversation if we're being real here. He probably like just because he's if only because he's giving the guy what he wants to some degree, you know. It's probably he probably shouldn't have done it, but we're all here for the content, baby. Let's be real.
Right. Well,
I mistakenly called you Brent last time.
because you called me names on to millions of people.
Oh,
Well, it's 1 million people, but that's still a lot of people, just to be clear. But I think he just called him a baby. He said he was engaging in baby behavior, which is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
And then you said you thought that I was going to hit you, which is crazy. And then all your fans thought I was a violent person.
well,
And then I started getting hate mail and getting attacked.
that sucks.
Well, I mean, you did get arrested for being a violent person. Like, the first one, that's what we learned. You got arrested for being a violent person, right? Like, you got arrested for threatening somebody, probably privately in an email. So,
I know,
hate
absolutely.
that. I would never.
not Caleb is content brand. Joe, listen, we're all a little bit of content brand, okay? It's okay.
They even
Why
called
you
my
wanna get back?
parents, you know?
How'd they get
Absolutely
that?
insane. I don't know. It's like doxing. People have methods.
That's why we try to use fake
it
names
sucks.
today.
Is this what's going on? He looks like he lost his teeth. Did he lose his teeth?
Yeah. But the reason we're using a temporary studio here and the reason you got a pat down and stuff like that is because we've received sometimes on just random evenings almost 40 emails from you
Oh, yeah.
over
I'm
the course
angry.
of nights.
I was angry at you.
Yeah, but we're
Absolutely.
talking the
Are you
course
saying
over like a year and a half.
Are you saying 40 emails in a night, not just 40 overall? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
Totally. And I'm getting emails from your fans
Yeah.
all the time.
Which is obviously that's unacceptable.
Absolutely. And part of
Okay.
it's your attitude, man. You
Yeah.
act like a know-it-all, and this is the whole gambit of your show.
It's so funny because you know what? Maybe you could argue that Caleb acts like a know-it-all. I don't know that I would. Again, I can understand the appeal because he just seems to be a blunt person, and so am I. But this guy is the guy who shows up to job interviews and tells the job how they could do their job better. So it's just ironic hearing him call somebody a fucking like a know-it-all.
Okay.
You don't even have a business degree.
Oh, okay.
You're just chewing people out for buying taquitos.
Are we talking about business on this?
I'm not trying to be that guy because I'm not conservative, but this guy is like a fucking liberal. Oh, you don't even have a college degree. How could you be qualified? You don't need to have a degree in something to be qualified at something, just to be clear. You know what I mean? Like, you could be qualified to do things without a degree.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that sometimes people could fall back too heavily on having a degree. It's like, oh, well, I know everything because I have a degree. And it's like, the degree does help. Obviously, it's going to make you more qualified, but there are some things that, you know, you're gonna be more qualified for through experience, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Everything that I've ever done is
40 emails a night was pretty common from him. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's insane, Mr. Hammer.
business.
So, okay, business degree
Yes.
to learn how to not spend money you don't have.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a fucking goon festival.
So we were afraid for.
I'm gonna like this one because I like the other one too, but like the gloves are off at this point. It's just it's gonna be a shit show. And it's gonna be a justified shit show. You know what I mean? Those are the most fun.
Okay,
It's like when you watch those pedophile beat up videos on Twitter. It's like it's kind of fucked up, but it's hilarious because they can deserve it. It's gonna be one of those.
afraid of what?
Okay, you're coming in heated.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I got a smile on my face, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
People have
your
wanted to
attitude.
see. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm trying to come in joyful and lovely and happy. Now, but I just wanted to bring up the
lovely.
reason that we were
Okay, tell me.
legitimately concerned because you said one of the only conditions to film with me again was to literally hit me.
Oh yeah, I wanted to slap you in the face. I was pitching you on a boxing match. If you remember last year, I was in better health then. People.
A boxing match? That would have just been sad and kind of pathetic. I wouldn't want to see this guy not Caleb. I wouldn't want to see the other guy get beat up. He's so frail.
I would love to see it.
Your health is deteriorating?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I've been homeless for 6 months.
Damn. Working at Waterburger or whatever sounds pretty good now.
I'm really sorry.
On
to hear
tour, kind of.
On
you know,
tour.
a little bit.
You've been homeless for 6 months, but now he's on tour? What the hell is he on tour of? The fucking underside of a bridge? I don't get it.
I approached it like a tour, but to be
Are you
honest,
touring every podcast and telling them that their show is horrible?
God.
I'm teasing you. But we were afraid that you might.
This guy's homeless by choice. Like there's no fucking way.
We didn't want to give you our studio location because we were afraid you might show up there. I was afraid that because I filmed with you in my condo beforehand that you might show up again based on the emails you sent.
Should have called. Honestly, should have got him arrested. I mean, get him another charge. Fuck it. At least he wouldn't be homeless anymore. He'd be having. He'd get 3 square meals a day. I think. I don't really know how prison works, and maybe he'd get a boyfriend. I don't know, or girlfriend. I mean, well, nowadays it can be anything. I'm sounding too conservative today. Thank you so much from Eli Schneider for the $5. Somehow this guy is more cringe than Boogie's faking cancer. Okay, I don't know if you could ever get that cringe.
Well, that's your fear, man.
Well, yes, it was my
that's
fear.
your fear.
That's why there's a security guard
That's
right
your
there.
fear.
I know. So I'm doing this for the audience. I'm doing this for the audience because they wanted to see it.
Incredible.
Okay.
Oh, he's a Papa Gut fan. Incredible stuff. That's incredible.
And because I wanted to have you back on again, and I just wanted to see where you are, regardless of what you think about me, regardless of what some people might think about the show. I genuinely do want you to have a better life. You are a person that exists on this planet.
Oh yeah. You're not telling me anything I don't already know, man. I had to fight for my own rights in this state.
What does that mean? He had to fight for his own rights.
Sure.
Yeah.
I want you to actually do better, regardless of what
Okay,
my
well,
methods.
thank you. Well, stop calling me a violent criminal and a threat to you. When I was pitching you on a boxing match, now you're smearing me before your fans. You're doing the same thing all over again.
No.
And it's called Caleb Hammer is the savior, and his guest is the villain. And you're gonna put it in a thumbnail, and you're gonna put it in a thumbnail. Put a little graphic axe in my hand right here. Oh, make me look like Jack Nicholson, man. Okay,
We're allowing
insane.
you to present yourself however you want
insane.
to.
It's insane. You told me.
This guy's so fucking crazy. Is this real or is this a bit? This is fucking ridiculous.
At the last one,
Yeah.
you told me, okay, give us your best baby face. And I'm playing it up thinking this is reality television. We're doing a bit.
You're doing a bit right now?
Your audience is not in on the bit.
All I care is about you and your finances. We put out the call to everyone and anyone and everyone from any walks of life. We want to be on this.
That is interesting that now it seems like, and I wouldn't doubt that Caleb's like, hey, if you want to flare it up a little bit, that'll help the show. I'm sure that there's a level of truth to that. I mean, that's fine. I don't care. But now you're supposedly exposing this tactic while. But then, like, are you doing a bit now? I mean, you seem fucking insane.
Who I really am? I guess so.
I think it is because we
Yeah.
receive
And
40
are you
emails
scared?
from you a night.
Are you
Yes,
terrified? You're
yes,
very
we were
frightened.
scared. We were scared.
You little pussy.
Okay, sure.
You're a little pussy.
Okay.
You're afraid of me.
Damn.
Sure.
Incredible.
Yes.
Hammer the pussy. Put that in the thumbnail.
Yeah, put Caleb Hammers a pussy in the thumbnail. That'll go over real great. What?
Yeah.
Put a little pussy hat on you. Put a
Please,
little pink knit, It'd be
please.
cute.
Everyone wants to see my bussy. We already know that.
Okay.
We don't need to start talking about multiple parts. So the thing is, the reason I just wanted to bring that, I want to get into your finances. I want to see where you've been. But the reason I wanted to bring that up was just to show you how we thought about this experience and why
I think
you were
you're a
here.
pussy if you think that. All right.
Okay. No, I'm okay with that.
I walked out of your apartment just fine. We talked about something really briefly. You were barefoot. You were nothing. I'm your actually most watched video. See? Look at you. See?
That might be true. Let's see. Let's look at the videos. Most popular. He's not, by the way. He's not the most popular watched video. He's the third most watched video, just to be clear. And this one will probably it's somewhere in there, but he's the third most watched video. So, it's 2.1. I don't know why I thought it was less. Anyway, still not the most popular.
Just living life, man.
Okay,
I'm gonna flip flop. You were in my house. Yes, I didn't wear shoes in my house. That's unique.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't in my house.
I know.
You are a dick. You are an actual dick.
I appreciate it. Okay. So,
Okay. So,
Okay.
do you want to
So,
have the podcast? Do you want to have the podcast?
what the fuck is this weird game he's playing?
This is interesting. It's interesting for you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know how we felt from
that's
last
how you
time.
feel. All right.
Yeah.
Bunch of pussies.
Yeah, that we were actually afraid for our lives because you sent 40 emails and we've received
I mean, I'd be a little afraid too, man. That's crazy.
many death threats and
For me, no.
we don't want you.
No, not for me.
But you got arrested for threatening to kill the governor
No, I did
of
not.
Texas. Yes, you
no,
did.
I did not.
That's probably what happened. He probably did get arrested for threatening to kill the governor of Texas. Let's be absolutely real here.
You
said
have
I would eat his
misdemeanor.
heart.
Yeah,
And
you usually have to kill
it-
somebody.
Yeah, you do have to kill somebody to eat their heart. That's just to be clear. I mean, I don't know if anybody knew that, but
Eat their heart.
Oh my God. That's a metaphor. We already went through this.
A metaphor for what?
It's a play on eat your heart out. Are you that retarded?
whoa, dude, you can't be using that word.
Oh my
I don't think you can use that in 2024.
Well, I can use it for you. I'll make an exception. I don't call actual learning disabled people retarded.
Okay. Okay. I think he could use it though. You know what I mean?
But I'll use it on
I
you.
only call my friends retarded when they're acting retarded.
Right, pretty much.
It's the Michael Scott line.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And retarded dickheads. I
Really very liberal with this word today. Jesus Christ.
reserve it for retarded dickheads who aren't my friend because you're
Pussy
not.
or dick? We can't figure out which gender I am, but I'm one of those.
Well, whatever.
You having fun so far? Because I want to get
Okay.
into your finances because that's what I actually care about.
Okay, do you?
You want to talk into your mic if you want to participate here?
I don't know. I might talk wherever I want.
Are you so? Why are you
adjust the sound.
legitimately? Why are you so defensive? Like, so
Because
In
I'm
the-
on the defensive because you're on the offensive. What do you want me to do?
have I said anything this
You just
episode?
accused me of like wanting to.
Dude, I
freaking
said
kill
we
you
were
or
scared.
something.
I said we were
You
scared based on your
scared?
actions.
Oh my God! I was pitching you on a boxing match
Buddy,
because it was
40
so
emails
intense.
a night.
Really pitching him on this boxing match thing. We're really going in on this boxing match thing. What the fuck is happening? I'm getting lag
From you.
in the game.
You know how many emails I get from your stupid ass fans?
No, and
Yeah.
guess what? You shout out your you shout out your email in the last episode
Yeah.
and we bleeped it. But even
Yeah.
still, because
Oh yeah, because people are nuts.
you begged people to reach out to you.
Yeah, because
which
True. That's just true.
You
you were
shouldn't.
hammering me over
He was Caleb hammering him.
$2 taquitos.
because and here's the recap: your family was paying for your rent. You refused to get a job because you weren't willing to
I did
grow
not
up because
refuse
you're
to
a
get job.
child
You
in your
are actually
40s.
lying.
Buddy, you
are
were
lying
offered a
and
job
smearing
at-
me right now.
You were offered a job at
You're
Whataburger
lying
and you said no.
smearing me right
You were
now.
offered-
I was interviewing for another job at the time, and you know what? I don't even think I could last in that job. You know why? Because I can't stand for 8 hours.
Okay.
All right. But why? Why can't he stand for 8 hours?
And I did not admit that because I don't like to admit it.
Well, it's a helpful part
Okay.
when we're having a
All right.
conversation about
Well,
getting a
okay.
job.
I don't know if I even believe that, to be honest with you.
Okay, but I don't like to admit it because it's hard.
Okay, why can't you stand for 8 hours?
I have stage 1 right now. At the time, it was a stage 2 pressure ulcer on my heel. Chronic
Pressure
stage
ulcer.
pressure.
Okay.
Chronic.
What's the treatment for that?
I'm sorry?
What's the treatment for that?
There is really nothing.
He has an ulcer on his heel. Thank you for the $5 from Carter R. Does it sink when you poo? I don't know, man. I really can't smell. I've been sick.
I mean, staying off your feet, basically.
Yeah.
Dick.
Oh, all right.
God.
Yeah, throw it
See,
in.
You just automatically assume that, and this is the problem with your show. You assume that everyone that doesn't have money, it's their damn fault.
That's not true at all.
I don't think that's true. I mean, he pulls the people on the show, and then he looks through their information that they go through the process, and then he gives them advice. That's it. I mean, it's really not that deep, you know?
That's what you assume going in on every interview.
That's not true.
I mean, like, this is the thing, is like you have a level of control over your expenses, obviously. You know, it's very rare that people that are like poor, at least that come on this show, have no control over their finances. Like they do. A lot of people are, they're like, you know, they're America poor. They're not like, you know what I mean? They're America poor. They have the ability to have an impact on their stuff. I understand the feeling of hopelessness. I get that. But they're not so poor that they can't have like any positive impact if they just got their shit together, you know? A little better, not perfectly. Like you're not going to have like an amazing outcome, but like a little better.
I like to base it off of the answers that I get from you. Parents, you probably know this already, but your kids depend on you for everything. That's an enormous responsibility. It's also up to you to plan for their future in case anything should happen and you're not around anymore. That's why we've partnered with Fabric by Gerber Life to make it easy to help you plan for and protect your family's financial future with term life insurance. Seriously, if you've got kids, you need term life insurance. And if you don't have life insurance, especially if you're young and healthy, you should get it now. And Fabric makes it so easy. It's all online with no appointments or piles of paperwork. Just do it whenever it's convenient for you. Imagine getting covered in under 10 minutes right from your couch without any of those awkward in-person meetings and potentially not even needing a health exam. Life's unpredictable.
That seems unlikely. Usually you have to get a health exam in order to get life insurance.
But with Fabric, you could snag $1 million in coverage.
I wonder like what's the criteria would possibly be to not get life insurance. I would imagine like not a very long-term life insurance plan.
For less than $1 a day. That's less than you spend on taquitos. Even if you've got life insurance through work, it may not be enough. And what if you switch jobs? Fabric is designed by parents for parents to bring you term life.
That is a problem with any type of insurance, whether it's life insurance or health insurance, is not, you know, the moving out of your job.
Insurance you can get done right here, right now. And now they've partnered with Gerber Life, a name families trust that has been in the business for over 50 years. And to sweeten the deal, Fabric offers free digital wills and investment tools for your kids' future, all manageable right from your phone. What are you waiting for? Get it done today at meetfabric.com/Caleb and join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to protect their family. That's meetfabric.com/Caleb. Thanks to Fabric for sponsoring this video.
But the premise of your show is to humiliate people who don't have much money.
I don't think that's the premise of the show. I think the premise of the show is to give financial advice with a little bit of a Jerry Springer flair. And I think that everybody who goes on the show understands that. You get to watch the show before you go on there. I don't know if you guys know that. Like if you wanted to go on the show, you can watch it first. You don't go right into it without like being able to watch it. So you don't really have that excuse, you know?
That is the premise.
I'm sorry you feel
and
that
yet
way.
at the same time, you are telling people to practice absurd austerity measures as though that they're going to save their way into a middle-class existence, while inflation is 5 years over the last 5 years, 5%. Aggregate inflation. There's no way to do it.
You think 5% is what's going to take you from
over the last
homelessness to middle class? 5%, that's what's doing it?
There's no way. When living expenses are what they are right now, there is no way to do it.
But even throughout the American history, when it comes to the strongest period of the middle class in the United States, inflation during the beginning of the Reagan administration was higher than it was at the peak a couple years ago. So that's just a horrible excuse. Yes, legitimately.
It was 7% in 2022.
But it was getting close to 9%.
Yeah,
it was higher.
It was higher in 2022.
Yes.
It was nuts.
It's at 3% now.
2% now.
Well, it depends on the report that you look at. Sure.
Aggregate over the last 5 years, 5%.
So I don't think that people that don't...
It's bad.
Well, it sounds like it's not as bad right now, but it's been bad for in general, but it's getting better, which makes sense.
It's terrible.
I don't think that people that don't have money... it's necessarily, I don't go in assuming it is their fault. I assume things based
horns on people and thumbnails, dude.
Yeah.
You are a shock jock. You're not an...
I mean, that's kind of the game a little bit, right? Like, I don't understand. It's, it's one of those things where like you could watch the show going in. Before you go in, you could just watch the fucking show and you can get all this information and be like, oh man, what am I getting myself in for? Like, I don't know what to tell you. You knew what you were going to get yourself into.
Economist? You're not even a financial advisor.
Financial advisor.
You're a failed musician that's just picking on people that are having trouble.
I was making more than my own professors when I dropped out of college on my own music compositions. I decided I just wanted to make more money by going into sales.
I made more in code than many of my professors while I was in college.
Yeah.
Then what are you doing now, man?
You know?
Yeah, you're homeless right now, so I'm not...
Well, thank you for reminding me.
my
You don't
God.
have to really remind me. Because you look
It
at
seems like he kind of has to remind you a little bit.
me, and there's a homeless person. He's less than me.
No, that's
You
not how
do,
I look at it. But
because
when it
that's how
comes,
you're using it.
when it comes
That's
to
your whole thing.
when it comes to your opinion
That's
of
your
making,
whole thing.
do not look down upon you as a homeless. Are you going to allow me to talk? Can I have at least just a couple minutes? I do not look down upon you as that. But when you are criticizing my career, which was relatively successful in music, especially for my age, and then you try to make it about how you've been so great, look at where you are now. That is hard to sit there and listen as you being the high figure on all these things.
What do you want me to do?
mentioned that I'm going to talk for a second. You mentioned that I can't have this conversation because I'm not a financial advisor. If you think someone needs to have a license to say, do not spend more money than you make, then you know less about personal finances than a halfly educated
70%
individual.
of the American population is in about $50,000 of consumer debt.
I mean, this guy's just going to keep rattling off statistics because he's an annoying, preachy fuck. Like, that's really what it is.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So you tell me that I'm a freak? You're
No.
practicing austerity measures,
Who the fuck called him a freak?
and then under that Dave Ramsey method. We already mentioned this, right?
I don't do his method necessarily. Depends. Snowball's
See,
great.
I mean, we've already,
don't know, we don't
I
need to
complimented
do
you last time because I saw your format of the show.
Do it
I
again.
saw
It feels
what
so
you-
good.
Good. Well, I saw what you saw is that you saw an audience.
Mm-hmm.
There are views to be made. Tell me, why did you go? Look, honestly though, like
Why did I start the
why
show?
did you go into this? Because you saw
Because
an
I almost
audience
got hired by a YouTuber. I wanted to work in YouTube. They didn't end up hiring me. So just like the way I write music, I like to write music that I want to hear, but I haven't heard yet. I want
It seems like it worked out for him. So
to make a show that I would like to watch that doesn't exist yet. So I started the show.
Did you think about it like with these thumbnails and Jerry Springer and all that kind
Caleb
of
Springer, please.
Caleb Springer. Okay.
Okay.
Well, whatever you want to be called.
yeah, I mean, like there is some clickbait in the thumbnails. I don't think that it's like morally bad the way that he clickbaits a little bit. It's really not that big of a deal. And again, if you're somebody going on the show, don't go on if you don't like the way that he practices his business. I don't really get it.
Yeah,
Like he's pretty respectful of the people that he talks to. I haven't really seen too much of an issue. He's respectful of the people that he interacts with and engages with. So, like, I don't see a problem with the way that he does his content. Who gives a shit if he does a little bit of clickbaity thumbnails? I don't care.
As long as
No,
it's not
at the
Dick or
time of
Pussy.
filming your episode, what we did, usually
That was the most popular episode.
close,
Yeah.
number 3.
Oh, number
Ooh, got him.
3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
only watched.
Don't
two
get too
before that.
excited.
But
So,
I saw you one time. You
are you going to allow me to
criticized-
defend anything
I
you've
don't
sent
know.
my way?
I saw you one time. Really, just like skewered, just flippantly, a guy who's getting his graduate degree, working at a nonprofit, bought
Yes.
a condo.
He's a nice guy.
Right? Absolutely, totally nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And you're like, oh, that was stupid, and I'm like,
What was stupid? I'm going to
Why
need a little more
condo?
context. So if I remember right with his episode,
it doesn't make any sense.
no, with
Skewering a guy is different than calling him stupid. Skewering usually implies like you like intensely like fucking laid into him.
with his episode, it's only allowed to increase in value at a rate that's under inflation. So he's not actually getting value added to his equity position in the Austin area like you would find with most properties. Plus, the condo that he got was a smaller, like 1 bed, 1 bath, so it's harder to resell as well.
What?
Because I'm looking at him
better than
as someone,
renting.
okay, you're going to shut the for a second and let me
Ooh, got him, dude.
actually answer a question that you asked.
It's better than renting.
Not necessarily. Rent is actually cheaper in Austin. So
Oh,
it is mathematically. Listen, I know you play the world victim. Here's this. Every American's dealing with this. So because of this, I will never be able to get ahead. And because I lock myself
No.
in that worldview, I'm going to be a
no,
crybaby
that's not
forever
what
and
I
be a
am at
child
all.
and never
Wait,
get ahead.
You think
so
like I'm
here's the
a hippie
thing.
liberal?
Here-
I should have just gone on Dr. Phil.
Damn, he's right about the whole liberal thing. And I don't think Dr. Phil would have had this guy on.
Yeah, he would have had you.
Oh no, he wouldn't have.
And he would have sent you to the ranch.
It would have been fun. Dr. Phil's actually
Yeah, maybe hopefully not, because I heard there's some abuse going on at that ranch.
funny, and I'm talking about the impersonator out of Austin.
Oh, yeah, Adam Ray.
Yeah,
He's cool.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know he
that
likes
would
the
be
show,
fun.
right? The show you hate.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me. Not everyone likes the same stuff.
Okay.
We're not built in silos.
Yeah, you were hatched out of an egg or something. So
Brent, dude, chromosomes. How many you got? Feels like too many. Give a few back. A lot of us are looking to balance out our chromosome intake.
I have no idea what the fuck's happening right now.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Whatever, man. Whatever. You can't.
hey, come on. If you're allowed to throw a jab my way, I'm allowed to throw a cheeky little thing your way.
It doesn't really.
So I'm sorry that you felt upset about the thumbnail. At that time when we record, I'm going to talk for.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you made him look like a baby in the thumbnail when he was so upset about it, which, by the way, I'm not even against it. I don't care.
I'm going to
It's
talk
just
for a
funny.
second. I'm going to talk for
By
a
how
second.
your audience.
Can you calm the
took
down for a moment and let me
No,
just talk?
Because I'm here too, dude.
If I ask you a question, I want you to answer. If you're going to bring something up to me, allow me to answer it. Have some kind of courtesy.
All right. What's your question or whatever? What is?
No,
what were
you
gonna
brought
say?
up the thumbnail thing.
Okay.
At
tell
the
us all
time,
about it. How wise and amazing it is.
it's not wise. I just wanted to tell you how we've
What a
approached the
wonderful
situation.
concept.
Okay, so when we made the episode with you, it was just me. Brandon, were you here yet? Okay, so I just brought on my first person. So at the time, as young scrappy, we were just having fun with the YouTube thing. And at that point, we're just like, hey, we're going to make a wild thumbnail. Let's take some pictures for it. And then that's what we did.
Yeah.
Now you'd be happy to know when everyone comes on the show, they are given this broad onboarding process. One, they're fans of the show who apply. Two, when they come on the show, they are sent onboarding videos, understanding the full process of what they're getting into.
That's good. I mean, I don't necessarily think you have to do that, but that's not a bad thing to do. Because again, the onboarding video to me is watch one of his videos. Like, how do your fucking due diligence, watch one of his videos, see like how, like aggressive it might get, or how like, standoffish it might get, yada, yada, yada. That's my opinion. But it's not a bad thing to be like, hey, we're going to do onboarding videos so you know exactly what's going to happen. And so like maybe you can prep even for the potential backlash afterwards, because it can be a lot to deal with. So actually that's makes Caleb look quite good to have like an onboarding video, to even like take like a little interview or like a pre-work interview type of a thing. That's you actually got to respect that quite a bit. That's going above and beyond what you have to do. That actually makes him look really good.
Understanding what the thumbnails and titles are like. There are some warnings to consider before signing up for this process. A part of our brand is making pretty intense thumbnails and titles. Here are some examples coming on screen right here. It's important to realize that they're pretty intense, and that's our brand. Though we never have negative intentions and we're just trying to create the best content possible, we want to make sure that you realize that this is a part of the process that you would be getting into. And then they come in person. They have an in-person onboarding session in our green room, which you'll never be welcome to because you'll probably kill us. And I'm doing a little cheeky cheek. So we talk there. We have a thumbnail wall of fame that they're able to visualize, and they know that they're a part of. Then they go.
Get out of here.
The thumbnails and titles will roast you. For something to be aware of, you said ECR. Yes, well, what to expect. Yeah. The thumbnail strategy is to make a joke or caricature out of your conversation. It's kind of like a carnival artist. Okay. Yeah. After the shoot, we will take a bunch of thumbnail photos. We might ask you for your ideas and share some of our ideas if we have anything that we're carefully going into with that idea for. But just a quick note that we don't know what direction the thumbnails are actually going to take until we sit down as a team to discuss that.
Then they go through all.
Yeah, all this makes sense. This is actually quite a good amount of work that he puts into to let people know fully what they're getting themselves into.
These forms, and they understand fully what they're getting into, and everyone's as educated as possible.
I've never hurt anyone, man. God.
I hope not.
Yeah, you're incredible.
So I just wanted to let you know that if you felt hurt from a process before, that every single time we hear something like that,
feel hurt.
We update it to make people.
I'll just shut up.
We update it to make people feel better.
I don't feel hurt. This whole thing reads as I'm very hurt right now.
Better. So, I would never want you to get hurt, man. Yeah, legitimately, just like everyone on this show, I want you to do better. I would love to find a way for you to get out of a homeless situation. Yeah, it's the merch based on you.
I'm glad I gave you that, man.
I know.
Thank you so much for the small gut from television. Appreciate that, bud.
Oh, I am too. Actually, we have a gift.
Very interesting name, television.
On it?
Sure. Where you go? Oh, I thought it looked cheap, dude. I was not happy with it.
It wasn't.
It just looks too cheap.
Our Dirty Money merch has done incredible. This merch did terrible.
I mean, I don't want it.
When's the last time you've had a job?
I've had several clients since. Yeah.
I didn't know there was merch, dude.
Individual clients.
Doing what?
Content marketing, like this.
I just don't believe that this guy was doing fucking content marketing. There's just no way. Because part of my thing is if this guy was somebody that was in some kind of content marketing, he would have understood the show 100%, and he wouldn't be complaining. But he is, which implies to me that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Like you?
Well, what would you do for them?
I do content marketing. I write.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
How much were you making in those positions?
It depends on the piece of content.
Okay. And are you still doing that today?
Right now, I'm doing it at the moment.
Awesome. What are you making right now?
I'm making about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Between that and Uber, I'm supplementing with Uber, but I'm actually losing money on Uber. And
then why would you do Uber if you're losing money on it?
You were the one who was like, everyone's doing Uber.
Everyone's
doing Uber. Roll the clip. If you're an honest man, roll the clip from last show.
Well, I think what you're talking about.
Was he saying everyone's doing Uber, or was he just like, hey, maybe you want to do Uber?
Roll the clip.
2 years ago.
An honest man, roll the clip.
I will roll any clip.
In Austin, I know Uber Eats drivers who I've personally met and talked to who are raking in $80,000
Yeah, I don't remember him saying everyone's doing Uber. Yeah, he said that. I would just watch that. But what is he talking about?
And that is not the amount of depreciation in gas they are taking in their cars.
And repairs and insurance.
And repairs.
You have to pay more in insurance when you do that too. It's crazy. It becomes a whole thing.
$80,000 is also a thing.
Yeah.
I've never removed a piece of content.
Everyone does it. You were so confident that people are making tons of money on Uber Eats, and I was like, I've already driven.
He said he knows some people that do really well in a particular area. I don't think it's that deep.
On Lyft, and I'm already familiar with the rideshare model, and I know it's not working. It is a good app that tricks people into thinking that they're turning a profit, but when you look at it on an accounting basis, it's not a profit.
Well, I'll give you the rundown.
I did it again. I did, how many hours? 400 hours over the last 3 months just to prove you wrong. I drove 6,000 miles. Wow. I lost money. Incredibly.
So here's the thing.
Incredibly. I knew it was going to happen.
2 years ago when we
So then why would you still be doing it?
filmed.
It wasn't 2 years ago. It was about a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago when we filmed. Getting out of the pandemic, Uber Eats was actually was making really good money in the Austin
I'm not
in the area.
sure if it was that good because I did it then too.
Well, during the pandemic, you were definitely making a lot of money during the pandemic. That's fucking for sure. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I didn't make it money. I did it right after. Remember
I
when
knew a lot of
emailed
people
you?
that were making
I
good money
emailed
in
you, said,
Austin.
man, I just tried this, and it's not making money. I didn't like make a real big go at it, but I recently made a
I didn't make a real big go at it, but I tried it. What?
big go at it just to show you that you're wrong.
Okay, well, I didn't say it with you. I don't know how you went about it, but
Okay.
all I'm saying is today, you're right. It's not as good as it was during those pandemic days.
It's not profitable
well,
at all.
people are making profits.
No, they're-
Again, I don't know how you did
Oh,
it.
boy. Oh, nobody out there is turning a profit, man.
That's not correct.
Nobody.
But
Wow. There's lawsuits going on right now, man, and it's actually a safety issue. It's bad.
Okay.
they want to hear you. Your beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. I'll sing later.
No. Little talent show.
Shit. Yeah, let's hear him sing. Maybe he can blast off his music career. That would be funny. 'Cause imagine he got like an opportunity in front of millions of people to blast off his music career with his vocals, and they was just dog shit. You know what I mean? Like that would just be kind of funny.
So, you're making about $3,000 to $4,000 a month right now. Why are you currently homeless?
Oh, I've been on the road. I went to.
Oh,
Los
so it's like by
Angeles.
choice.
Kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't
Yes, it is by choice. This guy is almost by choice. He's trying to do a tour for something stupid.
know. No, I broke my foot pretty bad in what was that?
I thought you said he had an ulcer on his foot.
Fall of last year. I couldn't get up the stairs. Had to move in with my parents, and that was fraught because, well, there's history there.
Sure.
And then I moved out to Los Angeles thinking, I had success out in Los Angeles. But that was so many years ago. Everybody's moved on.
Yeah, when you had your agency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty successful. Why have you, at least according to you, why have you
True, according to him. I'm not so fucking sold on it.
not considered going back into it? Your advertising agency.
Well, I had all the
They review his music in the post. That's fucking awesome. Was it at the end?
back then. I mean, I had designers. I was really on the breakthrough of like new UX designs and in search engine marketing. I was on the leading edge, you know. But
Why aren't you willing to go into that again, though, if it was so successful?
Everyone's doing it, and it's become so commoditized that there's no room for the
Everyone's doing it? Is that true? Wow.
bespoke craft anymore. That's really it. There's content management systems. Everybody's using Squarespace. There's not a lot of room for bespoke responsive design. You can just get your Squarespace for like $10 now, and just plug it all in. Content marketing is oversaturated. Everyone's doing it. Back then,
But
nobody
that's what you're
was.
doing.
Oh, well, this is a different form. Video has a higher ad value.
Now, what were the PayPals coming in? Like, where did that come from?
What?
Oh, clients.
So you actually made 2,000.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that is less than the 3 to 4 you said, but you made 2,000 bucks. Like, that is money.
I made something.
So you're writing content, like blogs on their sites and social posts.
Ghostwriting mostly.
And we know you like to type.
Yes, I do. Especially when
Reviews music in the post show, but it's behind a paywall. Happy to have my team upload it right now on this listed. Send you a link if you want to review. I mean, I would review it. I wouldn't want to take away the paywall content, but if you wanted to do that, I would take a look at it. That would be funny to me. But again, if it's locked behind a paywall, you don't have to. You don't have to do that because I know that's like your exclusive content. But I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no, dude. Is it any good?
I'm getting harassed by your fans.
You're the only person that's ever been on our show that has a special folder.
Oh, good.
It goes
I'm
right to the
glad.
Brent folder.
Yeah,
Now,
thank you.
to be clear, I want to just call this out because unfortunately, once you do become large enough, I mean, there's certain things you just can't control. But I do want to call out to the audience: please never reach out to the guests, especially not their family members. We use fake names for guests now. That's been a policy
smart.
these last
Thank
6 months.
goodness. Yeah.
That's smart. That's actually very smart.
Well, when we filmed with you, your video started putting us on the
I'll
map.
send you a link on Instagram DM. All right, cool, man. Thanks. That'd be awesome.
What are we?
I mean, listen, that's the thing is like you can only control so much, but a lot of content creators will brush it off and say we have no control over our audience. There's nothing we can do. Sorry, it just is what it is. Which I disagree with. I mean, I think that you have a level of control, at the very least, calling your audience out and saying stop. But I mean, so far, it's hard to criticize. It's hard to criticize Caleb considering he has an onboarding process, which is actually, I think, very smart. But then also you're changing names. You're doing everything that you need to do. I mean, like what and plus, in my opinion, you could have just watched a fucking episode and be like, this is not for me. In the first place, I mean, you have full, what's the word I'm looking for? You have a full understanding of what you're getting yourself into. You have fully informed consent of what you're getting yourself into on a show like this. So there's really no excuse to complain, especially if they're doing changing your name and stuff, which is very smart. That's actually a very good tactic to do.
We got like 10,000 views per episode, so this is like it's just like a
How do I
hobby
free
stuff. It's
these
like a
guys?
career
Oh,
now.
right.
So
Yeah.
but please do not reach out to them.
Oh, totally.
It's now mandatory that people use a fake name, by the way.
Oh, good.
So
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad, Caleb. That makes me actually feel a little bit better.
I mean, we're always happy to make changes to make things better for the guests.
Did we ever get this guy's name? at all? I just remember that he was one of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings.
And again, I'm happy to have you back on here. So in your spending this last month, or in terms of what came in, again, I told you PayPal then was almost 2,000, and then you did have Uber of about 1,000. Now, what do you think? So $3,118 came in. How much do you think went out spending total?
I don't remember.
I mean, he should know because it's his expenses.
Or looking at the statement, it was probably like $200 left.
Pretty close. You had about 100 left.
Yeah, I'm getting Airbnbs for 40 to 70, sometimes motels.
Why is he getting Airbnbs?
Sometimes staying in. I've slept in parks before. You know, if it's a nice night out.
Do you want
Why is he getting Airbnbs constantly? Oh, because he's on tour, so it's a justifiable expense in his brain.
to settle down somewhere? Like where do you want to be? You want
course,
to?
man.
Okay, because you
I mean, he's doing an online job talking about how he's on tour. It's fucking incredible. Like, dude,
are making enough.
it sounds like based on if he's going to do all this work online, why not just move to an extraordinarily cheap area? And maybe he has already, I don't know, and just plant yourself in there and just do very inexpensive work. I don't really get it.
I got robbed in LA, and I actually had to bust my way back. You know what's really funny?
Why are you living in LA if you don't have the money?
I got robbed, wallet and cell phone. Then my Bank of America account got hacked. I go into a Bank of America. I didn't know it worked like this anymore. I mean, they have the two-factor authentication. They've got you, right?
Right.
They've got your phone and your ID and your debit card. They've got you. I went into a Bank of America with no ID. Texas DPS sent me a temporary encrypted driver's license that I had on my laptop. Went into Bank of America with that. Said, I've just been hacked. You know, I need to stop this right now. They could not verify me. There's somebody. I was like, I'm the guy. This is my account.
Yeah.
It's like, I know everything about the account. I can give you the details. I have a temporary driver's license from Texas DPS. I have a police report on file. Here's all of these things. I'm helpless in a Bank of America. Like, so I had no way to.
I mean, I don't know how much I believe any of this because this guy just spins a fucking tail every 2 seconds.
Receive money either. You can't get money wired to you. I asked my dad, you can't get money wired to you. I bust for gas money.
I bust all the time, brother.
Like,
I'm sorry to hear that.
It was incredible, astonishing. Like, I didn't know it worked like that.
Yeah.
You know, I was just, and
I still don't know if it works like that because again, I don't know if I can trust this guy.
Yeah, I had no idea it worked like that. I'm glad I made it back to Texas.
I'm glad you made it back to. I'm glad you're safe. I want to focus on today. So we want to settle down. I think we could at least get you in a place for like $1,000. You know, we could get you a studio in Austin, $1,000. All right, listen up. We got a lot of
I'm listening.
comments on our challenge, and apparently most of you already have $1,000 saved already. Seems like you've been watching Financial Audit, am I right? And we don't want to limit this, so we're expanding the challenge. We're doing a full 5-day refresh where I'll be putting out all the stops. I'll be sharing my ground floor tips all the way to my advanced tips for you high hammer financial
Where am I
scores.
in combat from?
Whether you're trying to save your first $1,000 or save for retirement, there will be something for you in these free daily instructional videos. We're setting up skills and habits that'll last a lifetime. There's already thousands of you signed up already, so spots are very limited now. Go to calebhammer.com/challenge if you
Remember, guys, you know we have to watch the ads. Okay, it's part of the reaction.
want to join the party, or click the link in the description below.
Oh yeah,
It's just good React etiquette, in my opinion. Okay.
a place tomorrow. Actually, I mean,
Good.
I already lined up just coming in here. You know,
Now, I wanna-
room rentals with creative housemates.
Now, I assume your
Some
eating out's
coffee
still going to be
too.
pretty bad because sometimes living on the road tends to go that direction, right?
What do you mean? What did
You're
you say?
eating out.
Oh, dude, yeah.
No, of course not. I hate pussy.
Mostly.
Sorry, maybe I'm just being too mean today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially. I mean, I'm eating out while I'm doing Uber Eats. What you're looking at is June. I did how many hours in June on Uber Eats?
I mean, I guess that's an improvement. If he's working a lot, he's doing Uber Eats, and he's actually maybe he took some of the advice and got his shit together a little bit. It sounds like he might have actually turned himself around at least a little bit. Maybe he is taking some advice. I understand the I'm doing Uber Eats a lot. If it's the case, I'm doing Uber Eats a lot. I really can't be home to make my own food type of a deal. So I can kind of get that. I mean, you could still prep better, but you know what? I mean, it sounds like maybe he's made a little bit of an update here, an upgrade.
Let's see, probably.
118 trips.
No, that's just 1 week.
Look at that butt.
That's just 1 week right there.
You're right, that was just 1 week.
I probably did. I would have to look at it again, but I probably did.
So you made 1,000 that week?
200 hours in June. 1,000 in revenue that week over in online drive mode.
Okay.
And that's not even counting like repairs and, you know, just operational things with your vehicle. Like that's online drive mode when you're ready to pick up a Taco Bell and drive it 30 minutes across county lines for $2.
And now again, I know.
Oh wait, so he's saying he was in online drive mode, not actually working, because like online drive mode means that like you're ready to pick up an order, but you're not actually doing anything at the moment. Thank you so much for the small cut, 18-month small cut from Kitty Cat MUA. Papa and Caleb collab? Maybe.
Statistically right now, because what I care
You never
about
know.
is like statistics, median statistics. Right now, it is not as good anymore. One, it's not getting subsidized by big money anymore as much, so it's harder.
I don't think I would do content because we don't have a very similar crossover, but maybe we could hang out. I don't know, dude. What is he in Texas?
Turned a $1.5 billion.
I have a buddy in Texas I want to visit at some point, so maybe I would hang out, get like lunch with Caleb and his partner. I don't know if he has one. Wait, whatever he's got going on there with my wife and shit. That'd be cool.
Profit last year. It's valued at $150 billion. Uber is.
Yeah, but I know it's not as good for the drivers as it was during the pandemic.
It's never been that good for the drivers.
During the pandemic, people were making money.
The economy didn't make any sense for a year and a half.
That is true.
I know.
That's the first economic thing that.
Well, yeah, of course, people were using Uber, especially Uber Eats, a lot because they didn't want to go out and get food. And then there was also a lot more money. Like there's kind of more money in the system. I mean, there are people were getting a lot of unemployment money, the stimulus checks. There was a lot of shit going on. Like I made a ton of money as I started really during the pandemic, or like right before it and then into it. You know, donations were crazy. I'd have an average viewership of like 150, but I was making $1,500 a week just for streaming because people would donate so much money. You know, now obviously things have changed, and my revenue like a majority comes from like ads, which I'm totally fine with. But the things were crazy back then. You know, if things weren't crazy like that, I don't know if I would have necessarily been able to, you know, really get myself off the bottom there. Because by the time the money started to dry up from donations, I started making like decent money from YouTube revenue, enough to support myself. And then like things kind of just like shifted. Texas barbecue on you. All right, brother. Which barbecue? What place? What's it called? Is that like a Texas de Brazil? I'm not having my fucking finances gone through, broken. Everybody in the chat said I should do that. I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that. I don't have a I appreciate my privacy in general, and I don't exactly have much of a financial issue right now. So
it was actually correct.
Plus, you know, I don't want to hear it about all the fucking Loungefly bags I buy. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But listen, they're not a bad decision. It's not a bad choice if you have the money. Okay.
Good. Yeah. Thank you for fact checking me, Dick.
You're welcome. Alamo P. Terry's going inside getting some taquitos. We know you like them. And
They're pretty good. I just can't have them anymore. Heartburn.
Into Target getting some bullshit. Taco Bell getting some taquitos. Yeah, it's actually it's the most popular personal finance podcast across all the internet, and one of the most popular podcasts on all the internet right now. I know. You just said it's such an easy show last time. You said anyone could do it.
Why haven't I made a show like this?
Yeah, because you said anyone could do it.
Bored in a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, why make a sustainable
He can't do it because he get bored in a week. He's fucking crazy.
career and have a chance?
I can appreciate that he's still sticking with the condescension. You got to respect it. You know what I mean? You got to respect it a little bit.
Retirement and a good life when you might get bored.
And while you're smearing people and making them crazy.
Smear, buddy, I'm allowing you to present yourself however you want to present yourself.
Except when I argue with you, you say that I'm a violent lunatic. You know?
So you think when you argue with someone that they're not going to argue back?
You have so many. You're like.
I'm
You're
quippy.
like some kind of.
I'm
don't
cheeky.
know. I'm not sure anymore.
I like to give them zingers.
I'm not that impressed.
Okay, that doesn't mean I dislike you or hate you or want to bring you down. That's not how we do it.
I mean, I'd love the guy. He's getting you millions of, like a million view guaranteed pure video. You know what I mean?
And we have a conversation with every guest about this. Now, of course, when you were doing it, it was a little different. We were making it better and better. But like, we're getting like literally everyone's permission. Like, are we allowed to make inappropriate jokes?
Yeah, growing pains.
We ask that before every episode. So it's like.
That's funny that they had to do that, because I know that Caleb had that one girl on, and like I felt bad for her, but he made like jokes that I don't even think were that bad, but she got so offended by him, and it probably was the collection of the entire experience can probably be overwhelming. So now they ask permission. Hey, can we make edgy, inappropriate jokes? Which I think is, I mean, it's great. You ask that question. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that's like my brand of humor. So it's funny when you have to get permission for that.
I get what you're saying, but our intent is not to bring people down. We want to help people. We're zingy, we're witty, we're tough love about it, and not everyone's going to relate to. Not everyone is going to relate to that type of exercise. And if you don't, then
shit, I don't relate to any exercise, brother.
Don't come on the show. Be an adult and know what you're applying to, like a big boy.
Helped.
Okay.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think some people are incapable of actually, because of course, what we talk here is we get.
Thank you so much, Caleb, for having me on. Oh my God, what can I do? Can I suck your dick?
Preferably not. Preferably not.
Well, it sounds like he's open to it.
I go for a very different type, but
okay.
Now, when we talk here, and I try to expose to people
What are
how
we doing?
bad their situation
Tell me
is
more about it.
and give them a budget
Tell
of
me
what
about
to
it like I've
do.
never seen the show.
Well, I mean, you're acting like you haven't. I've
I mean, he definitely is acting like he hasn't seen the fucking show because he's crying about every little aspect of it.
I've heard people talk about this show that have only
acting like
seen
you have.
a couple episodes, and they're like, I know what this
It has
show's
like
about.
2 looks, and it's like this, or and it's like that other nasty look you got on the thumbnails. It's like, oh, how is it? Do it. You know the one? No, it's like you do something weird with your mouth. It's like,
Oh,
Okay.
that one.
He's talking about mouths and blowjobs a lot. I wonder if he's got some kind of issue.
That's
that's
the
a
one.
class.
That's a good one, actually.
We haven't used that
But
in
it's
a while.
actually being overused. It looks so.
No, we haven't used it in a
repulsive.
while,
looks
buddy.
really
You haven't
repulsive.
watched it in a while. You what? You wouldn't go for this? Check out the side profile.
Okay. This is
My dating profile
preposterous.
next. You wouldn't go for that? All right.
I don't know, man.
Make your
I'd
own
have to.
choices.
I'd have to be really desperate.
Okay.
Well, kind of seems like you are.
But what is determined for people to actually improve their life is walk away and put their own actions in. We can't hold your hand. And someone like you, Brent with an I, sorry for doing your name wrong last time. That was my fault. I thought it was Brent. I really did. And the entire audience has thought it's meant Brent. It's kind of funny. So you're the person just through your language. It's the oppression Olympics. You know, the world is always
I'm
against
so
you.
impressed.
True.
And
I mean, he is very oppression Olympics. Like, again, I'm pretty left leaning, but this guy annoys the shit out of me. He's like an annoying liberal. So, like, yeah, he does play oppression Olympics. Yes, like he'll weaponize very real things like the economy being tough and difficult to get a job and all these other things. He weaponizes that to make it as an excuse so that he doesn't have to do anything. That's really what this is, the kind of guy that does that.
Your
I'm
language
so victimized.
instead of taking any responsibility
I just,
and
kicked ass. I just bust my way across half the nation.
Okay.
Like, I
much
just
is,
freaking drove Uber Eats for hundreds of hours and 6,000 miles.
Buddy, I will apply.
Well, is it hundreds of hours or was he online for hundreds of hours? Ooh, $20 for 300K. Is that a good deal for chat? Should I spend that money?
Prove to myself
I'll applaud you for
that-
staying alive, but you're in a worse position than you were when you came on the show a year ago.
Oh, is he? I thought he was in a better position.
What should I have done?
At that time, we talked about how you got a job offer at Whataburger. You could have started there to help.
And I
Am I allowed
told
to
you
answer your
I can't
question?
Do it.
Am I allowed to answer your question? You're right. And that
I can't
at that
do
time,
it.
I did not know
can't
that.
Cook.
Am I allowed
I go
to?
crazy standing up
You can't cook?
for 8 hours. It takes either
Oh, right, because he can't do Whataburger.
some kind of pain relief or a Xanax or something.
A Xanax? What is he, fucking on pills? Is he addicted?
It takes
But like a fucking office job, dude.
something to distract from the actual throbbing in my
Be like a dispatcher for something. There's something. You could do something.
heel.
Okay.
Okay?
Which, of course, you did not bring up last time, so I did not have the answer to
No,
that.
I usually don't talk about it because I'm not a pussy. I don't go around victimizing
Well, he used a pussy, and I honestly don't know if I believe that like he hid something that he could have used as an excuse.
myself, saying I'm in constant pain.
Okay. You victimize
See, there's
yourself
no
in
way to
every
win
other
with
way.
you. There's no way to.
He sounds like he has an autoimmune disease, and we know, and you want to know what? Only women have autoimmune diseases, so I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. That's rude.
Win with you.
Buddy, I'm only going off your
I'm a
own
victim.
words.
I'm a victim. All right, let's go with your narrative.
I only go off your own words. Now I'm going to answer your question.
Oh, I'm a victim.
Okay.
Who's gonna save me? Caleb, please help.
You're acting like you're tied up on a train or something. Train track.
Let's see if I
You're
can
going to
cry.
ride in.
Let's see if I can cry like I did last time.
You did. You almost got up and left.
Let's see if I can cry. There we go. It's coming. I gave you the 5 stages of grief in a tight hour.
All right. Interesting.
Maybe this guy's trying to work on his acting career or something, and he's trying to like play it up so that maybe somebody will notice him. Which I honestly wouldn't doubt. This guy's very interesting. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. So I will attempt to answer your question again. Then we'll continue going through the statement. So what I would have had you do last time, obviously, you have found yourself some good remote work with this. On top of that, the tech world is a lot harder than it now than it was then. But at least what I would be looking for is maybe some remote call center jobs, some remote customer service jobs. These are going to be lower paying jobs. Don't get me wrong, and they are not going to be the most fun jobs. But they prevent you from standing up.
They won't call me back.
Well,
I've already tried, man. What'd I tell you last time?
Well, you said that you.
Did he mention anything to do with call service jobs last time? I don't understand what he's talking about. I don't have a pet. What the fuck?
Don't,
What'd I tell you
that you
last
feel
time?
overqualified for every job.
I've already applied.
Mhm.
What'd I tell you last time? I went to a half-price bookstore.
Yeah.
In person.
Would that work though? Are you able to work there?
I could
'Cause
probably
you'd have
sit
to
down for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at the register, theater, you can usually sit down for.
I mean, I imagine like if you have a legitimate disability, I wonder if they would accommodate you at a place and let you sit down somewhere. Although I don't know if you could do something like that at like a fast food restaurant.
Well, have you applied for disability?
I do not qualify.
Oh,
I don't have Social Security disability.
okay.
I don't have enough Social Security.
What?
You know
Wish
what?
I
I
knew more about that.
There's something about that doesn't sound right.
called. Yeah, you don't know a lot about a lot of things. I called.
You got me. Good one.
Okay.
Zinger.
I called Medicaid in Texas. I lost my Medicaid moving to Texas, right?
Sure.
A lot of people did because Governor Abbott, you know what he did?
He didn't expand Medicaid.
He didn't expand Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act dollars.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I lost mine when I moved here, right? I called Medicaid and, I'm talking with the rep and she's like, you should have a kid. You would qualify. She's just joking, but it's actually true. If I popped out a baby,
Please don't.
I'd have Medicaid. Totally would. Yep, totally would. And you're saying that I would not be a good dad? I totally would be a good dad.
First of all, who said that? Second of all, you probably wouldn't be a good dad if the only reason that you wanted to have a kid was to get on Medicaid. And it makes sense that you'd get on Medicaid if you had a kid. You're implying that, like, oh, all I would have to do is have a kid. Like, what a hack. Having a child is very difficult financially and, effort wise. If you can't work at a fast food restaurant, then you're not going to be able to have a kid. It's an extraordinary amount of work. So what the fuck this guy's talking about?
Absolutely.
Didn't you,
completely,
in your fury of emails to us, you adopted a dog and lost it in a couple of months? I wouldn't trust you.
What the fuck?
With a human baby.
That's not what happened.
Okay, well, that's
not what
you
happened.
Told us.
The dog. Oh my god.
I'll allow you to tell it. This is your platform, dude. I'm allowing you to say whatever the
I
you want.
adopted a dog from Arlington Animal Shelter, right?
Okay.
Very friendly, very nice dog. Got it into my apartment, and it was completely traumatized. It hid behind the sofa.
That sounds just like you.
Peeing itself for a day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it some space to, acclimate, and try to, I'm gonna leave it some food and some water, and just give it some space to. Maybe I'm scary. Maybe it's just the new environment scary, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it never came out. It was just absolutely frozen in fear.
Okay.
And
so he adopted a dog that was just like him, is what I'm hearing.
After 2 or 3 days, it wasn't a month. It was 2 or 3 days. I realized, oh, this dog is just absolutely terrified. There's something going on with it. I took it back to the Arlington Animal Shelter, and the one of the shelter workers there was like, oh yeah, she's special. She's special. She just likes me. And when she saw him, she just opened up, just jumped right on him.
So what I'm hearing is that this guy didn't want to put in the effort to take care of this dog. Because, like, yeah, if you have a traumatized dog, after a couple of days, it's not going to be on board with you. No shit. Is that a hot take? Like, no kidding. We would have already known that. You need to put effort in and, like, take your time with the dog. You don't just wait like a day and you're like, oh, it didn't work out for the day, so I kind of just left it. That doesn't even make sense.
I'm so happy. Like, we actually had to carry her to my car from the mall. And I thought it was because the asphalt was hot, but it was because she was frozen up in fear. That's totally what it was. And you
gave up after like 2 or 3 days is fucking wild work, brother.
Want to call me a dick? Okay. I couldn't keep that dog. Dick. Sorry, man.
I've never said that word once.
I'm a bad dad.
I would.
Right?
Right now.
I can't take care of an abused animal. I'm not that good. Sorry.
I mean, you sent us an email. Like, you were sending us emails that are different than that story, but that's okay. And that's the only reason I'm going to look like a dick for that, and that's okay.
Maybe the animals can sense bad people. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it was. Listen, it sounds like this guy has no sense of responsibility at 41 years old. Like, if you're going to, first of all, like, I probably wouldn't adopt a dog, but if I was going to and it was traumatized, like, you're just in for the long haul. That's a responsibility. You've decided you can't keep giving the dog back and forth to different, like, shelters and shit, or, that's lack of consistency. That's not good for the dog.
But it is different than the stories you told us via your email. We were tracking it. We were following along. Trust me. We read them.
What else?
I want you to do better with your finances. But again, so what I would have suggested is, possibly taking those jobs. Now, okay, you're like, okay, I called those jobs. I didn't get it. Now, what I would have then responded with, that isn't a give up. It's let's look at your resume. Let's review your resume. Let's see what it's like. Let's look at your interview skills. Let's look at the actual jobs you're applying for. At the time of filming the last episode, you were very adamant about that. You refused to work a job that was kind of underneath you. You felt like you were qualified based on the things that you...
Exactly what I did not say. I said, I will gladly accept it.
No, he pretty much said that he refused to work a job that he felt was beneath him. That's effectively what he said. Thank you for the $10 from Lucas. The story sounded so weird. I'd honestly be pretty interested to hear the story from Caleb's POV, but I get why he couldn't share that. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
A job that is that I'm not expecting, something less than I'm expecting. But there are some jobs I can't do and I'm not very good at. That is what I said. Please play the clip if you have any integrity.
Okay, so every job? No, you haven't actually been applying to every job, have you? You've been applying to jobs that you more want to do, correct?
Well, jobs that I'm qualified for.
Okay,
mostly.
but
And they're giving us like a Destiny level, like evidence fucking packing here. It's crazy.
not jobs that feel like are a step down.
Well, yeah, because I feel like I want to accomplish things. I want my
Okay,
career
so
to
you're
move
picking and
forward.
choosing, to be very clear. You're not just applying for every job. There are jobs that you probably could have gotten.
Well,
I guarantee you there's people working McDonald's or retail or a server or something that have misdemeanors or worse.
I applied for half-price books, and I'm a writerly guy.
He really wanted to work for half price books. I mean, that's all I'm hearing here.
Okay, so one, and it's a bookstore.
Yeah.
They're probably not hiring as much, but one.
Well, they were, and I even followed up with them. I went there, and they were like, "Oh, you're overqualified." They're afraid I'm going to leave.
No, I know, but that's one place.
Yeah,
that's one place. That's what I want to make clear: is you are very much picking and choosing. I want you to have the job of the dreams, the career.
Picking and choosing. I feel like the world is picking and choosing for me.
That's how it is sometimes, brother. It's just how it is.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay. Also, the episode is there for anyone
And
to
right
view.
now, yeah. And right now, I'm being.
You okay?
I'm just giving you my reality.
Okay. I don't want you
I've
to
been
feel
smeared
bad.
by the Daily Mail, saying I'm not willing to work by you too, and you.
He's being slandered by the Daily Mail. What? Oh, so they're writing articles on Caleb's stuff. Now he looks like an asshole. Well, it's because he is a fucking asshole. What the fuck?
Continuing to do it, which is interesting.
Okay, but
because it's
we don't
part of
like.
your routine.
We don't even
Thank you again for the $10, by the way. Wow.
edit the episodes like that. We allow the guests to put on display whoever they are. We're allowing you to do it. You can't blame us for that.
You're not saying what I actually.
But you can't blame us for literally uploading you. That is.
I can blame you for mischaracterizing and not seeing what I've said.
Fine.
I don't really think they mischaracterized anything. What is he talking about? The fuck? The hell's happening here?
Yeah, I misunderstood what you said.
You absolutely did. You absolutely did.
I will take your word for that right now.
Play the clip.
Play the clip, sure. I will take your word for that.
I watched that episode about 50 times. I know every beat.
That's not healthy.
Damn, you watched it 50 times? The fuck?
Well, I do have a little bit of OCD, okay? So, you know. And
okay, so you're willing to.
When your followers are actually smearing me and I'm being smeared across 3 nations, Europe, the UK, and the United States of America.
Europe is not a nation.
It's
okay.
Well, loosely, the Union. Okay, we can call it a continent. It's organized in.
We don't need to call it anything because it's not America, so it's irrelevant to me.
Sort of
I got you.
unifying.
I was
way.
being dumb. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Well, again, I am sorry that you went through that. That's
I'm not. I don't know. This guy seems like an annoying asshole, so I don't give a shit.
I don't want anyone to get smeared. That's bad. And
the problem is it's not smearing in like any capacity. It's intense, and it's probably disproportionately intense. I mean, we say this all the time. Like, nobody gets criticized proportionally on the internet, and that's true. And so that does suck. But this guy's also annoying as shit, so I don't care.
No, just human to another human. That's really sad, and I'm sorry. And I encourage, please do not smear. Even in the comment sections, it's a little hard. People say we don't moderate it. We do. You don't see what's moderated. That's why it's not there. We delete things that are like legitimate, like hate and threat for life. But things that are slightly insulting, we relatively leave that up as well. We kind of try to do the free speech while also getting rid of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. So
yeah, I mean that makes sense. Usually, my for me, it's like disrespect. Like if people are disrespectful, I'll remove those. Like if they find them to be annoying, But I'm fine with criticism as long as it's not disrespectful.
But always encourage the guests. They come on here. They're brave enough to be on here. And you're brave enough to be on here, so thank you. Thank you for being here, by the way. And also, we across all channels, across just the main channel, we get one comment per 10 seconds, so it's very hard to moderate everything. But we do try our best. We do. We're a team of 8, and we try our best. You went in the gas station, got some bullshit, got something through Apple, Taco Bell, Sonic Drive-In, going inside, getting some taquitos, Alamo again. Oh, that looks like you went in and got some taquitos, went 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 inside, got some taquitos.
Hey, he got some taquitos just for fun. Although I think at this point the taquito's a meme, but it looks like the meme is in full effect.
Some P. Terry's, went inside, got some taquitos, went inside, got some taquitos. Would you be surprised if you went inside and got some taquitos? And Chick-fil-A went inside, got some taquitos, Sonic Drive-Thru, Uber One. Do you need to be paying for Uber One?
UX research.
Huh?
UX research, Caleb.
What?
Consumer side UX research. I spent 250 hours driving Uber Eats. I'm wondering why I'm not making any money.
Okay.
Signed up for Uber One.
Are you okay? Do you want to take a pause?
That's just all it is.
No. I'm not going to sit here. Well, you're just if you're like hurt, buddy. That's.
I don't think he is hurt. I think it's all a performance piece.
That's nothing to me. If we're not walking away without you having some sense of where to go and make some progress, I'm not going to sit here and you're just like going to be sad.
I just don't have any faith that you're going to give it to me. I don't think I'm going to learn anything from you.
Well, if you don't walk
Then why did you come on the show for money? Probably.
away with it, that's your fault. But I will at least attempt to provide.
Attempt to keep going.
Okay. Go inside getting some taquitos. Kava, Amazon Prime, Apple Bill. Going inside getting some taquitos, Taco Bell, Apple Bill. See, I'm just thinking, man, with what we spend on the Airbnbs and the hotel, we could get you a studio here. And then if we're meal prepping for $300 a month, which on our budgeting program, which everyone can take advantage of, by the way, link in the description below, there's a meal prep there and you can tweak it to your needs. And you
Shit, I wouldn't be able to handle that fucking meal prep, dude. I got to eat more than that.
can easily stick with it, $250 to $300 a month on a sustainable, healthy meal plan. We could get you to a good place. That just requires sacrifice.
You just need taquitos. $300 worth of taquitos, okay, is 200 taquitos. All right. That's 40,000 calories. 40,000 calories over 30 days. That's not enough calories. Fuck! No!
Last time, one of the main things we were talking about. Now, you say that I'm misrepresenting. Okay, let's say I'm misrepresenting and you're willing to accept any job. One thing you were talking about when it comes to applying for the jobs is that you're saying you're always overqualified and that you... Wrong?
People tell me I'm overqualified.
Okay. So why don't we reflect the resume? If that is the actual reason, why don't we just reflect the resume and take off some of the qualifications? Let's just get you a job. That's all that matters. Sure, but what matters more? Getting the job or not? Is it the pride or is it the job? If that
It's the pride, baby. Fuck it.
is the actual reason, which I don't 100%
I've
believe.
faked my resume before.
Mhm.
Doesn't
He faked his resume before? Oh, that doesn't exactly promote confidence in your fucking resume. Maybe that's why. Maybe he was faking his resume, and that's why he wasn't able to do very well.
really work. Like I went to I had a job interview at a Ross, Dress for Less. Right?
Job
Ross.
interview. Well,
Yeah, job interview at a Ross, Dress for Less. And I'm going in there with my best spirit, thinking, oh, you know what? I like merchandising. I like clothes and merchandise. I like design. I like selling.
It's a Ross. It's not exactly high end. What the fuck are you talking about?
And they're like, do you have any retail experience? And I was like, yeah, in high school. Fast food experience in high school and in college.
Yeah.
Okay. But, okay, I'm excited. I'm like, you know, we can, this store,
I don't think I'm gonna buy that the Ross wouldn't hire you. I'm just gonna be real with you, dude. I don't know if I'd buy that.
you know, there's opportunity here. I'm going in there with a positive spirit. And she's like, dude, you're mistaken. This is just a Ross Dress for Less. I'm like, so what? Like, we can make things,
but
you know?
but they have
What the fuck are you talking about? What?
to follow a big corporate model. You're trying to walk into a job and
They don't really. It's not that stringent.
But-
He's trying to walk into this business and then like change everything about it. I don't understand.
you're trying to walk
Anywhere.
It's like if I hired you for Brandon's position,
Man. Oh, man.
are you not open to any criticism?
What do you want? No, I'm telling you, I could not operate there. But
Okay,
I cannot
now that-
operate under.
It sounds like he wouldn't work there because they wouldn't do all of his weird ideas about a fucking Ross. About what the fuck?
cannot operate underneath a.
This is what I wanted
I
to
could
get
not.
to.
Okay,
We're back to it.
right.
And this is
all right.
this was the
I couldn't-
conversation.
I couldn't operate there because
Remember-
that lady, that college student, she.
Oh, what
she,
an
College student. He's speaking down on the person.
entitled. Come on.
Don't
Be a dick. Oh, now I used it. I want to give you free money right now. I partner
He's so full of himself. That college student. Oh my god.
with different resources that will literally give you hundreds of dollars the moment you sign up for them. Check out my investing app of choice, Moomoo, where they give you up to 15 free stocks and 8.1% interest on your uninvested cash when you sign up with my link. Do you want a more traditional savings account? Check out where I keep my emergency fund, SoFi, where they'll give you 4.6% on your money and up to $250 for signing up with my link. Would you rather have automated investing? Sign up for Acorns with my link and you'll get $20 right now instead of the usual $5 you'd get from your friend's referral. You can also sign up for our investing program and get $100 in cash deposited into your Moomoo account. This is the best way to learn what your investing profile looks like and what investing strategies to use based on that. All of this free money is linked in the resources section of the description below, so don't pass up the free money because I'll punch you.
She was like, dude, you're not supposed to care about this job. That was what I was getting back from her.
Yeah. Yes. You're not really supposed to care about the job at Ross that much. You care about it as much as to make a paycheck, and then that's pretty much it. What expectation do you have of this job?
Like, and I care about my
Who
jobs.
gives it? But you're just trying to pay bills at that point. Listen, try to.
Why would you care about this job? Like if your whole thing is you don't It doesn't make any sense. If your whole thing is that you feel like insecure in some capacity, I just don't understand why would you care that much about a job? You're sitting here and you're talking about how you don't want to do jobs because they're beneath you, but then you're trying to invest all your energy into a job that is supposedly beneath you. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand it. Whatever. I guess it's not for me to understand, guys.
To help people navigate the job platform is
if I do that, I lose my $2,000 in content marketing and media.
You
that
can't
I've already
write that
got.
after hours.
Probably not. It takes quite a bit of research.
How many hours a day do you work?
That's great. You can do the research while you're working at Ross. Like, you know, you don't have to give yourself 100% attention to it.
7 to 8, usually when I'm not driving Uber Eats.
What? Okay, so you're driving Uber Eats, which is taking up your time. So instead of driving Uber Eats, you would not drive Uber Eats, right? Following me here, guys? And then you would just do the Ross job instead. So you do have the time for it by your own logic, no?
And then I'm working on my music, and I've busked on my music
Okay, don't
and
do
made
that.
money.
Oh, how much are you making on that?
I've made like $150 in an hour
Okay.
busking in downtown. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, but how much have you made total on that?
Whenever I do it, I make money.
Like what, 150 altogether?
I just can't do it all the time. You can't sing all the time. It's an emotional craft.
Buddy, if you're too fragile to sing, then don't sing. It's as easy as that.
Oh my God.
No offense. I mean, if people are too fragile to go have a kiss with someone, they shouldn't be going out and having kisses with people. Know
True. That is true. That is very true, Caleb. Thank you for saying that.
yourself. Know what's good for you. Know what's not. And be an adult.
If you're not mature enough to engage in something, then you shouldn't be engaging in it. What is this?
$2,000 a month. Divide that by 4 days or 4 weeks. Divide that by. Wait a second. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Divide that by 5 days. 100 divided by 7. Okay, so you're making $14 an hour on this content writing. So again, in Austin, I have found across the board the median entry low wage for these type of jobs is about $18 now an hour. So you'd be making more doing that. I don't care if you're working for a college student who doesn't care about her job. You don't get to walk into a place. If I hired someone and they walked in on day 1 and tried to reorganize the company, they would not be there on day 2. How are you surprised on that?
I've done it for a living.
No, you haven't. You haven't had a living in like 2 decades.
You do nothing for a living. So I don't want to hear that.
I've walked in as a consultant and completely redesigned.
You're not a consultant at Ross. You're a fucking employee.
Guess what? You're not working as a consultant right now. So that means nothing. If you were successful as a consultant, you would be doing it right now. That means
I've been
nothing.
a successful consultant.
Buddy,
No, you haven't.
you would be doing that right now. I hear the, I have
It
the
sounds like
information.
to me, I've been a successful
have the
consultant with you.
information. That's not consulting, buddy. We want to make everyone's experience better.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
I've
boy.
made you a lot of money.
Either way, that person.
I mean, he has made him a lot of money, but not some consulting thing. It's really more because he's embarrassing and not aware of himself. So he makes fun content to make fun of him for.
on jobs, like, or I'm not surprised you don't have a job. If that's how you go into jobs, you can't sit here and say,
You're
I've been a
saying I don't have
successful.
a job when I've had like 5 jobs. And
You say I haven't had a job before, but I've actually had 5 of them.
It's not really a brag to have a lot of jobs. Just to be clear, it usually means that you're not somebody that's consistent enough to work a job. I mean, it's okay to change jobs, of course, but
I'm never able to finish the thought on this one.
well, it's because you keep getting wrong.
You saying you were successful in
I
things
like that he laughs at his own commentary. It's so funny.
in the past, yet somehow you're not successful
He's like Baba Gut.
in any of it now.
I'm not rolling in it, you know?
You're rolling in a car. Because
Yeah.
you don't have a place to live, because you're not holding down a job, because you want to walk into a place and control the
That's
place,
not
because you're not
exactly
willing to
how it
work
is.
for
It's not
a college
exactly how it
student,
is.
because you want to be the
That's
boss,
not
because you think you've been
exactly
more
how- that's your
successful in the
narrative.
past about other
That's
things,
your
because you
narrative.
think you have a degree in
That's
information
your
systems that
narrative.
you deserve to make all this money and control a company and
That's your narrative, bro. Fuck you.
run
That's
everything.
your narrative.
Hey, is that his narrative, dude? I'm not sure.
You know that's only based on what
That's
you said.
your narrative.
You know the narratives that I drive
That's
and the
your
beliefs
narrative.
I have are only based on what people
Right.
tell me.
It's going through your demented skull and coming out your mouth.
You have a way with words. Poetic.
Yeah, maybe he should be a writer or maybe a singer. That'd be great.
Yeah, I can see why you're a good writer.
Thank you.
Like I said, he's not self-aware.
You fueled it with going inside getting some taquitos in Alamo Draft House.
Well, I'm
Oh, you
working
spent money on
12
Uber Eats.
hours a day.
I'd pick a sandwich. And you went inside got some.
Well, the sandwiches are going to probably be more expensive, you know, although they're healthier. So it's good for your financial, you know, health-wise. I mean, less doctor's visits, right?
Airbnb. Make a sandwich. No.
Yeah, cooler.
No,
Everything I'm saying is so much easier than done.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
I
not
want to
going
address
to.
the austerity thing. That's what you brought up at the beginning that I didn't get to address. Because like you're talking like of course again the victim Olympics. So when it comes to that, fun fact, when you don't have any money, you can't afford to live. Yeah, maybe we're cutting back and not having paid for fun. Who would have thought? But actually, once people get out of debt and have a fully funded emergency fund, compared to any other finance YouTuber, I give people more percentage of their budget to go spend on fun and living life than anyone else I know.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you want to have a good work-life balance, they say.
I do that. I say cutting back to no paid for fun when there's only a couple $100s left in the budget and we're in 30% debt or taking out payday loans and not able to survive, not able to pay for an emergency. Are you here? Are you open to conversation? You're not even open to... Okay, this is a waste of time. You asked for it, so we're going to continue, but this is a waste of my time, obviously. Going into...
Listen, Caleb, you're making that money off this boy. That's not a waste of your time, but he's obviously full of shit.
Car wash. Go inside, get some taquitos, go into taquitos, Papa John's taquitos. To Pie Society. The Porchon. What's the Porchon? Looks like a restaurant.
This expansion is probably so awesome for people who give a shit about all these pictures.
Getting some liquor. Don't do that while you're driving. And
Hey. Best way to drive.
Apple Bill, Chicken Express. Go inside, getting some taquitos. Go inside, getting some taquitos. Wow, this is
Alcoholism may not run in my family because it drives, baby.
an endless amount of money eating out. McDonald's, liquor. Go inside, getting some taquitos. Go inside, getting some taquitos.
Yeah, this guy has a gambling. He had a gambling problem last time, so he's got a gambling problem, and he's got a fucking liquor problem. That's crazy work.
Sonic driving. Going.
I gotta stop saying crazy work, dude. I feel a little too fucking weird.
Inside, getting some taquitos. Going inside, getting some taquitos. Go inside, getting.
My wife's here. Hi, just getting here. How and why do these people get it on? I think they get paid to come on here, which is why they come on. And it's a fun watch, We all got a sense of enjoyment out of it. It's like watching My 600-Pound Life, but for poor people. It's incredible stuff.
Taquitos, going inside, getting some taquitos. Gaming funds. Apple Bill, Starbucks.
I don't know what that one was. And there's
Einstein
another one
mobile
on
app.
there. There's another one on there that I don't know. I think it was a
you contacted
job-seeking
the bank?
app. That it was like I downloaded
app.
like a job-seeking app, but it was a total piece of crap, and I couldn't work it.
Maybe you should have messaged them with some suggestions on how to change it. That would have went really well, man.
I don't remember what it was.
Go inside, getting some taquitos. Taco Bell taquitos. Daydreamer. It's expensive. Left House LLC. Iron Bear. Isn't that a bar? And taquitos. Prime Video. Do that when you have your own TV. Alamo Draft House. It's expensive. The thing is, I'm not against people having fun. People misinterpret that all the time.
I'm against it. I hate fun.
I'm not. You literally just don't have a place over your head. And I care more about you having safety and security than you going to a movie theater. Maybe I'm a bad person for that. Maybe I'm a bully for that. And I will accept that if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't go to the movies if you don't have the money to go. I mean, it's not a hot take.
I did the lunch shift from 11 to 2. Get a $2 movie at Alamo because I have the Alamo VP Pass, which is $20. And I spent...
Okay, so I'm hearing that you're paying for... You don't have the pass and don't go.
And the only 2 hours of joy that I have in a day
Oh my
watching
God.
a movie.
Watching a
And then
movie. I need to watch the newest Inside Out movie.
Shut up, dude.
Back
Just go get a fucking Disney Plus subscription or something.
to drive Taco Bell.
The only joy I get is Taco Bell.
I don't know, bro. I think that maybe this... Maybe... What are you talking? Just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Just shut the fuck up.
30 miles to a mansion.
What?
In Williamson County. And to leave it at their door for a $2 tip. And I'm like, I just lost money. This is madness.
Yeah, maybe we're not doing Uber Eats anymore.
So just don't take the trip unless you get a tip beforehand. That's what a lot of people do. They don't take trips unless their tips are included already. Which I'm all for it. I get that,
Yeah, I'm not. I quit.
Well, you didn't say that.
Yeah, that was my last month. I did 3 months. And just to get the data to prove you wrong.
I gotta get the data to prove you wrong.
Well, again, if everyone lost money, no one would be doing it.
2 hours. 2 to 4:30 maybe. That was my only moment of joy.
Okay, listen.
Every
the thing
day.
is,
You should jack off or something? Like, what the hell? That's just a pretty enjoyable experience. What the fuck?
and that's what people say. They immediately get upset that I'm like, oh, the Caleb doesn't want them to experience joy. That's not even close to the case. I say if we have a couple years to sacrifice, I want you to have the rest of your life spent for joy. We can have so much more time than 2 hours a day in joy if you're willing to, because you didn't sacrifice over this last year and a half.
It gives me lots of joy playing Call of Duty and saying slurs. So just do that. I'm kidding.
I have joy when I sing.
I'm just kidding. I don't play Call of Duty.
You don't care about improving your life. Do
No,
you?
I don't. I don't, Caleb. That's what you want me to say. I don't.
No,
Okay.
I want you to be
don't.
real.
Thank you.
Can I create a budget for you and actually help you? You take everything I say and you immediately think it's like me hating you when I do not feel that.
That's what I would. I hate this guy. Well, I don't hate him. I don't have enough capacity to hate him specifically, but he's annoying as fuck.
My body.
You can't create a budget for me.
Can't.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Why?
Okay.
Because I don't like or trust you.
Okay.
Well.
That's really unfortunate because I want to see you do better, and I feel
I don't. I want to see him come on again in a year, looking even worse. That's fucking mean. I'm sorry.
The average guest on the show has paid off $8,000 in 6 months, something like that. I want you to be included in that statistic. I want you to be included in our private Discord for past guests. I want to see you make progress like all of them.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Why would you want to live a better life when you could just live like forever, like you have for the last year and a half?
Yeah.
Why try to live a better
Mom and
life?
Dad pay for everything, dude. What the
Trust
fuck?
me.
I wonder if they got sick of him. I wonder if Mom and Dad saw the podcast and like kicked him out because of that.
I don't trust her like you or your.
But there's
friends.
nothing you would have to
So
rely
why
on
would I
my
do
trust
that?
from.
Why would I do that?
There's nothing you would have to
Doesn't
rely
make
on my
sense.
trust from, though. I'm confused because I'm not holding your hand after this. I mean, unless you reach
wrap it
out.
up.
No, I'm gonna keep talking, dude.
Okay.
Because I want you to
the
live.
hell?
So allow me to just ask questions. We want
What
to
do you
set you
want
up
me
with.
to
No. We want to set you up with a plan.
Okay, write it down.
We legitimately want to help
Write
you.
it down.
Let's just in a world where you want Caleb's help.
You should have just cut the camera and started smacking him in the face. That would have been funny.
You know what? I mean, okay. Sorry, love you, Caleb. Fuck Caleb. What are you gonna do with your life? What is your plan? Maybe we take this moment and we say, instead of you're gonna follow Caleb's plan and worship Caleb and everything.
I applied for a $20,000 grant from the Long Foundation, which I'm probably going to get. I've met all the
What is that? How does a $20,000 grant help you though? I don't understand.
musicians that I want on my album. We're going to rehearse and go to studio.
Oh, so he's applying for a grant for his music. Okay. I guess do you have to pay? You probably don't have to pay grants back, right? Like grants are okay. Let's see. We got. Okay, hold on.
Welcome to the.
We got the link from Caleb Hammer. It's called Brent Post Show for Papa Goon. I can't wait to watch the post show. We're gonna watch his music afterwards. Wait, hold on a second.
Why do you put thumbnail?
We gotta wait. We'll watch this later.
I'm doing an album release party, probably looking. Maybe late fall. That's what I'm doing. I've been playing so many mics, meeting the musicians that
Fucking bro, I cannot wait to listen to this guy's fucking music. It's gonna be insane.
I loved. I met a dude from Diamond Rio who said that was good. I was like, holy shit, a childhood legend.
That's
you
it.
know, like it felt awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell
Like
is
I
this?
believe in these songs.
Yeah.
And when I play them, you know, it's not always going to be the best performance, but 80% of the time, like it's good.
I'm excited to
gives
hear
me
it, man.
chills.
So these are people you've wanted to work with.
Oh yes. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how'd you come up with this album you wanted to do?
These are my favorite 10 songs. I write a lot of songs. You
Yeah.
know, some of them are crap, right? Like I'll just be writing. I write songs almost like all the time, just in my head. I'm
Yeah.
always humming something.
Me too.
You know? Yeah, you're a music guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But these are the ones that I've played and have traction, and they span a lot of genres. But
Where the fuck
they,
is the
I think they
format?
have like some kind of common thread in them, like because they speak to me. So I don't know.
So what's your plan with this? You think you're going to get this $20,000 grant,
I hope so.
and then what do you do with this $20,000?
We'll rehearse. Put together. Tony Morris said he wants to play. Great guitarist, a great drummer too. I mean, he's a multi-instrumentalist. A couple. Tommy Luke was interested. I want to book them. I don't want to book musicians for a session for rehearsal without paying them because I want to respect their time.
Is $20,000 going to be able to pay for all this?
I think so. I mean, because it's
Does
really.
this guy have like a legitimate like mental disorder or something where he's talking about all these like successful artists wanting to work with him, or am I fucking crazy?
It's really not. We're not really composing anything. It's more like a jam session. These songs are really open. They're beat out in chord progressions, and these guys are talented enough they can riff it, right?
Yeah, I don't know what any of these words mean, man.
So we would only need to like rehearse a couple of times and then hit the studio. I think it would probably be enough.
When's your timeline for this?
I don't know when the grant is. I think it's in a couple months. Their decision.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How competitive is this grant?
Oh, the budget's like $2 million.
Yeah.
It's from the Long Foundation in the city of Austin.
Sounds like a waste of money. Somebody should get it shut down. in my opinion.
So there's a
Oh, I know
lot
the
of
one,
money
yeah.
in it. There's a lot of money, and you have to promo the city of Austin a little bit in your materials, and in
Oh, is it like a fund? It's an advertising fund to get people to go there, like tourists to go there.
I'm doing it. My pitch to them was as an album release party that I would promote in media, and you know, I kind of wanted to make it free too.
Well, don't do that. I need you to make money, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm getting money from the city, so I don't know. And I'm gonna sell albums and things like that.
When will you know?
I can't remember the decision date.
Will you let us know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we know? Did he get it? Do we know if he got it or not? Or what do we do there?
Is this your plan? Is this your hope? Is this what you're aiming for?
That's what I'm aiming for sure.
So when it comes to your career and
For
the different
sure.
job things,
Han
we're
Solo.
really we're hoping for this one.
Well, I mean, no, I still like digital media.
So digital media. Do you think we could build that out more? You think we could build it out more than 7 hours a day? Because
Hassan got kicked out of DNC. That's funny.
this is proof on paper. This is what excites me about
back
your.
We
then-
haven't even really talked about Hassan in a while. He's so fucking boring. Holy shit.
Back then, when I had my agency, I really had a brand. You know, I had a
How do I view the memory? Oh, it's weird.
design wheelhouse. You know, I had designers that I recruited and developed and learned from. It was a collaborative process. I'm more of the information architect, and you know, some guys are just graphic designers that have a really great sensibility for design and art in general.
This guy knows how to talk
I like-
confidently because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. But I just know from the experience of watching him for the past like 2 or 3 hours or however long it's been that he has no fucking idea what he's talking about in any true capacity. He's got that like Dunning-Kruger situation where he thinks he knows what he's talking about. So it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. If you know what I'm talking about.
Like applying it to the web, and user experience, and like understanding the psychology.
More like a
of
loser
audiences.
experience.
But working
Love my
7 hours a
son, dude.
day, bringing in 2,000 hours a month, I know that's getting us to about $15 an hour. But I think if we really lean in, we start committing, and you
Committing genocide, yes.
clearly have a passion for this, and people are willing
sorry.
to pay for your talent. Do you think we could start maybe inching that towards about $20 an hour, $25 an hour? Start getting that towards
If I
9 hours a
really
day.
repositioned everything back
Yeah.
around it, I mean, I would be back at $70 an hour again.
Are you willing to reposition, or why aren't we?
It consumes your identity.
Okay, you're not doing anything though. Who cares if it consumes your identity? Like, I don't really understand. You're not dating. You have nothing going on. Like, what does it matter if you commit more of yourself to like a job or a project? It's not like this guy has a family and needs a lot of his alone time. He's somebody who seems to have massive hangups at working a job beneath him, but he's not willing to put in the work to work this apparently like guaranteed tons of money. I don't understand.
Is what it does. Like
So
you
I think
have
it's all a cope, and I don't really think he ever had a successful business in anything meaningful.
to be on LinkedIn selling all the time. You have to be writing
'Cause you're a business owner.
papers. You have to, yeah, totally. You have to
Yep.
be writing papers and journals. You know, UX magazine all the time. You got to be selling in a school of thought. That's what it really takes. That
Okay.
consumes your entire identity. Suddenly, I'm not an artist. I'm
Suddenly, I can't work. I can't go see Disney Inside Out anytime I want.
like suddenly I'm not a musician. Suddenly I'm not a journalist. Suddenly
Well, you're not. You aren't those things, anyways. What does it fucking matter?
it narrows all these identities of things that I am.
Is there a middle ground between where we are now and that, though? Are you able to work for a digital media company, perhaps? I know you.
Well, I tried, but I got the job. But then I went in there and told them that how they could improve, and they fired me for some reason. It's crazy.
Sometimes come into a job and
went-
you're a little excited sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay.
Don't
It's not okay to be absolutely true. It's not okay.
look down to me like
I'm
that.
not, buddy.
You are. I mean, because I have
really
come
trying
into
not to.
jobs. I have come into jobs where they're like, "Wow, what are we doing, and what can we learn from you?"
I very highly doubt that, but okay.
Before, and that's a really great space to be in because that's wide open.
So why aren't you working those jobs anymore? If these jobs exist where they're like, wow, we really want to learn so much from you, new hire at Ross. Like, what are you talking about?
Creative playing field, right? Where you can make something that's interesting, that stands out, that isn't a commodity, that isn't just what somebody else is doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's what so many people do. There's just like, oh, let's make it like this. I like to make things that haven't been made before.
Wow. So you like to make nothing?
That's what drives me, like as a
Pretty sure pretty much everything's been made at this point, bud.
maker.
Now, my main question.
Something that captures farts and turns it into electricity. Somebody want to make that? You make a lot of money off people with heartburn because you fart a lot when you're on their medication.
Question with that though is, are you willing to work for a media a company that specializes in what you're doing as an employee, a content writer? Because I worked at a company before this.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
I've
applied for many. I mean, did you remember Yeah, I've applied for many of these jobs.
But they just don't want to hire you, so I guess you can't work for them.
I pay a content writer a lot of money right now, so I know they can make money.
What does a content writer do for you? I don't really understand that.
And at my last job
Because I'm a shitty content creator.
a company where we trading
What are you
software.
getting content writing on?
We have a very successful newsletter, and I work with them to just make funny
News
things.
brief? Like a news brief? Here's the latest
it's just-
shows and everything?
No, it's more
Okay.
education in terms of like I like to throw out how to budget
financial
and
guide
stuff.
kind of thing? Yeah, I used to write that kind of thing for law firms.
Look, he's plugging himself a little bit. He's plugging himself. He came in the whole time shitting on Caleb, but he's like, "Oh, what do you do that for? Oh, really? How funny is that?" It's so interesting because like this guy's unhireable. But like imagine the first episode went much better and this guy wasn't like an excuse machine, and all of a sudden it turned into Caleb like, maybe I'll hire this guy. But this guy's you can't hire him because he's too opinionated. And rather, because I'm very opinionated too. He doesn't know how to put his opinions aside. He thinks he knows everything. He's impossible to work with.
I mean,
Hey, you said people without financial certification shouldn't be doing that.
Well, I was going to law school at the time, and I was
That's
working
not a
for a law
financial
firm.
certification.
I was working for a lawyer. I was ghostwriting for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Ghostwriting for.
Damn, ghostwriting, dude. What the hell? I used to corporeal write for people. How fucking crazy is that?
For lawyers.
But would you be willing to
I
work
didn't.
for one of these companies?
But I am Jewish, so you'd believe it.
Because I think that could be a really successful.
I could have been a rapper. I have the lyrics. I just don't have the presentation.
What have I
path.
told you? Yes.
Okay, perfect. So maybe our focus then over the course of this next month is if I can get you if I can pay for a security deposit down on, like first month's rent for a home, like I'm happy to do that for like a studio. If I do that and, us being settled, that
Damn.
allows us to apply for these types of jobs a little better because it's obviously harder when we're on the road.
He's trying to give this guy money to help him out.
Yeah.
Is that something?
I can't even figure out this identity theft problem.
Yeah.
It's still.
He's always got an excuse for why something is not going to work out. You hear this?
Like
It's still hitting me.
Have you
Oh,
called
it
the bureaus?
sucks.
I would lock down your credit.
Sucks. Yeah.
Have you locked your credit?
Yes, but I'm still getting crazy crap.
Do you have debt? As a full-time creator, I can tell you creating engaging videos takes a lot of time and effort.
Only. Yeah, it does. But I that's why my videos aren't engaging.
From scripting to editing, the whole process can be a headache. But that's where InVideo AI
The hell's
comes
happening
in.
here?
With InVideo AI, you're in the director's seat while the AI
It's
acts as
crazy.
your co-pilot, taking care of all the heavy lifting. InVideo AI is the world's most used AI video creator with
It's crazy, man. AI's taking away jobs every fucking day, brother. It's fucking scary shit.
over 10 million users in more than 150 countries. It's the only tool I found that
What
lets
am I
you
supposed to
control
do
every
here?
aspect of your video using simple text prompts. So here's how it works. To start, you enter in a detailed prompt. For example, create a YouTube short explaining what an index fund is. InVideo AI will generate a rough draft based on your input.
Instead of buying individual stocks, you invest in a whole bunch at once.
Instead of buying individual stocks, you buy multiple cocks at the same time.
This spreads out your risk and saves you time.
If you need to make changes, it's as easy as typing. You can add subtitles, change the voiceover, or even modify the intro with just a few text commands. Want to change the language to French? Done.
Au lieu d'acheter des actions individuelles, vous investissez dans un ensemble d'actions à la fois.
The fuck do French people talk so fast for? What the hell?
Cela vous permet de répartir vos risques et de gagner du temps. De plus, les fonds
Need better footage for a scene? Done. It's that simple. And here's the game changer. InVideo AI can clone your voice. Imagine creating videos in your own voice without having to record anything.
That's fucking crazy. The world really is getting to like a crazy fucking point, dude.
This feature alone saves you time and money, making
my
video
God.
creation more accessible and efficient. Once you're happy with your video, you can export it without watermarks and with access to high quality stock footage.
That's fucking scary as shit, dude. Making a fucking video with your own voice is just scary as fuck. I guess at least you're controlling your own voice, but Jesus Christ.
Comprehensive tool replaces the need for multiple
Should I do this? Should I do this AI thing just to see how it works?
apps, saving you hundreds of dollars each month. So if you're serious about upping your video game, try InVideo AI. Plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get access to millions of royalty-free stock footage clips, voice cloning, and more. Scan the
Jesus Christ, dude. I'll think about it. That could be a wild segment, just like seeing how this works.
QR code on screen or check out the link in the description below and use my code CalebHammer50 to get 2 times the number of video
Hammer my Caleb 50.
generation credits in your first month.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've got that. I've got my car. I've got a couple of loans.
Jeez,
but,
we didn't
yeah.
even have a chance to talk about that.
No, it's I do have that, but it's not that bad. It's not terrible. It's just
That's usually why I dig on people so hard, is because they say it's not that bad. By the way, people always ask why. People like you ask why I go in so hard on people, because people always like act like, oh, it's not that bad, but I need to show people that it really is. You know, that's not an attack against you, Brent. It's not.
Yeah, it's your school of preaching. Yeah.
It is, and I practice what I preach. I really do.
He tried to say preaching in a negative way, but it didn't work out for him.
It's how I live my life every day in terms of debt and spending. Cool. So that could actually be a potential plan.
Yeah, that is my plan. Yeah.
Okay. Can I make a budget for you?
Yeah. What do you think rent wise?
I think we can get you in a studio.
Like $5.
Studio for $1,000.
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about 1,000.
Okay. So if we're looking at a studio for about 1,000,
or I was thinking a room rental for like 700.
That would be great.
Those are. I'm looking at 2 places tomorrow, creative houses. You know, musicians.
Hopefully the person that I would just never want to rent a room to this guy. This guy's insufferable. You never want to live with him. He's so fucking annoying. There's just no way.
Marketing agents, trained people, those kind of things. I mean, really comfortable vibes, good design. I like that kind of thing.
Where's the guy?
Now, of course, you need to be able to vibe with the roommates, and the roommates would need to vibe with you. Cool.
Absolutely.
So if we can do that, that's great. I'm just going to be conservative right now and say 1,000. Let's just assume the studio. It's better to be a little conservative. Okay, now I'm going to put a couple hundred for utilities, 50 for internet. I'm going to put 200 for driving gas. And honestly, we're going to, in this content marketing that you're in, we're hopefully working remote. It's going to be a little less gas. But again, we're being conservative here. Food, I can get you $300 a month if you actually meal prep. No more going and getting the taquitos and going out to eat. Why do I do this austerity right now? You think that's all the life is that I talk about? No, I just talk to people in bad debt. It's because I want you to get to a risk-free position where you don't have this bad debt and homelessness hanging over your head. Once you have a fully funded emergency fund, then I want you to spend 30% of your income on as many taquitos as you want. I am not austerity all day. I'm not the UK government. That's not me, buddy. Spend that money. But we get to a place where you're financially healthy first. Okay, TP fund, this is anything you need else to survive. Anything at all. Because when you break down the budgeting, it's your own budget. Go through the budgeting program if you want to, and you learn how to build it out and follow it every month. You will decide what goes there. Are there co-pays on a monthly basis, medical, things like that?
Oh, I don't have health insurance.
That's dangerous. What about the
That is dangerous.
Exchanges, though? You should be able to get on a program that wouldn't cost you anything on a monthly basis.
I tried it. The website referred me to Medicaid, and then Medicaid said I didn't qualify. And that was last year. I don't have an address right now, but I would try again. I mean,
try again.
When I have an address.
Subscriptions, we're canceling subscriptions. I know people think I'm evil for that. Again, you can't afford a place to live, so I don't think we have subscriptions. It's just priorities, right? Anything else you need? Phone bill. What's your phone bill?
77.
Okay. I would switch to a cheaper thing, like Helium, where it's like $20 a month for like similar coverage on the same towers, when we're just trying to cut back.
Well, I'm in a deal. I got this because it works well with Uber Eats, and it was less than T-Mobile.
I'm guessing that phone's financed.
I think so.
Okay. I've lost my calculator, but I'm going to use my phone.
So is it $70 a month for the plan, or is it $70 a month for the plan plus the financing?
You don't seem too happy, man. But again, I don't want you to have a negative.
I mean, if he's actually, so my thing is he just said that he's going to quit Uber or whatever. So I don't know why he would need that phone for Uber unless he intends to keep doing it. But if he was actually going to do Uber, then it makes sense to have a decent phone with decent coverage just to be safe, because you're using the GPS and stuff.
Experience. I really don't. You might think I'm a bad person and evil. I want you to do really well, and I hope I can prove that to you somehow. I really do. You need 1,000. If we do this, 1,000. Oh wait. Do you know your debt minimum monthly payments besides the phone?
Probably 300 or 400.
Let's say 4. You need 2,300.
Doesn't he usually take a look at it?
27 hours a month to live, which right now, by the way, you're bringing in. I think which is a little more on this content side, or if we get a full-time job in that content side, or just hourly basis in your working hours, or per content delivered, and we're delivering as much as we can, you can easily do that. You're already showing that you basically can. So that is very manageable. This is the exciting part, and the temporary austerity that you think is permanent, because you kind of misrepresent my position. But that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. From there, if we can bring in 3,000 hours a month after taxes, that extra $700 that you have, if we start throwing that towards your smallest debt, this is the Dave Ramsey way, the way you hate. But if we start throwing it at that, and you pay off that debt, and you roll that minimum monthly payment into the next debt, and you pay off your debt as quick as you can, the high interest rate debts, anything that's 5% or less, you can leave, pay minimum monthly payments until they're paid off. If you do that, build a 6-month emergency fund. That means anytime a big payment pops up again, you won't be homeless if you get laid off. That means if your car breaks down, you can afford the repair, or you can afford to go get a $10,000 car. This saves you from ending up in a position right now. That's why not having an emergency fund is an emergency. It legitimately is. You don't have to trust me to follow this advice. I don't care if you trust me or don't like me. I want to make sure you are never on the streets again because you're a human being and no one deserves to live on the streets, okay? But you have responsibilities and you have the ability to do this yourself. I don't think everyone who is poor, as you said, or homeless is there because they chose it.
What the fuck is happening?
That being said, on your side, you have a lot of choices and decisions that are putting you in the position you are, and I see the path forward where if you decide to take care of your situation, you can be in a better position. However, if you decide that you would rather present this as the middle class will never get ahead, people can never move up.
Yeah, you got that victim complex. Again, there's some truth to what he's saying, but like you can improve your outcomes if you just put more effort into it.
To the middle class. Inflation, 5% over the last however many years aggregate. All these reasons. That's why I'm being held back. All these reasons. Not my own choices. Then you'll never get ahead.
I was just talking about in general. It's a trend.
Well, what's the point? Because we're just talking about you.
Well, I was fine.
Okay. You can do this yourself. You can do this yourself. Let's put aside everything else that might be wrong in the world. I care about you in this conversation. You can do this. Let's stop playing victim and let's achieve this. So I really think you can do this right now, man.
Go get him, Bilbo Baggins. You got it.
So
Sorry, am I being too mean?
Brent, one thing that I wanted to do just before we finish this is, as we just found out, that last episode, since it was our third most popular episode, it actually made way more money than I thought, because most episodes in AdSense only make like a couple thousand, few thousand bucks. So you were a substantial part in getting this, in just the organic conversation, getting this channel, really pushing it to like the first couple 100,000 subscribers, I think. So, obviously in a tough spot, and I hope you use this right.
That makes sense, because Caleb does seem to be very nice to this guy for no reason or no seeming reason. But it seems like the reason is because like he feels like, oh man, this guy's this guy's gotten me pretty far when it comes to content. Like this was one of the videos that may have helped put him on the map in some capacity, which makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you might produce, as a content creator, it's possible that you produce a lot of good content. People may not look at it though, but when you get a really good video, you get a burst or an influx of followers, and while you're not going to necessarily maintain that viewership overall, it gives you like a new audience. Like you have like your line, and then you get like a huge bump, and then you go back down, but you're still above where you were before. And so I guess that's maybe he feels like that with this.
I hope you use the education that we provide, the different things. I'm able to link you with a course careers certificate if you want that as well, for different things. That's up to you. But one thing I really want to do, and what we're excited to do, we got $4,000 right here. This is all you, buddy. I want you to use this $4,000. I want you to really put that towards maybe a security deposit, down payment.
He's not going to do that then.
Or not a down payment, security deposit, first month's rent, a starter emergency fund, and maybe throwing also some towards the debt so that we can start getting out of debt. Because I really think you could live a good life, and I really want you to as a fellow human being. No matter what you think about me, I want you to be successful. I promise you that.
I promise you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm excited to follow your journey. Now stick around for the post show, everyone. Today on the Financial Audit Post Show. I was willing to box.
Guys. We actually have Caleb has given me the ability to do the post show. Okay, he sent it to me in a video. He came into this while we were doing this, and he uploaded it so that we could watch it. We could watch the post show where apparently they rate his music. So I appreciate that from Caleb. You guys should give it give him a follow. Maybe even check out his private content, the paywalled content. I believe it's on some Patreon, but I'm sure you can find it regardless. Because now we're going to watch it. And it's called Brent. The guy's name is Brent. So kind of cursed with that name. Brent post show for Papa Goon. Incredible stuff. So let's watch this.
Welcome to the post show, ladies and gentlemen. So my favorite thing, and this is really funny that happened, is you did a Q&A on the Reddit, and it was cool. I was actually really excited to have you there because, again, despite what you think about me, I actually do not hate you at all. We were a little nervous about you based on some of your communication, but I do not hate you as a person. and this is before I stopped really participating in there. I think I don't remember for sure, but we were all talking about it at office. It was really funny. He started, you started a Q&A, and it was approved by a moderator to post there. And then everyone was asking questions, and because your account was too new, and we don't allow brand new accounts to post to avoid spam. Every time people responded and you responded to their responses, it kept getting blocked. So it was really funny to watch, and you're not laughing, which is making this a little less funny. So
I need to do a mic check quick.
Okay.
Brandon, can you mic check me? Hello, test
Checkity,
1 2
check.
test. Mic check. Hey,
Check,
it's-
check. 1, 2.
Check.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this fucking the scene.
well, we all found that very funny when that happened. You remember that?
I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know. I feel bad. I feel like this is a pretty intense conversation. Pretty.
That's what I should do. I should do a thing on a stream, and I'll do like a Mama Gut post show of whatever content I watch, and lock it behind a paywall so that you have to pay to watch that. So like after every video, I have my wife come on and give her thoughts. Actually, I'm like memeing right now, but it's actually probably a good idea. This might actually be a decent idea.
Difficult.
I was just trying to bring it to a lighthearted place.
No, I get it.
I mean,
What did you think in that moment? Because it was really funny to watch. We went through and I think we approved them.
I thought that I had just made that Reddit account, and I had lost my Reddit account because I was posting
This guy looks like he's the CEO of Reddit. What are you talking about?
hard science in Reddit about
What's that?
The pandemic, and I got flagged
What
as
were your opinions?
misinformation. Well, basically,
Very extreme left opinions that border on violence, obviously.
they overstated vaccine efficacy, which well, that was true. Boy, we had congressional hearings about that. They overstated masking efficacy. There was no actual hard white paper science or study that supported any of that.
Supporting
Way
what?
overstated. I'm basically in there.
What is he talking about?
There's no actual hard white paper. Well, that was true. Boy, we had congressional hearings about that. They overstated masking efficacy. There was
Oh, he was doing COVID stuff. Okay. Well, listen. YouTube.
I do not support or condone anything that he's saying right now.
no actual hard white paper science or study that supported any of that. Way overstated.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the COVID misinformation, you know.
I'm-
Although now they probably have dialed it down with this shit. You know how the COVID's much more easily contained than it used to be. It was fucking crazy back then.
I'm basically in there saying, this is more the political sloganeering has outpaced the defensible science. And of course, during the pandemic hysteria, everybody was like, misinformation spreader. I was like, oh, lost my account.
I don't mean to change the subject.
That might be true.
I have one more surprise, and it is not Brent. Genuinely, this is not meant to be mean-spirited. It's meant to be like a happy, fun surprise and like a tongue-in-cheek surprise. Is that okay? I
I would rather a tongue and butt cheek surprise. You know what I'm saying?
I got a snack for the post show.
Can you guess what it is?
What is it, like a lollipop or something, like a baby bottle?
We stopped at 7-Eleven before this, and I was like,
Oh, okay. Okay, we went for the taquito angle. That makes sense.
holy shit, this is
Monterey Jack taquitos are pretty good. I would honestly get them today, but I just really don't think it's good. It's just so bad for my fucking health, you know.
too perfect. I have to get some. Is that okay? Can I bring them out?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I think it's funny.
But I'm probably gonna after the segment. I'm probably gonna get off and then get a snack and eat something and then play Wukong. So
Right here.
I hope they're sufficiently crusty.
Crusty.
They're probably very cold.
you know, guys, you can get taquitos for free. I don't know if you know how you could do this. You just have to look in the dumpster after they're done making them. After they, usually at night, they throw them out. They put them in the dumpster. You can go get them for free. They put them in a box too. They put them inside of a box, just so you know. So they don't have direct contact with the dumpster. They are only in the dumpster, and that's just really a mental state at that point.
I'm sorry. It was meant to be funny.
Want to toast taquitos?
Why not?
We're breaking bread. This
Yeah,
is
why not?
Haha, there is a lot of bread in those things.
I've eaten so many of these on the road.
Sounds good.
It's just crazy.
They give me terrible heartburn.
Oh,
Yes, fucking, they give horrible heartburn. The fuck is that?
let's
Oh yeah.
to a better financial future.
To a better financial future.
I've seen videos of this before. Okay, great.
Oh boy, that's delicious.
Nice and
oh,
soggy.
yeah. Wow.
I don't know where my glasses went. They're there.
Oh man, that's actually really difficult to eat.
Damn, this Caleb's gonna be hooked on the taquitos.
No,
They're better
doing here?
mildly warm.
so this has been a long time coming. This filming, the audience, and I hope they treat you nice. I can't control them, but they've been wanting this for a really long time, and I'm happy to have you back. Really am.
All right, this line of questioning might be a little too heavy, but I genuinely want to hear. I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this, Brent. Brent. I said Brent.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You mentioned towards the end of the episode, you mentioned that you guys talked about, Caleb brought up the middle class and about how, you know, the narrative about how the middle class struggles to get ahead and everything. And you were like, I wasn't talking about me. I was just talking about in general, like generalizing the middle class struggles and things.
Well, he was generalizing the middle class and trying to apply it to him so that he could justify not making any more of an effort.
So if you were talking about you, right? Like, if you had to attribute like why you are in the position you are in life, like what would you point to? Like, you know, is it your fault, your responsibility? Is it other people's fault, their responsibility, their fault, or do you take responsibility? And I don't know, what are your thoughts there? Can you do that?
I think it's a mix of both. I do think I have bad luck.
I mean, he has a horrible fucking attitude. The weird shit in this game is starting to piss me off. But he has a horrible fucking attitude. People pay attention to that stuff. Like, it's not even necessarily luck. If you're an annoying person, people do not want to interact with you. I know, hottest take in the world, huh? But like, if you're an annoying person, people are not going to want to associate themselves with you because they find you annoying. It's a real thing. So, you know, if you struggle to develop relationships, maybe reflect inwards.
I've done really exceptional work when I'm still here. So, you know,
Have we ever seen any proof for this supposed exceptional work that he's ever done?
pretty optimistic. I try to stay optimistic.
Optimism's good. Optimism's good. I do like to hear that. There's a lot of people that don't have
I prefer Verizon, personally.
any optimism, and that's hard. When we talk about all this great work in the past, what do we think that great work is in the future? Because I think that's the exciting part now, right?
Oh, it takes concerted work. I get distracted pretty easy. You know, like it takes real focus, but it also takes when somebody says, "I want to hire you for this." Like I figure out what it is, and I make it pop, and I make it really work.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of this is true. I think that this is just like him masturbating. I don't know. You know, I just don't believe that. I just don't know if I can believe it. He might have a positive impact, but it's interesting that they're so prone to firing this guy or not hiring this guy, and he acts like he's somebody with like a profoundly positive impact. It's just very difficult to believe.
Like I built
that's a cool sword, dude.
Brand marketing engines that are both legal guides, political statements, and lead generation machines.
If they were successful, then what's going on with that now?
That have like spread across all traffic acquisition channels in an automated way. And it's just like me and three guys.
Yeah.
You know, I love those kind of projects.
Kind of hot.
Because they're
kind of
artful
kinky.
And they're
me and three
architectural,
dudes sucking each
their
other
engineering
off.
combines everything, you know.
One interesting thing that you brought up that I just want to slightly, not push back, but question. You said at the beginning that I don't like you because you're a liberal. I never.
That's why I don't like him.
I didn't know your politics, and you don't know mine.
You could tell his politics pretty quickly. Yeah.
I don't care about that. And this isn't a political show, so I just want to be clear that it's never about that.
Well, I thought it was more that you don't like me because I'm poor, right? Temporarily.
Why would I not like someone because they're poor? That's ridiculous. I've been poor.
I don't like poor people. Disgusting, dirty animals. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking kidding, dude. I'm just fucking kidding. You know?
Been successful.
I don't like that guy, though. He's annoying as shit.
Successful. Well,
I hate people with a fucking victim complex. It just bothers the shit out of me.
I don't
I
care.
have too. Both. I think it happens.
Why would I not? The people that I talk to that I want to do better are usually those who are considered poor, who I want to do better. So it'd be weird if I did not like them. That's who I see every day.
Why do you put thumbnails on them?
Well, we explain it.
Well, I mean, it's for the viewership, no? That's part of the game, man. The viewership. I don't understand. What is he talking about?
And we talked about it last time
It's
too.
so weird. I don't know.
It's because of the platform, right? So
you're gaming Google for the clicks, right? It's the thumbnail that drives the click, right?
yeah, it's a
Sure, yeah, it is. I forget what the fucking word is, but yeah, that's to get people to engage with something. Of course, you're gonna want to do that.
whole it's a presentation
It's a
game.
monster. Yeah. Oh,
Well, it's hard. Every creator deals
it's
with
the format right now too. Everyone is putting those, you know, this guy versus this guy kind of thing in their thumbnails.
It's a fucking thumbnail, bro. It's not that deep.
Isn't it?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it's like, you know, the thumbnail is going to have a level of preparation for what you're going to see when you go into it. Thumbnail, title, it's all priming is what it's called. It's priming your audience to have like a particular thought or feeling or belief about the media that you're engaging with, of course. It's going to be a factor. And very stupid people might be too impacted by priming, which is fair. But for the most part, I think that I like to think that people will look at something and they'll be able to make their own decision. It's just like a framing piece when you go into it. But like, yeah, man, it's thumbnail. It's fucking a little clickbaity, you know.
YouTube didn't used to be like that.
And to some degree, like it does seem like the thumbnails that Caleb comes up with are representative of the way the person acted in the conversation, though. Like it's not just like, oh, let's just make something up. It's like we had this conversation, and then afterwards, this guy was acting like a baby. So like, what if we put like a baby on there, and he threatened to kill me? So like, what if we put a threatening to kill me? You know, that kind of stuff. So it's maybe a little sensationalized, but it seems like he'll take moments from the video and put it in there. I don't really see the issue with it.
It's always evolving, but you want people to watch your content, obviously, and people have to choose to click on it. And there's this, certain analytics behind certain things, and we have very open and honest conversations about every guest to come on our show about what the thumbnails are going to be and get their full understanding and consent and knowledge.
Yeah, I think it's getting tired. There's got to be another way to do it.
You think it's getting tired? I thought that you were like the big branding guy. Wouldn't you be like, yeah, that is the way you're supposed to do it? So I guess I have to agree with you. This guy pretends to be like this big fucking branding guy that knows what he's talking about. Why would you be like, oh, I think it's getting kind of tired? What? What are you talking about, bro? What the fuck? I thought you had an understanding of how this worked.
It always changes.
Yeah.
In 5 years, it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know about completely different, but it might change a little bit. I mean, the change would be if people kind of get worn out by too much of a sensationalized, thumbnail, which is definitely possible. I mean, I try not to go too like clickbaity on mine. I'll flare it a little bit. Like I like to think that I just use pretty decent language to make the story seem a little more interesting than maybe the actual video would suggest. But like I think that people will are already gravitating away to from extreme clickbaity stuff. I wouldn't doubt that at all. But I don't think it's going to be completely changed in 5 years. It's just going to people ebb and flow with the way that they feel about things.
I'm sure it will be. Things change very fast.
Yeah.
We can get off this question if we don't want to talk about it.
I want to get on to the fucking music.
Did any of Brent's feedback surprise you? Any of the things that he brought up? Were you surprised to hear any of the information that you heard? And then a follow up to that is of the concerns that Brent brought up and of the feedback that he brought up, which points seem reasonable and which seem the most unreasonable?
What feedback? Towards like the show?
I feel like he had a lot of feedback. Like, I don't know.
Said I was a dick.
This question.
Said I was a dick. It's I mean, I am. Like knowledge, like openly, like it's but it's never from a place of malice. It's from a place of like,
just like bluntness. Yeah, I get that.
Cheekiness and comedic and just having fun with it. Now, if people attack me, I do attack back. I'm not like a sad dog in a corner, but I think it's...
Yeah, well, this guy doesn't like sad dogs in a corner because he gave back the dog he adopted instantaneously because he didn't want to have to take care of the dog. So
fair. I know I can be a little rough. That's...
You thought I was getting audited? That's funny.
I am as a person.
What the fuck? Wait a minute. You thought you came here thinking I was gonna get audited? Why? What's the title of my fucking stream right now? Hold on a second. Holy fuck. Wait, what's the title of my stream right now? Insane financial audit. Oh, okay. I thought I said something about the guy being a baby in my stream title. I was like, what the fuck?
Let's get off this. Let's talk about Brent, are you cool with describing your actual financial situation to us? Like how much you mentioned that you have some debt. Do you know approximately how much it is at an eyeball?
About $1 trillion.
Are you cool with sharing that? Like could you maybe give us some info about that, so?
I don't know. I'd have to take a look at it. It's several thousand. It's in the...
Isn't that the whole point of the show? Like why wouldn't he come on there with that? Oh, we have to meet somebody here.
Single thousand.
That's good.
That's actually not bad. Yeah, that's single thousand is not...
I mean, I haven't really looked at it in several months just because I've been traveling. But
have you been making your minimums or not?
No, not in 3 months.
Okay, Repo Man.
I'm catching up. Yeah.
Okay, good. Please do, because Repo Man.
Car is a priority. Yeah.
Is the car paid for or not? The car is
no, and in fact, somebody rear-ended me, and I was just about to sell it too because it's just not practical for me right now. Like,
I was about to do this thing, but then something happened to me. I wonder. Yeah, that doesn't sound like his MO at all.
I don't need a hardtop convertible.
I was going to do something, and then I have an excuse why I couldn't do it.
Like, I had that car thinking, oh, I found that.
Even if it's reasonable this time, it's like Boy Who Cried Wolf type shit,
That car on the lot thinking, oh, I still have, my parents' support, and I'm going to have this car. It is the cutest little gay car that I can find, and I want this car.
I knew he was gay, dude. I could tell.
Because it's a rare model, and it's fairly low miles for its decade. I got to get this.
What happened to your parents' support?
They really turned on me after living with them after I broke my foot.
They turned on me after living with them after I broke my foot. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. I'm sure they just got tired of your fucking bullshit, dude. What are you talking about? That's fucking insane.
I mean,
was it a bad living situation?
Yeah,
I mean, you're fucking 40 years old, still fucking complaining and living with your parents. Of course, they're gonna get tired of your shit. And it's one of those things where they might have had to, because like sometimes you just kind of have to cut them off. You know, sometimes when you help people, it makes their situation worse because they get dependent onto you, and you just enable their behavior. You know, that's a real thing that can happen. You know, enabling people. I've been in a situation where I was with somebody and I enabled them too much to do whatever they wanted. They ended up just playing video games all day, smoking weed and not working. And like, oh, I couldn't work because of my this and that. And all of a sudden we break up and now they're working a full-time job. They can exercise now. They no longer, because they were like, I can't move around for more than like this long because they're fibromyalgia. Now all of a sudden they're able to be very active. So, you know, sometimes you do it. You could help too much. You enable people.
I mean, my mom's got pretty bad OCD, and she threatened to call the cops on me after I took a marijuana gummy.
Yeah, I don't think that that's what happened, considering you were arrested for like fucking threatening to kill a senator or whatever.
So that was rough.
Got it.
I don't believe like any of the things that he says. He's so full of shit.
Man, I had a follow-up question, then water threw me off. Great. What's next for Brent? Brent. Okay, so I wanted to talk about
Brent.
the original thing for coming on the show.
With an I, not Brent. Brent. It's fucking crazy, brother. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but what a name.
You mentioned that I don't mean to be rude.
It's like naming your kid Keith. The fuck's the matter with you?
But you mentioned that a big motivator, you were like, the one thing that would get me back on here, absolutely no questions asked, is if I got to punch Caleb Hammer in the face.
Yeah,
and I busted my ass.
Such a good idea.
It was a great idea. I tried. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit. Like we originally planned to film this. Like I was trying to get it so that like we could like do boxing and stuff.
I was willing to box.
He was willing to box, but we tried to find a venue and we tried to find, when we talked.
That would have been fucking crazy.
To a lawyer. And then
it
also
was legal concerns.
The more we talked about it, it's like you mentioned some of these health complications about how you're not doing great.
I mean, it makes sense. They didn't want to get themselves in any trouble.
Anything. If I knew you had a knee thing, I would not feel comfortable fighting.
Right.
Oh, and I had a heat exhaustion. I was in my storage unit
Well, it's because he doesn't have a knee thing. He's full of shit.
last week trying to get to something that was in my storage unit. It was like
I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. I just don't believe like anything from this guy.
110 degrees in there. Just immediate profuse sweating. It was awful.
Yeah. So that didn't happen, and because basically the more we thought about it, the more it didn't make sense. We didn't want to put you in a health risk situation, especially. And I don't know. That said, if you get to a point where you're healthy and Caleb, is still willing, I would love to see if we can figure that out at some
If we
point.
ever figure out the
he's eating too many taquitos.
legalities behind it, and also like, this is like hitting a man in a wheelchair. Like,
oh, stop! He's not in a wheelchair.
He can't
Are you in a wheelchair,
stand.
Britt?
No, but my balance sucks.
Yeah,
Sure, but like he's gonna have this like Rocky training montage, potentially, if you want to do it. Like I don't know. I don't want to.
God.
I'm just saying.
Maybe. I mean,
if you're not down, then never mind. I'll get off that.
Maybe. I don't know. I might have to. Yeah, I might have to get into a little better shape.
You're good.
well, me too, buddy. Have you seen like I've gained
There's so many fucking demons now with this in this expansion. It's
like
crazy.
30 pounds since last time we talked. Like I could pop this gut and lay it on the table. Like,
And he will. That's in the post show.
Oh God.
that's for the only post show.
Ooh, shit.
Only show.
Cool. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, Brent, you sent us your resume a while back. You emailed us your resume, and
Oh, cool.
How many resumes have you made? Your resume was 2 pages long, and I was wondering when is the last time have you been revising your resume and stuff? And like,
Yeah.
Have you guys fact checked his resume? Did you guys look into it and see if there's actual credibility to his resume, or if he's full of shit? Because I'm actually curious about that.
I like come up with different variations and keep trying.
Yeah.
You think we could
I think
hear
I might
any of
have
your
to-
music or see your resume? Either of those?
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
I think
yes.
this is a great idea. I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Please, for the love of Christ, show me the music.
As far as the resume goes, if it's cool with Caleb, I personally wanted to.
I cannot wait for it.
Yeah.
No, demons aren't too scary, bro. Okay, I'm playing a demonologist warlock. It's just cool how much shit you get to summon. Shut up, stop making fun of me.
You made some jokes, as we were coordinating this happening, about, potentially punching Caleb in the face and stuff, and we did get security because, like, I didn't know what was a joke and what wasn't a joke, and, like, and it scared me, and it scared us all, and I wanted to be safe, but, I personally think that
It makes sense to protect yourself illegally, especially if you have, like, an insurance issue. You'd want to tie up those odds and ends.
I think you're in a difficult position, and I think anybody in your position would be. I could see how anybody in your position would be, fucking in a hard, bad place.
Well, what was interesting is that I don't know how Caleb thought that I was going to punch him in the face last show, and that's what he said. He's like at the tail end after I left.
I think he just made like an offhanded comment about how you were very upset and like kind of aggressive Like, I don't know if he actually thought you'd punch him in the face, but you know, I don't. Yeah, you were being like fucking intense. I think that was pretty much all he was trying to communicate.
Like the wrap up.
You were shaking.
You were
in anger.
Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't result in violence.
Seems to result in violence for you.
For some people it doesn't. I don't know you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and that's honestly the truth. Like, you know, it's like
shaking doesn't.
If I knew
anger
you,
doesn't mean
right?
You're going to be violent.
Can you trust people you don't know?
It means I'm gonna be violent. I only time I shake is when I haven't had alcohol in a while. I'm just so fucking excited, baby. Did I make that joke already this stream? Damn it, this isn't a long segment, so my bad.
I usually give people the benefit of the doubt.
And that I think that makes sense 99% of the time. But like I talk to so many people in this position specifically, where if people said, "Hey, I'm going to come and do something violent on the show,"
hey, I'm going to come.
And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm just going to give all those people the benefit
violently come
of the doubt." Like that is not sustainable. Like, you know, and I don't know.
Oh no, I was talking about the boxing.
Well, it's stupid, yeah.
Match that I pitched last year.
I
was like,
"You think you could beat me?"
I don't know, man. I don't.
No, of course not. He would get fucking trucked.
No, maybe.
Look at this. Look at this guy. He looks like a fucking lesbian cancer patient. Like, there's no fucking way.
I have no clue.
If it's cool with Caleb,
no
I
idea.
personally wanted to offer to reimburse you if you signed up for a resume builder and
respectfully, of course,
stuff. I was hoping that you could find your own that you want. I have one request though, and that is your resume is 1 page long. As you work with a resume builder, if you could design a resume that's 1 page long, I will reimburse you up to $200 personally out of my own checking account. Is that cool with you? Is that
why is that like a thing? Do they only want like 1 page resumes? Is that like a legitimate thing?
I'll just make it myself in PageMaker.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm a designer and an artist too. I could do that. Like this one, I put it together in Indeed because it's white paper.
Fucking
It's
jackass
like very
of all
clear
trades over
formatting,
here.
and I like their style. I liked the template.
So I think the exciting thing there is you're probably really good at the art and design of it and making it look great. But we're talking about maybe in combining that with a specialist who's like good at making sure they go through the algorithms.
I don't think that's the problem.
Okay.
I've talked with a VP at Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk to a vice president at Indeed, guys. Incredible.
No, and he's on the phone with me saying, "Man, what?
Why would he be on the phone with you? Why would he be on this? Why would he do that? What the fuck?
I don't know. It's just not. You're not getting the responses."
Well, I still want to.
I don't even know where to start. What do I say to this? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Get the fuck out of here.
I want to leave the offer on the table, right?
Fucking VP of Indeed is just insane. Shut up, dude. What the fuck is he talking about?
If you want answers.
If you want to, you know, work with a resume, I think that those people can. I actually did one of those and it kind of sucked, but like there are good ones out there that will get you a job and will be good. Because I think that like a solid, consistent job doing something that I think that you are, you know, good at. Like I think that is the fast track to improve your situation.
So what's your music on? YouTube, Spotify?
I have my demos on. Well, some of my demos are on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Can we play it on here? I'm pulling up SoundCloud if you'd like to look it up.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm logged in. Of course I'm not. Let me log in.
What genre, Brent? What do you play?
Yeah, what's your genre?
I'd say it's soulful Americana.
Cool.
I'll have it on increased speed, but I'm gonna play it in the regular speed once we listen to the song. Okay.
I do love America and I am a patriot.
We like freedom here. Is it about freedom?
Yeah, I mean some of it.
See, I knew he was a conservative. That's what he's thinking in his head. I knew these were conservatives. Dirty motherfucker.
Freedom to eat people's hearts.
Can you make a taquito? Sorry.
He's getting so uncomfortable. That joke was kind of funny. What the fuck?
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that case was dismissed like 3 days before trial.
Well, I thought you said you got a misdemeanor.
Oh, no, it was not dismissed. We didn't have to go to trial. They offered me...
Okay, so there's a reason it got dismissed. Oh, well, it wasn't dismissed. Okay.
10 hours of community service.
A plea deal.
So you took a plea deal. That's not getting dismissed. You took a plea deal. You admitted that you were guilty and you took a lesser charge.
10 hours of community service with deferred adjudication that took 2 years to fall off. But, I mean, we were going to win it. And I honestly think I should have just gone to...
Okay, then you should have gone to court. If you're going to take that, then you lost. You're admitting that you were wrong. Okay, if that's you take a plea deal when you think you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
Trial and won it. It would have been easier and vindicating.
Okay, gotcha. So it wasn't dismissed like you said. He just lied in front of our faces, and then he got called on it, and he instantly folded.
I do appreciate your confidence. It's a good quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
As Brent pulls this up, Caleb, can you talk about your experiences being sick? Was
I cannot wait to hear this fucking thing, dude. I'm dying here.
it fun? You had the flu? Or do we not talk about that? I don't know. You look pissed off. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
Yeah, he looks fucking miserable. He looks like he has a lot of frustration over that moment.
this is my listening face.
Oh, okay.
Everyone thinks I'm always just like, this is what I look like.
Oh, I thought they were talking about Brent being upset. Brent is clearly visibly upset.
Brent, how much would you like to know about liquid seeping out of my anus?
Oh, that much.
No, we'll save it for
It looks like he gave him a tight butthole, so he wants to hear all about it.
different post show though.
Let's hear it,
Maybe
baby.
a live stream. Maybe when George comes, we can talk about it live.
About your butt
George
leakage.
leakage. And how I shit myself twice.
Oh my god.
Well, the thing is,
Shit, I've been there, brother. Shit, after outside of being a toddler, the first time I shit myself was when I was like 30 years old. Shit the fuck out of my pants, bro. I trusted a fart and it just shouldn't.
it's like I was so sick, I like couldn't move, and I was like throwing up every hour. And this one time, I didn't know there was anything going on down there, and I threw up, and that contorts all muscles. And then apparently I had diarrhea at the same time. I did not know.
Well, this
it was the sickest I've ever been in my life, other than the first time I had COVID, which was right when COVID started. What song do you
Your
want?
Smile is a this was the first time I ever played this, and when I just wrote it, and I still keep that demo because I think it has the emotional quality that I try to reproduce. It's kind of a blown out take. I just recorded it on my iPhone, but Your Smile was right when I was really fed up in the pandemic after like a year and a half. It was like,
What's the song? If we had to listen to one song,
Your Smile is probably
we should
it's a
listen to Your
tearjerker. Yeah,
The song he just recorded on his iPhone is the song.
it's a tearjerker.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna listen to Brent's song, Your Smile. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Okay.
You just tapped me to say
I hear Billy Joel.
Oh, shit.
you just tapped me to say, hey, you wouldn't leave me. I could see your smile from a mile away. And night or day, I can see your
It's not that bad.
smile from a mile away.
It's not that good, but it's not that bad.
As you make your hay, I can see your smile. I can see your smile.
Okay, it's getting worse. There's no depth to this song whatsoever.
That you playing the piano?
So let's get right to the heart of it. You never knew me. Oh, let's get right to the heart of it. You look right through me. Oh, let's get right. Let's get right. Oh, you know it's true. I love you.
He's really feeling this song too.
I'm gonna pause it there for limited time, but that's actually
Wow, it wasn't that bad. It was much better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be horrible dog shit. It's kind of decent actually. All jokes aside.
actually a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah,
was
for
fantastic.
sure.
I really enjoyed
It was
that.
actually good. Which is cool because the episode that went out the day before we filmed this was someone who was also trying to make it as a singer-songwriter, and it was very bad. That was good. I can like, and what's good about that? Obviously, that was live, and you know, you're just doing it. One thing I'm pretty okay at is, I can picture what it would be like produced and put through, you know, different vocal softwares and being able to do multiple takes and putting it through, you know, figuring out the piano exactly what you want. You're actually quite, obviously it's mostly just chord patterns, but even still, it's like, okay, there's actually, there is some talent there, and that's actually exciting to see.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's fucking crying, dude. I guess that was a very vulnerable moment for him.
That was supposed to be nice.
How long have you played the piano and stuff?
I started. Well, I played when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But you know, I didn't really understand music.
Sure.
And then when I was in Chicago, I met my guitar teacher and my piano teacher. They had just started a music school. I mean, they were giving lessons just out of their homes, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to start a music school." And I'm hanging out with them, and I'm like, "Well, I do advertising and marketing, and so and a little bit of business. So I'll do marketing and a little bit of operations." And started a music school, Backbeat Music School on Southport in Chicago. Grew it so fast. I mean, we were all 20 in our 20s, young and, just high-minded, and it was awesome. It was my favorite client ever. And then they taught me music theory. And that's when I really started understanding
Exactly.
it. Because I've never been that good at reading sheet music.
Yeah, me
All
too,
the
bro.
lines in the notes,
How old is he? I guess 42 now.
they just become jumbles to me.
Sure.
I have to understand like the chord progressions
Yeah.
and the circle of fifths to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's when I started really understanding more about it.
Well, I hope I get to see you again in the future. Thanks for coming to the post show, everyone. See you in the next episode.
All right, that was an abrupt ending. Yeah, man, that was definitely a very interesting segment. It was a lot of fun. It was a little different from what we usually do.